Elite 3 finals. Game number 1, locked and loaded. Starting off with the 2 times Mike on the Tumult, landing on those Fireflies. Off rip, wants to try to get that ultimate as fast as possible. Nobody really contesting here. We do have some scrap offs here from Spider and AES. Justina here for Spider, AES on the Liam. Common armor for both players, I believe. Still uncommon weapons here for Spider. A little bit of aggression might happen here from AES pretty soon. He's taking a lot of white health. I think he hit a poison. Yeah, he did. He had to retop that white health. Nearly gets eliminated there off the mushroom, but now a 3-way scrap off here with Mike, XY, and we also have Burst in the mix as well.
Yeah, now for Mike, he has enough ability to still be available, looks towards it, throws it, and makes sure he gets caught by a host shot from the back line. That's exactly what XI is looking for Mike, looking to try to get inside of one of these bird cages to loot this one up. Gets a pulse sword and nunnies. Wasn't able to take the time to loot that end. He doesn't find any armor slots, so he's going to take the time to manually heal out that white health, as he does have that level 2 healing berry. And for Verse and XY right now, it's only a matter of time before Mike decides to come back in. And he knows that he can't take this fight for long, so taking the time to go towards Azoth Peak is going to be the way. The chase could be coming through from both of those players, but we'll have to see. Towards the south side of the map, though, AS still taking a little bit of chances here. Goes up against Spider, who also must have taken a lot of chip damage from the poison, the solar jellyfish, taking us into Spider's spotlight with the dagger. Is like he's able to disengage from this, and you can see how much this terrain is going to be griefing him. The moment that he looks for one angle, though, he gets a scare rush. AS looks to try to chase this down with the RMBs. The whole check was going to work against him, and for Spider, early F2 to be anticipated. This is going to be the kill potential between both of these players, Wufong or AS, to get that one hit, one RMB to the next, double LMB to the RMB. That's AS's kill, and that gives him kill number 1.
Yeah, that's a massive hit there. Wufong now into the full extension off the spear. Goes for the grapple extension. AS now is going to be forced to pop this Leon ultimate. The 1.0 LMB focus there from the spear from Wufong. Now, massive health advantage here for Wufong. LMB Prowl once again is going to weave the F2 to the pistol shot as well. And Wufong there with nice cleanups there in that fight. XY Mike investing that 10 ultimate. Big whisk there onto Burst at the back end. Shaya ultimate now called in here from Burst. Double whisk there onto XY. Triple whisk as well. Big damage here from Mike onto both of these players on the side of the terrain. Gets illumination onto Burst as well, and now XY does have no armor left here, and Mike does have the health advantage in the situation. Nuncha meter burn clips him here at the last final hits there off the Nuncha meter burn. Bow shot connects there as well for XY. The 1-2 overhaul. Shia ultimate called in here for XY, and Mike now try to create the space, try to count this ultimate, but the damage has been done here from Mike and nearly taking out all the pressure off him from both of these players.
This is what I was talking about, having that backup weapon, and that's what that common dagger really worked in for Mike. He found a nice common armor swap, a little bit of mitigation here and there. He takes the time to disengage, and he has a lot of opportunities to go right back into this fight. But for XY, it's only when his ultimate is over for that Shayo. His ultimate, on the other hand, is about to be back up 73% right now in that rage bar. And for Mike, having this purple longsword, a lot of damage can come out from a single 1.0, whether they be held or not. In the meantime, we see XY looking to get a full reset while Mike takes the chip damage. Verse actually taking the opportunity of rezzing inside of Azoth Peak. We're gonna see a nice R&B attempt from XY, but the terrain griefed him with a little scaffolding, gives Mike a little bit of salvation. He's looking to find another armor swap inside of these corridors, but it's only gonna be a chance right now for them to run into Verse, who is looting on the underground at the altar of Abiding.
Yeah, he has to go inside his zone here, try to cut off this pressure. Does manage to continue the movement game here, using the best of his abilities to try to retreat here from this situation. Only with a quarter of that white health. XY still full throttle in here, try to catch up the elimination here onto Mike. Looks like he might get a little bit of movement error here for XY. Mike's going for a quick little reset there, pops one white powder in, or Vitalia in. He's gonna get a little bit more of that white health back. He does get clip off the grapple bump there, and the air R&B does not connect. R&B Prowl there for Mike. So go ahead and invest the 10 ultimate once again. This could be bad here for XY. Catches the whisk into the re-whisk as well. The double R&B focus. He reads the player behind him. They go for the full extension into the whisk once again. Get the damage and elimination onto XY and the bloom. And now Verse now trying to retreat, trying to get the damage. Big jump LMB, R&B, big damage there for Verse as well. Oh my God, everybody is on one today. Verse eliminates Mike, but Mike is still in this game.
Verse is doing massive work right there in the scare rush to finish him off with a flashy finish. We're switching over to Wufong, looking for this grapple infinite, going for a 3-piece, going for a jump LMB extensions, doesn't catch it. Edward has F2, he gets tap dodge, one LMB, doesn't commit towards the uppercut and switches back to that fan. Must have been parried earlier, because now for Edward, looking for the R&Bs, gets caught by a jump LMB. Wufong looks for a scare rush here. If he can, gets it, doesn't attempt to go for it. And with Edward looking for his dodge, gets skimmed off with a haircut, like asking for a level 2 on that Blade Raiden Razor.
Gets caught up with this scare rush though. Wufong now 2-on-1. Jump LMB. Finisher there for Wufong. Clean, simple. But wow, everybody with extensions. I was not ready for tonight right now. I mean, I was not expecting all these restands with the whistle on the Temis there from Mike. Catching prowls there. Getting a full juggle down to here with the dual blades. I mean, everybody's just using the terrain in their favor. And Star, he has a lot of those coins there for the Volpine, but no Volpine. So I don't think anybody was able to secure the Volpine essence, but Bong is going to be calling in that Mood Bane, prepping for that first Roma Yang. A lot of aggression here for game one. 2 for Mike as well for Wufong. Burst, T225, AS, and Bong with 1 on the board. Mike going still getting active. This time around against Spider. LMB focus there for Mike onto Spider. Big damage there off the blue daggers. And knock off 1.5 blocks off that blue armor. Overholds. Justina Ultimate's already invested here for Spider. Tries to go for the freeze. He does connect off of this as well. And Mike can be eliminated early here in this fight. The F called in is going to use it to his advantage. Goes on top of the terrain with the F jump there. Beautifully played out there for Mike. But the freeze overhold R&B focus there for Spider. And that's going to be Mike's game one there.
Mike goes down there almost immediately. Now is going to be the chance right now for catch up for the rest of the lobby. Like I said, proposed points was 8.9. 2 eliminations this game and getting killed out before the first Roma Yang. Unbelievable. But here's going to be a chance here over towards this Roma Yang. Jail's AS with that Yang cast looking for Wufong and has the ultimate to be casted for this. AS takes a little bit of a dazzle into that laser beam. Not a lot for him to worry about except for the timer. He still has a chance right now to just pop his ultimate once Wufong ends. And now it's going to be a chance for Wufong to defend towards all that damage. F wanted to look for the knockback. Goes for ultimate and defends his position for that Yang pass. And Wufong knows his position is going to be bad for him, so he sticks to the outskirts into avoiding where AL's position is. Jail's AS's position is. Purple powers. That's going to smack heavy. But for Wufong, having a Tuna, having an Overlord on standby, having a purple pulse sword, so if he decides to go into his Roma Yang, he'll be more than ready and taking a fight with his foes.
Yep, looks like he's going to retreat now. Wufong Go to look to see if he can reposition here. We do have the cave there for Wufong. Frosted is playing the Spirit well on the Temi. Playing out the end game right now, wants to make it into that end circle to get those eliminations. And we see this a lot from Frostivus. Been a little bit silent in the early game. Mid game, he gets 1 or 2 eliminations, and then he just pops off in the end game, gets 2 or 3 for his last and final kills, and he ends up with like 6 kills, 7 kills. So Frosted is still on that mindset, wants to make it to the end circle. Wufong in the cave now. He's going to pick up a little bit more resources here, a little bit of Jade upgrades for himself. Star, T225 for our first Roma Yang. That's purple staff in hand there for Star. T225 on common flying knives. These players are very, very comfortable with this weapon now. These players are trying to pick any time. Look, and this is what I'm talking about. That follow-up right there, that focus attack, to be able to catch the aerials is so good. The clink comes in off the scare rushes. T225 now, still with the health advantage. Common flying knives, trying to see he can take this on. He's gonna be able to get that crouch parry. Beautiful done there. No, they've called in for no damage there for Star. Now Star's gonna be forced to pop this ultimate in the back end. He does catch the first V2 here on T225. What's gonna be the mix up here?
Might be a chance here for the F1, and there's going to be the cast out here for T225. Takes time to heal behind this pillar, but Star has 1 more orb ready to go into the back pocket, and there's going to be the ultimate that we necessarily needed to see from Star. He gets a nice dazzle. He still gets orb. Doesn't matter, but this is going to be a position right now for Star. He's got to space out between the Siren right now because she still has her ultimate for another 9 seconds. So for T225, looking for some dazzles across the corner. He looks to try to look for the kiting path for that pillar. You know, line of sight is getting broken every so often for T225. It was mainly a defensive ultimate. 45 seconds left on the clock right now for the player. Star is looking to try to go for a scare rush attempt, maybe looking for a stagger, looking for the R&Bs. T225 looks to charge up, gets 1 clink. We see the meter in the center for that Binding Fury. He can hold a horizontal, nice tap dodge into the LMBs and burns out the combo breaker. And for T225, gets parry baited into an LMB, and for 1 more chance, he gets that block extreme. He goes for an LMB, he gets the uppercut, no grapple bump, the pillar's griefing, the scare rush wasn't gonna catch anyways, and he's looking for a quick parry here because those R&Bs are being charged up by Star.
Yeah, and Star just running out of timer here. Focuses R&B there for Star onto T225. Big damage now. The health is even between both of these players. That purple staff is just doing so much damage there against T225. 10 seconds remain. Proc comes in off the nunchucks. Doesn't release this time around. LMB Pro there for Star. F caught in here for T225. Now the dazzle does not connect there. The LMB Pro once again for Star. 2-on-1. Big damage. And that's going to be the elimination there for Star onto T225. Catches the LMB Pro in the last second. Arando winning his run very fast in that Roma Yang. I already saw the WZ being popped up like 10 seconds in while we was watching T225, so I hope we get a replay to watch that one back. There it is. You ask and you shall receive. Fong against Arano. Here it is. We do have the follow-up there to Fong on the flying knives. Arano trying to double tap dodge back into the parry down to Fong. Jump LNB. F caught in here for the Lonnie. Quick comes in off the light as well. The ultimate is going to be invested here from Fong, but the LNB power for Arano into the TOD off of this. There goes the ball, the juggle, into the following hits there, and that was just beautiful there from Arano.
Actually, masterclass work coming out from that point. We actually saw that from Mike into day 3, which was kind of a surprise, and seeing what the other players are taking notes of what their peers are doing and getting a chance of being able to do that. And I also want to mention how that moment of being able to look for that 2-on-1 from T25, which if you guys saw the move where he went for the staff for the uppercut and quickly swapped his weapon in hand, whether or not he's using the other weapon in his pocket, he could also be using his sheath to swap that out. And in place, in those final seconds, had the opportunity to catch that. For Star, though, this is going to be where it comes into a difficult standing for T25, right? Because one thing is for certain, for Star, he has his opportunity to look for his lockdown for the R&Bs, those gold nunchucks that he's picked up from the Romy Yang. But for T25, he's got only a matter of time before he gets caught. Arano gets caught by the dazzle. There is going to be the corridor that's going to be a crucible for him between all of these players once they notice the Syra ult, and it's going to be depleting very, very soon.
Yeah, and Arano, first one on the scene, T225 with 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Now with the pressure from Arano here, drops all that armor. 3 other players on his trail, or 4, 5, I believe. Star's in the mix as well. Gold nunchucks there for Star off that Romy Yang. T225 trying to survive the situation. Does get clip off the grapple stun there. He's going to use the F to retreat off of this, but all these players full focusing the Syra here. Combat armor swap for T225. He is going to be able to stay up for more time here, but with the time ticking on that Yang depletion timer, he needs to see if he can try to get one of these players to fight each other to potentially third party, but he goes back in the zone, does manage to find a blue armor swap. Arano's in the mix as well. Star in the back end. T225 go ahead and replenish that white health. He is going to be safe for now. We do have these players waiting inside this area to wait for him, and there it is. There goes the grapple stun there from Star. Overholds. Does pair a little bit too early. The F call in there for Star. Ultimate now invested here for Star off the V2. Doesn't connect off the first. Catches the 1-2 off the nunchucks though. Now trying to create the space inside the zone. T225, 1 minute and 56 seconds. Still in counting. Does get caught up with the grapple LMBs. Overholds. Nobody releases. Waiting for it. The V2 connects there for Star. What's going to be the mix up for him? He's going to go ahead and pop one Vitalian into the wall slam. T225 very weak off of this. A long common armor swap here for T225 once again. Star trying to replenish that white health. Does manage to do so. T225 as well, but the corrosion is already maxed out for both of these players in the zone. T225 one shot and the final R&B there for Star, and T225 is gonna have to call it quits here for game number 1 as well.
There's going to be the eliminations that he's looking for. And seen in the background, we actually see Frostfist getting elimination as well, I believe against Fong, if not mistaken, and taking him out the lobby. Big eliminations to be had for it. Oh, wow. Nice grab to the R&B, my friend, but looking for the R&B. Oh, he's looking to burn for millions. He's looking to burn for millions, but he got saved because he had remaining depletions. For XY, he'll take his blessings. Arano, though, is not going to allow that. Gold longsword, purple armor is the biggest threat right now to XY's hand. And for right now, one R&B could be caught into the placement of a parry from Arano, and that would be the TOD that he's looking for, maybe even for a double 2.0 release. Looking at Arano, though, look at the meter dump, see the opportunity for those floating pile to get an armor swap here is going to be the salvation for XY. He finds a nice R&B F1 invested from Arano. Pretty late, I'm going to be honest, but there's an armor swap right there. XY looking for it. He finds a 900 armor to be picked up, and for Arano, looks for the chance with the carousel, doesn't get it. Obviously, for Arano, he's looking to try to lock down this Shayo as long as he can, and with everything coming out here, he gets one uppercut. He goes for a sheet swap, one jump LMB. That's all he's got. One clean to the next, and one jump LMB to the other. That's elimination number 2 for Arano. 41,000 Dark Tide coins, but we still got Romy Yang number 2 to go through. TE's Wufong, or that purple pool sword I was mentioning. He also has a chance for that tuna. Phantom Step on Spider, has a engraving, also with an alchemy, and as well as just being able to be as stacked as he is. Vajra's Grip, Rampage, Kabloom. That's all Wufong needs, as well as an advanced heal. Take it away.
Yeah, Spider is very stacked right now in the weapon department and the Jades. We do have the F invested here from Spider very early. Wufong now trying to go back in. LMB focuses there from Spider. Jump LMB times 2 there for Spider. Catches the LMB, crouch LMB there on the dagger. Wufong now does manage to get a little bit of damage onto Spider. Justino ultimate invested as well as the Syra ultimate for Wufong. We are going to be having a little bit of a pillar game here for Spider to avoid any sorts of damage here from the Syra ultimate. Just run around in circles. You see him playing this pillar at his best that he can. Gets Dazzle there. Now the damage is going to come into play. Doesn't get the beam charge there there though onto Spider. And now the ultimate is about to run out. Spider still has that ult online, trying to see if he can find some sorts of damage. Gets the scare rush into the focus, jump LMB on the katana. Oh, into the freeze as well. RB focus, big damage. F caught in for Wufong. And now the overhold, the Justina freeze does not connect this time. Wufong trying to back on up. Since the LMB focus, gets the damage off the pole sword. And the final hit there, slide uppercut from Spider on the katana. Gaming here for game number 1. He is going to snag up the White Tiger's powers plus gold fist blades in hand.
And getting that Razor Swift as well as a Benthic Descent as well from a Jade selection pool is going to be huge. He locked in 2 eliminations. Justina being stacked right now for 2 kills, having golden weapons, especially the fist blades to be picked up, is going to be Spider's benefit into the end game. And for right now, he decides to find a spear. If he wants to commit to the Razor Swift, he could. But more importantly, just having that gear selection. Now switching back over towards one of the previous losers of the Romy Yangs for round 2, AS. Having lost it in the second round, but winning the first, he still has gold fist blades to be looking to push out for DPS. We're actually really curious in how that fight turned out. Arano looking to smack this one out. He went up against WBG's verse previously, so for AS looking for the LMBs and trying to catch an LMB, but you see those jumps being used by Arano to deny that stagger to allow for a free uppercut. That's exactly what the players are using whenever they see a chance of using a jump, just to make sure they don't get staggered and get caught in a connection for the infinite. But for AS inside the Honor Temple, there's 2 other players here, Verse as well as with Arano, making sure they can try to chase him down and peek him out, as well as seeing Star here. This is not looking great for AS, but he is a Liam, and into the lobby, the players would want to take care of that Liam as soon as possible because they know how much of a threat he poses.
Yeah, he's playing a little bit of mind games here, not trying to show the aggression, but timer's ticking, so he's going to have to start getting aggressive pretty soon. Star, good start off here for Star. 2 kills on the board, won his first round with Yang as well, securing those gold nunchucks off that first round. Spider and Verse are going to be having that White Tiger's power, and I do see both of them here as well. So the aggression is going to start here from the buff players. We have Spider getting clip off that LMB focus there from the dagger in the back end. We do have a lot of congestion here from all these players. AS needs to try to get active, trying to see if he can find some sorts of damage onto one of these players. He does drop nearly low off that purple armor. Verse though, first one on the scene. Verse a little bit too early. The Shayo F is going to be called in there for Verse. Clips him off the LMB focus. Soulbreak does not connect in the corner in the back end. Now Arano showing back up. The 1-2 here for Verse. Overholds. Clint comes in off the focus once again. AS needs to try to find this elimination. He is going to go ahead and invest this ultimate now. Trying to catch the V2. Does not manage to do so. Now Arano changing his attention onto AS. He did see that ultimate come online. Now that's all these players need. Wufong drops down with a cavalry broom. Big damage there onto AS. Arano on the trail as well. Once again, 3 players looking at AS. Just seen ultimate called in here for Spider. Trying to secure the elimination. F called in. Double tap on his back. No freeze yet. Double parry there from AS. Big damage. And it looks like Versus snag out the elimination onto AS.
And Wufong finds his Soul Bloom pick up right then and there. He's going to back off of here immediately. He knows that Spider's active, just, it would be a reason to kind of stay away. But he knows that Spider wouldn't want to invest that dash. He knows that the Rage is going to be too important to his endgame circle to try to build back up. We are under 10 minutes. We have 6 players left alive. There's going to be a matchup right now between the Shayos to make it through, or at least one Shayo. But with the players in the selection pool, it looks to be a lot of individuals. Now going into the replay, this is going to be that second Romy Yang I was talking about, how AS had lost previously against Verse. Playing out the Shayo, having his ultimate now with a shield throw confirms it. JL's AS has not popped his ultimate just yet. The last shield block into the second one is going to put Verse in a little bit of spot. He can't throw his shield when the line of sight is broken. He gets the full damage anyways. And for AS, he's taking the time to heal. He realizes he doesn't have enough time. He goes for the attempt for the uppercut of the R&B, I should say, but that F1 is repositioned, giving Verse a nice chance right there for the uppercut into shield throw, and goes ahead and throws all the blues back and forth.
Wow, beautiful iframes there for Verse. Verse iframed everything there off that Shayo ultimate, and that's what makes her so strong, right? On top of you potentially getting clipped off of LMB prio, R&B prio, whatever the weapon the opponent is using, you have the ability to negate anything that they throw on you there, especially against a Liam, where you're able to iframe those V2s with the shield throw as well. So, I mean, that was just beautiful there from Verse, being able to stay up in full control in the fight there in that situation. Wins him that realm of Yang, and we see him here with a nice game 1. A lot of these players now are going to start winning up. We do have our second to last Spirit Well starting to form on in, and it's going to be a Mystic Might buff for these players. So we're going to be having a little bit of a duel here from all these players in the server who are going to be contesting this Spirit Well. We have Spider already posted a Verse as well. Frostive is lurking in the back end, trying to see he can find some sort of damage as well. On the Temi, he doesn't want to be the center of attention here for the Spirit Well, but he can potentially get the last final hits there with all the aggression that these players are going to be throwing. We do have have half of it now forming on in. And it looks like it's going to be a no ult zone as well. So this could be very bad for whoever decides to stay in the center of that spirit well. Wufong, though, not letting his presence be known. He is going to be playing this out a lot more passive, being the lone Syra currently in this lobby. I think we have everybody being a lone character right now. We have a Xiaoyu, a Syra, Justina, Liam, Temmie, and Alani. So there are no pair of characters in this server right now here for our first game.
Perfect. This is exactly what I'm waiting for. Listen, one thing is for certain though, taking into Frostfist into account is that he also has that purple musket. He does have slow shot into sunwing shot. He hasn't unlocked sunwing shot yet, but if he gets a nice whisk throw, he can catch some nice pot shots, especially if he chips him down. We're gonna see an engraving, the reveal coming up for Star with that Phoenix Blast that we mentioned from earlier, and for Spider getting a little bit of chances to get pushed out with that Forbidden Seal and activating it towards Tuna. Now for Orano Alani, it's gonna be major work right now. Frostfist has a whisk ready to make sure that he can catch it. He throws it towards a backliner, and now having an opportunity getting chased down here, that's exactly what we're seeing. Spider looking to try to go real aggressive onto him, and Arano getting this Mystic Might for the refresh and whatnot. He didn't preempt the ult. He didn't need to. He's a rage-based character, which means that whenever he uses his ultimate, it's going to be costing rage, not 100%, just a portion, and that's 60% that comes out from it. So for Arano, he keeps the momentary aggression going through, especially considering he has a line of sight on all players at all times, aka LOS, making sure that whether or not Arano looks towards and throwing out those 1.0, he's going to have to make sure he invests somebody's abilities sooner or later.
Yeah, and there it is. Phoenix Blast for one of these players. I believe it was Star there on the longsword. Only blue rarity, though. Frostivus quickly seeing the health there from Star, trying to apply the pressure onto Star as well. Ronald, the first one in. Both of these players are trying to full focus as Liam here for this end circle of game number one. He gets caught up in the corner. F caught in there for the Liam. Star now continuing his movement game. Is going to be able to retreat for a little bit. Gets clipped off the jump LMB. Pops the F just to stay safe there, thinking the LMB focus is going to be released there off the Phoenix Blast. Cutting the line of sight there, going on top of the terrain. Gets clipped off the Scare Rush, though. Big damage into the V2. Big damage here for Star. What's going to be the mix up here? He's going to go inside the zone. Sends him flying inside the zone. Star tries to get aggression, but in the back end, lots of pressure still happening towards Star. The ultimate does connect there, but it's going to be burst with elimination onto Star. And now Arano could be potentially eliminated in this situation as well. Does manage to get out very quickly, though. Spider first one in. No damage yet. Overholds the ball. Does not be able to get the catch off of this. He's going to go ahead and TP onto it there to avoid a scare rush from Spider in the back end. We do have a pistol shot, I believe, there from Spider onto Arano. He's going to use the TP once again inside the zone, try to cut the elbows here, trying to break the elbows. We have the Bane right in the back end. Could potentially be a big factor here in these fights. I think Spider got clipped. No, he's safe for now. He might be clipped now. He is safe once again. I think that was like a POV thing wherever the camera was pointing at, but he is safe. Arano's going to be able to stay up. We do have these players playing a little bit more conservative, moving on into our last and final 5 minutes of this game, but Arano doing a really good job snagging up the elimination. Oh, that was very sorry. Arano doing a good job applying the pressure there and staying alive.
Yeah, exactly. Considering that he was able to use his goalie stance and catch another 200 heal, which means that he was able to garnish 800 total healing from that ball. And we also saw that enhanced Lonnie throw coming out where he was able to keep himself goal focused against Spider, and only a matter of time for the chase. But Wufong takes his aggression towards it. Both of them down to the down to the attacks of their armor and looking for a reset, as Arano has his secondary armor on standby. He doesn't really have much of a threat unless someone catches him off guard without a combo breaker. Wufong looks for the RMBs, tap dodges into the cab. No, to the RMBs. We're looking for these LMBs, looking for a 1-2 piece, looking for a jump LMB extension for the cab loom. There's gonna be the release. Gold armor still on standby for Arano. He's gotta be making his way right now. But of course, it is getting blockaded by 3 players. Looking at Wufong, looking to try to get back outside of the Forbidden Seal to have his ultimate on standby. Still has combo breaker in case he needs to spread himself away further from his opponents. And for Wufong taking the time to heal, he has advanced heal, so he's gonna be able to proc that off slowly and having a chance of going right into the Syra. But of course, all these players making sure they can look at the Syra once their ult ends. We've seen this before, deja vu. You know, I make mention of that before and over again, but the deja vu moments are here clearly, and this is going to be the sightlines for the players once they see her ult end to go ahead and push forward.
Yeah, it's just going to be just a full W key from everybody. We do have Arano being the first one in. Pistol shots flying in from the back end as well. The 1.0 gets released there. Big parry there from Arano to Wufong. The Wisp drop down there from, I believe that's Frostivus on the Temmie. Does manage to get a little bit of ticks there on the Wisp, but doesn't manage to catch the full punish there off of it. Arano still trying to apply the pressure onto Wufong. Cannon shots flying on in from the top side of this terrain. All these players looking at Wufong here in the situation. 21% on that rage now. The Wisp is not connected for Frostivus. is. You see him full looking at him as well. Arano applying the pressure off the pistols. I believe it's actually Spider on the cannon, trying to lay down the pressure off the cannon shots. Wufong, though, 34% on the race. Needs to see he can try to get a little bit more damage out to stay up here in his last and final moments. Doesn't look like the full lobby is full W queuing in, so he could potentially do it. Oh my God, he has the Jade. I don't even know what to call it, but that looks insane.
Yeah, Moonshard's sword going to be in the hands of Arana right now, and he's going to be the spacing god, right? He's pushing Wufong out of that tree line. He knows how much it's going to be a threat. If he gets caught in the midair, that's so many range shots in the face of danger, and especially a whisk throw that could be coming out from Frostfist. We saw Frostfist throw like 3 of those at Wufong's direction. He knows there's going to be a chance here for the LMB catch. He burns a combo breaker for Arano, and Arano still has this ace up his sleeve that the players now keeping in mind about. Now for Frostfist, he's also having the throwing knives, one of his main arbiter type weapons for him to wield. Blue rarity. Seeing that verse with that gold spear, though, is kind of a notion. He's been doing really well so far, having a chance of being able to be one of the kill leaders in this lobby. All he needs to do is be patient. He's got an R&B that can deal out all of the armor from the opponent, or even their health bar, to the point where they are going to be at death's door. And for now, the next 2 minutes is going to be deciding factor, whether ults can be saved until the end or someone forces one to the next. But I'm pretty sure we're getting an end game Kratos for the first round or finals.
Yep, and this is what we like to see. These players playing a lot more passive, making to this end circle. They know how important it is to make into these ranking spots, and we do have now 5 players alive. Arano, Frostfist is playing the bottom side of this end circle with flying knives. First, trying to claim up that little right-hand side area. We do have Spider and Wufong playing the top side of this end circle. In 40 seconds, these players are going to start being forced on in to the center of this end circle. Verse, though, gold armor, purple halberds in hand, Spider gold armor, gold fist blades in hand. We do have Arano as well with the gold armor in his inventory, and it's going to be Wufong and Frostfist with purple for this end circle of game number 1. No ult yet for Wufong, something to take a note of. Everybody else has their ult online. 15 seconds and counting. Players are waiting up to be able to start being pushed into the center of the zone. Looks like Verse can go ahead and play a gold spear here in the situation. Not sure if he has any jades for that weapon as well. Could potentially get a nice heart stopper kit if he has it in his inventory to stop any of the F abilities from connecting. We do have Arano, though, just laying out this jade here. I mean, that is insane. Just full gold focus off the second 2 seconds. I mean, it's just insane being able to stay in that. He can claim a lot of the area. Look, Wufong gets clipped off of that as well. Players are starting to move on in, and here it is, Severo, our last moments here of game number 1.
You know, there's one thing to know is that even early on, Wufong didn't have any armor powders. I think the lobby is going to now realize that, considering how spaced out he's setting himself up for. And now there's going to be a chance. Wufong gets locked into the zone. A lot of tick damage to come through here. No ultimate just yet. We're going to see Arano looking for the casted ultimate early and on set for the enhanced throw. He catches everybody in it, and he's throwing everybody in the mix. And Spider looks to go to the sky, has it to his advantage here, completely avoiding the shield throws. And for Verse, right then and there, we see Wufong get caught by the shield throw. There's going to be no chance for him to go for a full valley on the side her ultimate. He gets caught by a shield throw. Spider takes a chance to see Spider. Verse goes down with no solo pick up here. Tied for 3rd place, 3 different players, but Verse most likely taking MVP due to not having any multipliers to work against, and for him to have such a high kill lead is definitely going to be his MVP round for game 1 into finals with week 3.
Wow, beautiful plays there from Verse. Taking out the kills there into the end circle gives them that MVP for our first game.
Alongside with creators, we're going to take a look at seeing how this game ends up and how aggressive off rip these players would want to go up against one another, with Mike and AS nearby with Verse.
Could be bad here for Mike. I don't believe AS spotted that Delani didn't have a weapon in hand. Wufong, though, against XY. 1.0 there for XY on the halberds. It's going to be a little bit of a ditto there on the weapons. No, he's going to be a blue spear now here for Wufong now. 1-2-1-2 off the XY's halberds there. Wufong now trying to retreat. Go right back in. Gets clipped off the scare rush. Wufong now drops very low in the situation. Trying to find another common armor. Nice movement there to go on top of the terrain there off the hole on the top. But he is going to be able to get a little bit of a reset. And XY finds a purple greatsword there. Verse AS going at it. Mike could be potential third party in here as well.
Yeah, big chances here for Verse. Try to look for another armor swap where he can. Oh, 1-2s from Mike. Looking for the verticals from this throwing flying knives as he's able to kind of catch one stagger. That would be all he needs. For Verse, not having a combo breaker for the next 10 seconds, it's going to be a must for him to try to find an armor swap on the fly. Doesn't find one. Has taken an escape route as Mike gets inside of that one tent. It looks like AS is going to have this full vision on towards Verse. Verse finds one heal, common armor powder heal, as he looks to try to disengage from this. And a lot of kiting potential from this. But the flying knives, they don't care about your kiting. They can throw the blue focuses up, down, left, and right, looking at you on a D-pad and making sure that you get knocked out.
Yeah, that omnidirectional is just so strong. We see it time and time again with the flying knives, how well that weapon does in these players' hand. We do have Verse now playing the common flying knives here to try to see if he can get a little bit of space. He's going to swap on over to the staff. He could use the launcher over and over to try to create this space, but now fourth party move on in. It's going to be SR Spider on the Liam. It's going to be big damage here from Mike onto Verse. He is going to be able to get all that common armor off. Big scare rush there in the back end there from Spider. F caught in here for Verse. Now these players are going to start W keying on in, knowing that the F is on cooldown. We do have first one on the scene. I believe it's going to be AS. Mike in the back end as well. Counter grapple. Pistol shots flying on in from every direction. Spider trying to get the last hit, and then big LMB focused up from AS, but it's going to be AS with a jump LMB here for the elimination onto Verse.
4,000 Dark Tide coins to be picked up, 5,000 from the body. Now for TT25, looking at this fight up against DRG. Spong with the active multiple, rocking the overalls, wearing it out here. Got TT25 an active usage of his Shio ultimate, and he has not gotten staggered just yet. We can see Fong is not going to commit any fight for TT25 until that Shio ult is done. But the kiting pressure coming in for Fong is giving TT25 a lot more time that he's expending. Players are coming down from the north down to the south. They're going to find one of these targets, and they're going to be making full apparel about who to fight next.
Yeah, and it looks like Fong is going to be chased out here in this bunch, and wow, that is just rough there. He is going to be able to get caught up here with no ult online. AS full focusing Fong, but Fong doing a really good job with Longsword to continue his movement game. He's going to go ahead and swap on over to the dagger. As soon as I say Longsword, man, he heard me. He heard me again. He called me out last time too in an interview. He said, man, I just play dagger. Like you can be mad at me, but he is doing a really good job trying to cut off the pressure. We do have TT25 shown into the mix as well. Spider in the back end, first one onto Fong. We do see him there getting a little bit of damage. Arano's gonna pick elimination onto Edward in the kill feed. Fong though still alive. And I mean, I've been saying it, Fong been having the craziest movement in the game for a long time. The counter grapple is there from Spider. It has the movement there off the F to try to create the space. Gets caught up there. As soon as I just jinxed him. I just cast the curse. 1, 2, 3 sends it. Spider with elimination onto Fong. And now a three-way scrap out still can continue in this area. Looks like these players are going to back on up, but I think I just cast the curse Fong.
Unfortunate. This is going to be the case right now. But of course, Mike looks at his fight. He has the blue focuses held, and he's looking for a horizontal. I know it. I see it. He throws it. I got the F1 ready to go here. A lot of pistol shots coming back and forth. This Forbidden Seal is only a matter of time to be procced. And for the players, they have only a matter of time before they decide to back off here to escape. And for TT5, he's not going to have it. F1 to kill.
What?
I can't, bro. Listen, the amount of damage from that is minuscule. For him to get that is going to be the case. Mike's going to have a nice parry off of the jump LMB and a shotgun blast in the AS's hands. Oh my goodness, the R&B right there. Shuns him right in the gut. Call it et tu, Brute. Looking at him like the Ides of March. As Mike is making halfway through his armor, he's going to be looking for a full reset. And with all the players making their chances of running right back into his face, he is not going to be, none worse for the wear. He's ready to go for a scrap off at any point in time.
Yeah, that stab hit, that gut stab hit, it's so fast. Like I don't even think it clinks, right? Like you have to have flying knives potentially to make it clink. I don't know. Like I see it time and time again, getting those last and final moment hits like that a lot of times with that weapon. So I mean, you can just see how strong this weapon is. We see now Mike going against XY. First Roman Yang starting to spawn on in pretty soon. We do have a little bit of reset here from Mike. XY backside does have the weapon advantage there against Mike, but Mike has been playing very well. Has been playing a lot of pressure in his lobby thus far. With one elimination, big headshot there from XY. To be able to eat the damage off of that. Let me follow up as well there off the flying knives. Big damage now. The armor's completely gone there for XY. And look at the blistering damage there off the shotgun blast off that flying knife. The 1-2 in the air. F caught in there for XY. He's gonna be able to use the ultimate as well. The dazzle does not connect there onto Mike. Just has to kite off this pressure for a little bit longer. Does have the ult online if he needs it. And there it is. He's gonna go ahead and invest it as well. Does not connect off that first one. In the back end, does manage to get a little bit of TPN if he needs it. Yeah, there it is. He's go ahead and retreat to the ball. XY in the back end. That ultimate is pretty much gone there for XY. Mike still has a lot time left there on that ult alone. He's trying to see if he can catch up there onto XY. He's going to count his blessings, let him go. He's going to be a full reset here for Mike. He's going to buy out the purple armor though, potentially moving on in to the Roman Yang if there's any around him. I don't think we got an overview of the realm gates, but Arano, Spider, and Verse might be contesting for this one.
Might be going through and contesting for it for sure. I think one thing gives Verse a little bit more prominence that he still has Sire ult, so he could go back in, but they are not allowing that. Spider gets that Roman Yang pass. Unfortunate for Arano because he invested a lot for it. Still having ultimate though. Having purple armor on both of these characters, both the male characters between Liam and with Akos is definitely gonna be a problem for Verse. But one thing is for certain, for Verse, if he decides to go all in here, he can throw the blue focuses and burn out a combo breaker, and that's exactly what happens. Spider has 20 seconds left before that Yang gate is available for him. And for a Syra to have an ultimate still available is in the back of Spider's head. And there's going to be the double horizontal coming out here from Arano. He's looking to throw this out. Spider stays on the ground just to make sure he doesn't get repicked. And he finds himself to use that time on the ground where he is not going to be targeted to go through with that last ball. He's got 5 seconds. My man's going to have to double tap, dodge, roll, and then some. He gets F1. Oh, he gets into it. He's safe. Ooh. And he's good to go. 2 eliminations, still no threat unless TT25 makes it happen with his Shayo, because usually this matchup goes in the favor of Liam. 100% goes in the favor of Liam. But one thing's for certain, for TT25, that he gets that kill, you know my man's going to smirk at the end of this game.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait to see. Both players starting up high. Pistol shot air fight here between both of these players. Now, blue halberds in hand for Spider. Big scare rush here for TT25. Both blue halberds. 1.0 here for Spider. Big damage now, trying to even out the health. Spider now going to be caught up with the LMB. He's going to be forced to pop this F. And now the Liam ultimate is going to be called in here for Spider. The 1.0 connects with the V2 there for Spider. What's going to be the mix-up in the air, I believe. F1 to avoid the damage. Yep, there it is. From TT25. Drops right back down. Has that Shy ultimate online as well. There it is. The first shield proc does not send it loose this far. The second one as well there. The third one as well. That's all 3 there onto TT25. Overholds. Has to be careful. Catches the V2 once again. Sends him inside the wall. And that's textbook there for Spider. Taking out TT25. And now it's going to be Mike against Frostivus in this round.
Frostivus versus Mike, GOAT versus newcomer coming from last year with Frostivus into the Pro League. And now it's a chance to see whether or not Mike is going to go into the troublesome effort, because this is Lonnie versus Shael. Now it's a more of an even-Steven matchup where the difficulty standards comes through. As Frostivus still has a proc though, neither has Mike. Using it preemptive off of that jump. Gets us a nice block extreme. Goes for the meter into the R&B, but then combo breakers out for Frostivus. Ult's ready to go. And now it's going to be a timing stake. There's Frostivus tap dodging that so he can still keep his shield block. He's still allowing himself to get a heal off as Mike goes ahead, dashes away, gets 200 proc right there for Mike, throws that golden focus. He's immune to any sort of stagger from that point, and he's going for pistol shots as he arrives to that. He still has his goalie stance to come through in terms of going for a heal if he decides to. Mike still has a chance of going the last ball. Never mind about the goalie stance. All that comes down is only if it's a matter of time for Frostfest to get this kill.
He's moving right now, Mike. Being able to ice off that pressure off that Shy ultimate. 45 seconds into this round. His raw uppercut there from Frostivus. F called in there for Mike though. Gets caught up. He's gonna cancel grapple. Gets cut off. Now the F called in here for Frostivus. Jump LBs off the dagger. And the clink. Oh my god, the damage off that clink was insane. Did you see how much white health he had?
So he RMB'd, and the RMB confirmed into the clink, which is another tick of damage. Unfortunate for Mike. That lineup was too good to be true. Wu Fong, 1 HP in a dream, up against TT25. These guys are really looking against one another. They're at each other's throats right now. Ultimate still available for TT25, though, considering that Wu Fong had just invested it. This is easy cleanup territory for TT25. Knowing the shield block is going to be coming through, I'm not sure if Wu Fong is going to be looking to go back for that armor because he has common rarity right now. He's a full amount of damage there. He gets the armor, so he knows he gets to swap. He can potentially save himself the trouble of not having that off rip. But TT25 making it look easy, looking for the shield throw potentially here for it. There it is. 1 RB in the left. Oh, 1-2 tap dodge is going to be free for Wu Fong. Nice parry. F1 not ready. Looks for the knock up, no for the knockback. Double RB, and Wu Fong goes down. TT25 gets himself the elimination in the solo.
Yo, my God, no fear for Wu Fong there. Just the back-to-back 1.0s. Gets the damage off 2, gets parried off 3rd there, and gets eliminated off of that alone. But Mike now, 3 minutes and 17 seconds on the Lonnie. Has to try to cleanse here with 1 elimination on the board for game number 2. We do have a little bit of pressure potentially here from Spider if he catches him. He does have a bounty onto him, so he's gonna have his location. This is probably what Mike needs, but it's the Vermilion Birds Mike players, so it's very rough to try to come out on top. But second realm starting to form on in. Mike is going to go ahead and retreat to the outskirts of the map. T225 is in the back end, though, so Mike could potentially spot him, but he goes the opposite way. So it looks like that engagement might not happen. Trying to play around the realm to see if he can find a player trying to take this realm, but looks like he is not going to be able to find anybody now. So he's going to go ahead and retrace his steps back to see. I think there was Frostivus there in the back end. We also have Star, though, with Yang Depletion Timer. It does have gold fist blades in hand, potentially getting them from the puzzle. Well, he did get them from the puzzle. He is going to be able to get those gold fist blades in hand. And it looks like it's going to be Vermilion, Yang Depletion Timer versus Yang Depletion Timer here between both of these players. And there it is. Star against Mike here to see who's going to be able to cleanse here for game number 2.
Dangerous game right now. Justina against Lonnie. There's going to be a chance here for the LMB's potential from Star with the fist plays. He gets 1-2. He looks in for a hold check for the vertical. Gets blocked extreme. Might be looking for the LMB again and again, but Star is not going to be not the only person coming out here. AS is looking at this, and the Justinas can actually put him out of his misery as Mike knows. Oh, man, you saw that. I saw that too, folks, but we still have the matches to go through here. The Justina shows up at possibly the worst timing ever for Alani to be by themselves. And for Star right now, he gets the chance of resetting. He gets that Soul Bloom. It's unfortunate we're seeing Mike, and we're reminding this. We cast a curse, but we've seen the stats, how Mike performs out here in finals, and it's really unfortunate. This is going to be where the valley comes out for everyone else to try to catch up the pace that he sets up for himself for week 3s with the proposed points. And now we're seeing Spider taking the lead with 4 eliminations, with Romyang 2 opening up.
Quick little replay. Wufong against Star in a row. Purple dual blades in hand for Wufong. Star, this is where Star gets eliminated here. Does catch the LMB Prowl. He's gonna use the F to avoid that V2. Now only 1 left there for Wufong. Does manage to get the damage off the LMB focus. He's gonna catch him inside the ball there. Be able to get the full reset off of this on the armor. Catches the LMB. Oh, I thought he was gonna go for the focus. Does not manage to do so. Sends the 1.0 off the RMB focus back to back as well. And this is what Wufong was doing. Oh, he's gonna be able to weave that Ice Blast into the final one as well. Wufong with no fear on the blues today. You see it here. He's just releasing those back to back to back. But wow, man, I've been casting Mike's games for a long time now, and I don't think I've ever seen Mike with half white health just taking his headphones off. I know right now his mental is probably shattered going into this game 2, or potentially going to game number 3. I don't think I've ever seen him do that. I've seen him get mad. You know, he has that expression and that but I don't think I've ever seen him do that. He does just like, all right, yeah, I got that. Third party coming in. Yeah, I'm going to stop. But Wufong already in the realm of Yang. Fong is going to go ahead and wait for this Spirit Well. We have a couple other players as well playing around the Spirit Well. Who's going to be able to catch this? Everybody just stealing the loot. It was there for like 1 second and all the loot was gone. All these players are just waiting for that to be picked up. And now it's going to be Spider against Wufong for our second Roman Yang. It's going to be Liam against Liam for this one.
There's going to be a chance for the pistol shots to land. A Spider has golden unnies. He attempts to scare rush out here for a blue focus. He catches it. Oh, that's free. Oh, he doesn't go for the dash LMB. That's going to be unfortunate. Combo break had to have been used. And for Spider, he still has ultimate to look off of this. Nice uppercut attempt, but the F1's already back up for Wufong. Wufong looks towards using his ultimate as well to mitigate this. First orb is avoided. Yo, both of their ultimates are going to be avoided. And then nice parry, loses golden unnies. Uh-oh, Spaghetti, yo. Well, you're going to have to look and see. He gets the uppercut for a slight uppercut infinite. He goes for, okay.
No!
R&B was a cool, I don't want to think about it, but the Knights have been ready to reacquire for Spider. He still has another orb. He gets tap dodged. And for Wufong, he is making the space this one out as both of their abilities are down.
That was a crazy tap dodge there for Wufong to avoid that V2 though. He pistol shot double tap dodge, or he single tap dodge back there to avoid that. Now Brock comes in for the 3rd time, I believe. Let me probably here for Spider. Aerial LMB into the aerial R&B there for Spider. And Spider's gonna be taking this Roma Yang. AS against XY. Syra ultimate already invested here for XY. AS on the Justina. Tries to go for the Ice Blast. Does not manage to do so. He's gonna be able to get a dash out to behind the other pillar. Does get a little bit of health back. Now the Dazzle connects here for XY to LMB Prowl. Wait, did he cancel that early potentially, or they just ran out? Which is perfect timing there for XY. Now pistol shot range shots for both of these players. XY first one in, has the health advantage, gets eats up the damage off the shotgun blast there from the flying knives. Big damage back to back as well. Big damage to the follow up as well. Full stagger, can't even move. Is forced to use the F break there to avoid that full damage. And now XY doesn't have the advantage in this fight. AS with his purple flying knives applying tons of pressure here onto XY. XY trying to catch Nuncha meter burn. Oh, he's able to weave that shotgun blast this time around. He's able to play around these pillars. A little bit of peekaboo. Does manage to tap dodge that one this time around for the second time as well. He's learned pretty quickly. He has adjusted to that ability there off that weapon, but he does not catch the last one there. And the eliminations go towards AS's way. And now he's going to be snagging up that White Tiger's power, gold armor, gold nunchucks. And I don't even know what Jade that is, but potentially something for what he already has in his inventory.
He got Dragon War with gold nunnies.
No way. No way.
Yo, my man got the RNG. Yo, put him on the raid. Let me see those drops. Let me see that high tier mod. Listen, I'll stop. We have everything coming out here for the players, for the gear. But a Justino and Dragon War, bro. Oh, nasty work. Especially considering that he was using the throwing knife, the flying knives, you should say, as much as he was. What's crazy to me was how much he got away with those flying knives, especially the 1-2 vertical, where he got the 1-2-3 vertical blue focus. And then it just kind of started going trickling downhill from there. For ASC's XY, he himself also losing, when he lost his Romy Yang, do that we just saw coming through, he still has time to come down onto Mike's body and see what loot is left behind, as well as with Edward, who we see get eliminated from the lobby. We have 10 players total left alive, potentially 8 by the time that we enter into the 10-minute, not the 10-minute mark, but like 9-minute mark. And considering that TE's Wufong right now, 2 eliminations, still has a chance of coming out this with the leaderboard and making the top 3. 0.1 point away from 3rd place, mind you. And for Mike to go down right now, for Wufong, all he needs to go is for 1 elimination, and then he's up to the bronze placement, or even higher, considering that Verse has not gotten a single elimination throughout this entire round. And so for him, it's only going to be a matter of time for his position as a Syra to be located out. But the players are chasing down Ultra Tranquility. ASE's XY looks to space out. He might get a chance of hitting the bell and getting positions off. But we've seen this time and time again where the Plume Castle or the Achilles Crest, the giant eagle perch, is where players like to kite away from the realm of depletionist. It's an unfortunate tale as old as time, but that's what happens here. And as you can see, AS is taking the aggression against T225. This chase is not going to stop. This Justina is going to want to make sure she gets to lead it.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon's Roar, gold nunchucks here for AS. To be able to consistently have that Proctor as well with that bar filling up alone. So he's looking for an opener here. T225 fighting back though. Clint comes in off of the light attack for both players. Shaya ultimate called in here for T225, and there's a lot of players in Plume Castle. This could potentially be bad here for T225. 2 players still with Yang depletion timer. Wufong or XY caught that. We do see XY on the right hand side. I don't believe he's applying the pressure onto T225, so doesn't look like any aggression to be thrown towards T225's way. But XY still 3 minutes roughly here to be able to cleanse. Wufong in the mix. AS right back on in. Star now as well. Wufong overholds. Both Justina's on his trail. Looks like Star's gonna be go ahead and invest the Justina ultimate. He clips him off there, throwing the R&B focus back, but he still gets the damage there onto AS. Grapple on the beast. F caught in there for Wufong. Now the Liam ultimate is gonna be called in here for Wufong, trying to stay alive in the situation. Lots of players starting to move on in, and Spider already in here in the mix, and he just fought a Liam out of the bunch, so he kind of wants to see he can try to keep this Liam in this end circle, so he does retreat now, start eating up a lot of damage. XY has a good sighting here to try to stay inside his game. The V2 there for Spider, snags an elimination onto Star, and now the second one does connect as well here for Spider. He's gonna go ahead and snag up the remaining resources. Now AS tries to knock him back there off the 1-2s off the nunchuck, and now XY cleanses off of this. Spider picks up his 6th elimination of the game, but the fight has not stopped here.
It's not going to stop here. Wufong for throwing out double blue vertical. He's got a minute on the clock right now. 9 players, potentially 8 in the next couple of minutes right here. For Wufong, gold fist blades on hand. He's got 55 seconds left to go here. He's going to have to lock into XY. 1-2 piece coming out here from the Syra as XY makes it happen. For Verse, I should say. But for for Wufong, he's going to have to pick his targets nice and tidy. Look at that Dragon Roll connections. Burns the combo breaker. Unfortunate for Wufong next. Gets caught. Double dash. Free refresh coming out here from AS, and he might use this dash right now, but nope, he is saving himself. Bow shot from Verse out of the backwoods, and that's going to be the elimination that we need to see. 8 players still left alive, and Spider, it's crazy. Even Chad's going crazy about it. He's going crazy. But for Spider, having this lead, it's undetermined how well he can position himself for a 10-kill first play game, knocking on wood. If we see that, Spider can get this and go ahead and be a match point theoretically.
He's not letting it go to the gas pedal. You see him applying the pressure there onto XY. XY already invested his Syra ultimate. Burst, though, knows the damage that Spider has been doing. Now these players are trying to retreat here, and this is where it starts getting a lot scarier for the remainder of these games. You see Spider already with 6 on the board. He's usually a player that takes him a little bit to get hot, but right now into game 2, he's playing very, very well. Super strong plays here already here for Spider. Positioning next to that spirit wall already as well. Applied a lot of pressure there in that situation where a lot of these players get active to try to cleanse that Yang depletion timer from that second round. And we see him already in the mix here in the spirit wall. We do have a player on the ballista. Who is this? This is Frostivus. Frostivus trying to find some source of damage here in the middle of the spirit wall. We're gonna have to wait and see. The ballista shots are gonna be laying down pretty soon. I don't think anybody has spotted anybody on the spirit wall. Oh my god, we do have T225 now. Chops down there with the R&B focus. He is gonna be forcing out this Syra ultimate here for Verse. Verse now gets the dazzle onto T225. Big damage there. F caught in for T225. Spider inside the zone. Big damage R&B focus. Pistol shot as well onto XY. There's gonna be a lot of damage there onto XY. And if Spider manages to get this elimination here, could be a nice another 7 eliminations on the board for him. XY one shot. Spider can have the potential. Pistol shots not connecting yet. Common armor swap there for XY. Frostivus sees that player running and scattering. He tries to lay down damage there off the ballista shot. System 1-2-3. Pac comes in off the nunchuck. Catches the prowl once again here in the situation. In this hut now. What's gonna be the mix up? We do have another player showing right back up. XY gets another armor swap in the back end. Ballista shot starting to fly on in. Frostivus applying a lot of the pressure. Burn takes there in the back end. Arano with elimination onto XY. Frostivus now. Oh no, that's Arano on the ballista this time around. He gets the last hit off of that. And Fox shows up at the top there as well. It's like, hey, you got that kill. That's nice. Let me show up here too. But the damage has not been stopped top here. Burst eating up a lot of damage. All these players trying to get this elimination onto Burst this time around. And it's Mini Fong now jumping into Ballista with elimination. Gets the damage onto AS. And it's just chaos here for game number 2.
Yo, what's happening right now? Why are we playing hot swap seats onto the bus with this
crazy.
Ballista, bro? Yo, come on. This Moonbait now denies the Ballista. No one's going on there.
That is crazy.
Frosters went down off of the Ballista, was on the ground. Arana took his place, and then DRG Fong's like, don't worry, Arana, I got you. And he went to pick his elimination. The cycling is impeccable, man. And this is where it comes down, right? The wire is to the notion of that players, they want to allow it. They'll see it, and they're like, I don't want to mess with that right now. I'm going to go ahead and back off. And this is now the final circle. We got 6 players left for the final 5 minutes. Spider looks towards having this longsword. He saw how close he was to eliminating XY. So close, he risked the 1-2-3. He went for it. He went for that 1-2-3 just because. But the block extreme, such a powerful defensive tool where a player can just hold the horizontal blue focus, just to kind of keep them in notion, just standing still. Spider taking the time to loot this body. He's allowed to do it. But the lobby saw him go in that building saying, you ain't going to be left alone. You're a Liam. You are not going to leave that building alive for AS and for Arano. This is only going to be a matter of time before he decides to delve into the zone, completely stocked out for armor powders, but definitely not for the health heals. Once they see him come back in, they're going to lock him down. Look at AS.
I like this new graphic right here. Tell me who got the ults. I usually do mathematical equations around the map to see who has ultimate. Oh my God, another hit on the Ballista. And it's just,
it's just I didn't know that either. We're taking a spiral roller coaster ride. We're going up, down, left, right. We're going through the Z dimension. Call me Matthew McConaughey because this is an interstellar trip right now with the quadrahedron.
Spider Jaw's very low. Tries to scatter on now. Oh my God, it has been insane around this area here. These players are able to get some sort of damage onto Spider. Spider, though, might get eaten up a little bit of damage. So that's gold pulsar in hand there for Frostivus. AS still has the gold nunchucks in hand that he had earlier from that Roman Yang. Spider as well with the gold nunchucks. Trying to see compliance on its own. AS, though, first one in. F called in here for the Liam. 92% on that rage. Big parry from AS in the back end. Spider's going to be forced to pop this Liam ultimate now. The V2 does not connect into any of these players. And this could be bad here for Spider. Everybody in the server is looking right at Spider with 6 eliminations on the board. Top 6 potentially here for Spider. AS gets caught up on the V2. Goes inside the zone. Frostivus with a pistol shot there. Is going to be snagging up the elimination onto Spider's going to back up here, gets the elimination. Now it's going to go for a full reset in. And it looks like the aggression from these players is going to stop moving on in here to the last and final moments of game number 2.
I'm looking at the Shios, man. You know where they are. Pocketed. Listen, gold weapons coming back over there. If this is going to be position right now, I cast a Cure Spider 5 minutes ago, folks. It's over. I am cooked. Now it comes down towards these guys. 3 kill eliminations for Rano, 3 kills for AS. Looking at the Starfall, it's not going to be used, but we do see a chance here for that Blistering Edge into the Velocity Untold for Arano. He's also got himself with the Barb Bolts into Venom Tips. So for right now, he's a threat for the HP of any and all players. DRG Fong by himself right now. Has ultimate, has, I believe, a Desperation as his only Jade on hand. TTQ5 looking to try to lock down to AS, having active ultimate for the Shio. Looking for the throw. Double shield Brock is now going out here for TTQ5. This is a dangerous situation. Look at his grapple count. 1-0. And now it's going to be AS getting caught by the lobby potentially in the next couple of seconds. But free shots for Arano to land those crossbow hits. I'm still curious about whether or not TTQ5 is going to be able to lock down, but AS found that armor. So my man is going to be knocked into place. But now with the players, they lobby, they know that Justina either has 1 dash or no dash, but definitely nothing left for that Shio.
Yeah, I mean, he was safe off of that situation, too. He had that gold armor on the ground, so he quickly retreats onto it and picks up that gold armor. F2 through the wall there from Murado. I mean, we had a shield throw through the wall just 5 seconds ago, and now F2 through the wall to snag up a little bit of damage there onto T225. T225 now with common armor here, and the rest of the lobby is going to continue looking at this Shio with the common armor as we see all of these 3 players looking on top. Fong drops from back then. Cannon shots flying on in. Lots of damage going towards T225's way. He's going to re-snag up that purple armor. He's going to try to see if he can find a little bit of reset in, but there's nothing to be covered here in this in circle. Big damage there. Barbo's on the top end. Big damage. RB drop down there from Fong off the fan, and now the cleanse is gonna be, or the bloom is gonna be collected there from Fong as well. Run on the top side, holding that LMB focus there off that pole sword to be able to claim that top side of this terrain. Frostivus as well on the Shio. I believe he also has a gold pole sword in hand and gold dagger as we see it here in his inventory. So he is, oh, that's a gold poster. Sorry, I just saw the skin. We are gonna be able to, he is going to be able to stay on this bottom side terrains, be able to apply lots of pressure here in his last and final moments of this game. AS with no ultimate online. Fong, the lone Temmie here for his lobby. And opposed from game number 1, the terrain here is a lot better for a Tumult opposed to when Frostivus was in that game 1, where he tries to spin back the ultimate, but just the terrain was not in his favor and doesn't manage to catch a lot of people on the wall. But this terrain will be going towards the Temmie a little bit more than what it was for game number 1. Rano on the Akos and be able to get applying the pressure potentially onto Frostivus off the V2s there if the Shayo procs that ultimate. But we're going to have to wait and see how that unfolds now. Game number 2. Last and final moments, 35 seconds. Players are going to start playing the high ground. Who do you think is going to take it here, Severio?
I think Fong's going to have a fun time here, but not going to be the ultimate defender to make it for placement for first place. Arano getting caught out to pop ult, though. He has a problem in his hands. And now the Tumult ultimate comes out as Fong uses it offensively, not defensively. He doesn't pop it, later. He pops it now. And now for the players to try to kite out to the zone, he used it in the spot where they can probably get caught to the wind wall. But look at Fong, man. He is caught out of the woodworks, and all these players still have enough HP to survive throughout here. The V2 comes out here. Arano gets elimination against Fong as the last takeoff formation. F2 comes out for Frostivus as well as for AS. 1 HP in Dream. Another tied 3-play scenario, bro. I can't believe that back to back, bro. We're so safe, and I'm okay with it because this is finals week, baby.
Wow. Game number 2. Believe that goes towards Arano's way. No, Spider still. Spider just had a crazy amount of eliminations moving into that end circle. Has 6 on the board. I believe gets eliminated top 6. So the multiplier is not on his favor, nor the rank placement. But
we are dropping through here hot with some action over by the Game of Mine.
Very, very congested drop zones here for our third game. Spider once again on the Temmie, snags up a common fan. Mike, though, massive parry from Mike. Oh my god, the last frame there of the grapple gets the parry onto Spider. Big damage there from Mike onto Spider. Now, Spider trying to back on up here in the situation. Gets the area LMB there. The shotgun blast, I believe, connects as well. Back to back, big damage here from Mike. Now, the follow-up in the corner into the scare rush. And Mike now starting off hot here for game number 3.
Making sure that he can take that gold into the shop, buying supplies, and making his way forth. Quick Moonbane purchase most likely coming out for it. And now it's going to be Edward making his way towards Sun Cave, getting the loot from here from these Tros. High Tro frequency here. So for him, it's only going to be a benefit of the matter. Now for Mike, having the chance at being at the Gamma Mine, he could make this approach towards Sun Cave. Otherwise, Sigma Mine is an option. Or even towards the Shadow Jade Expanse, taking the loot here. First and most, this is the priority. And this is going to be the macro gameplay we were talking about earlier. Where this position, he gets his first elimination. He can then now start snowballing in that area and start looting up. ASE's XY, though, blue armor, common flying knives, up against the beret known as Verse. As he goes into here with a Kami kick, he makes sure that he can look for the blue focuses, but he's not going to get that parry. And now it's going to be the engagement of a lifetime. Oh my god. Catches LMB Prado, though, on the ground. 1-2. Overholds 3. F caught in there for XY. And now Verse. Full throttle in. No online here for the Liam. Shotgun blast is back, though. Big damage once again. And that just iced off a lot of the pressure here in these fights. We see it time and time again. It does so much damage in just the stab back there. Doesn't manage to get these players to get more damage in. But Wufong, T225, killing ultimate already invested here for Wufong. T225 trying to stay up here in the situation. Wufong connects off that last slash, I believe. Now the V1 trying to do wonders here for Wufong. Doesn't manage to clip him off of that one. T225 now gets caught up in this one. Gets the last hit off of that alone, and now it's gonna be a very close fight. Catches the R&B into the Lonnie ultimate, and now uses the F to try to stay alive. Beautiful iframes there for Wufong, but gets caught up off the second ball there, and T225 is gonna eliminate Wufong here in the first fight here for game number 3. Beautiful loot pickup coming out there. Mike versus Verse. Nice parry from Verse. Knows he has to go for a shotgun blast. Hello, there it is. Release coming out here, going for the tap dodge LMB was attempt, but Verse still has ultimate available to go off of here. If he needs to go for the confirmation against Mike has to burn his combo breaker first and foremost. Now for Verse, hold checking the heck out for the horizontal. He catches it. He burns the combo breaker. 1-2s comes out. The dazzle gets the 100 heal for Mike. Goes for a shotgun into the kick, making sure he can go for another R&B. There is another chance for the blue focus to be denied due to the Lonnie ball and the free blue focus. Doesn't get the reset. This is unfortunate for Verse because now he has to space out. Yeah, he needs to try to back up here in the situation. He's going to be able to TP to the ball this time around. The drop down there, a little bit of knockback there onto Mike. He's going to use the remainder of ult there to top off that white health. First, going to go ahead and back to full health. One last F throw, though, as we see it there in the hot bar. We do have him full aggression Mike once again. Mike, though, no armor left here for Mike.
Gonna use the F's, gonna get stabbed off that last one there. Big damage there, doesn't get the last hit, and now he does. And Burst there with elimination onto Mike. And now Burst with his second elimination to game number 3. Not letting go of that gas pedal, doing a really good job into game number 3. Arano and Fong are going at it on the opposite side here of this same area. And it's just so much chaos here for game number 3. Purple Honks are in the hand here for Fong. Arano on the blue nunchucks. The chaser is gonna be Fong. He is gonna see he can try to find some source of damage there onto Justina, but we do have him now retreating, waiting this out. A little bit of a Justina v Justina action there. Spider though, gonna go ahead and start rotating on into the center of the zone off of this alone, picking up some pairs on the way, trying to find some better loot to potentially take this first Roman Yang.
Yeah, exactly. And let's talk about loot. You know, in Immortal War, having the opportunity to pick up loot is only limited to being purple rarity max. So for the players, they have to make that mention of just going ahead and getting purples and how valuable that is comparative to seeing it in the normal ranked mode game. So for Immortal War, having these purple weapons and purple armors off rip is a blessing in disguise. And we're seeing this chance right now for Fong to burn his ultimate to escape. And now for T25, looking to set the chance out towards Sun Cave. Obviously, we're in daytime, so there's no fireflies. But for Fong, he's only got a matter of time before the players can catch up to him. T25 already on the hunt right now. Nice jump LB extensions to skate across the sky, but for Fong, he's got 3 grapples after this one. So now it's up to the case. Will he get to Celestial in time? And if he does, will some other opponent like Mike be right there waiting for him?
Yeah, and there it is. Mike is going to go overboard off of him. We did not manage to catch line of sight of this. Oh, yes, he does. Quickly reaggresses Fong. We see him now in the center of Celestia. Doesn't make it to the temple, but can still use the terrain there in Celestia to stay alive in that situation. We did see him going in for a little bit of reset there as well. Mike can go ahead, continue looting up, trying to find coins and anything possible in these boxes, barrels, whatever he can. Edward with the Moonbane charms, being able to call it on that realm that he is going to potentially start posting up on in, but he is going to go ahead and buy up some resources first. Does manage to get that purple armor, and we do see Edward now putting up that Moonbane on that top left-hand side of the map. It looks like Verse is going to retreat from there and contest the top right-hand side. Arana posted up in the center of the map for that Roman Yang. T225 far right. OUG's might push it up bottom left. Fong and AS can potentially get a little bit of contesting there onto Mike to take this round. We do have it fully forming up pretty soon, and in a couple of seconds, Edward, though, is going to be able to get that for free. AS, Fong, Mike going to be waiting for this round. Who's going to be able to get the pass here? He's going to spawn in the back end. Mike does not manage to do so. No, he's going to go ahead and wait this out and play the third party. AS going to snag up the pass, and now Mike playing a lot more conservative now. You see him land loose of that gas pedal, not going full throttle in like he did for game 1 and 2. Wants to make it to this end game, and he knows if he's trying to take this bi-weekly home, he needs to start racking up those points.
Yeah, especially considering that placement right now is his only concern. So waiting out here, you know, it's funny because Seb was mentioning yesterday about how he was surprised at how many teams weren't taking into trios the Roman Yangs, and I think it just comes down to decisiveness. So you have to understand once it comes down to you losing a Roman Yang, it's because you're up against a counter pick option, and for that, that would work out against you higher in solos than in trios, because in the case scenario, certain comps definitely won't take Roman Yangs. But when certain comps are made for Roman Yangs or have more success in there, and it is how not to take it, that's another case scenario of just not wanting to take. It's not about a confidence, it's about being, you know, having a keepsake of living and trying not to work against Roman Yang depletion. Our players don't know how expensive this cave is, knowing how valuable it is and how fast it is going to be coming through the aggression as Mike goes ahead and kites towards the gold jades. Can he get him? No, he won't. And it looks like it's going to be Star Arano just, you know, casing out here. No, he did get a repair roll into, I believe, a burst arrow. So he's going to be having those ones on hand. And now it's going to be money too to keep in mind for the shop, so he can purchase a weapon, or he could be getting another purple armor later down the road. We'll have to see. Spearow being contested Spider versus XY.
Spider throws on the whisk. It's gonna go towards both players' way here for this Spirit. Well, the follow up there off the flying eyes there from XY. You can see if I get the elimination here. The Spider, it's just a lot of damage here on the Spider. Big parry for Spider, wake up parry there to the follow up. F caught in here for the Liam. Both ults can be invested here potentially, but you gotta be real careful about third party situations. But it does not look in the minimap that any other players around. Liam ultimate called in. Spider ultimate now is called in as well here from the Tumult. Overholds, trying to find a whisk, I believe. Waiting for that perfect opportunity to throw down the whisk. When he's not in blue focus frame, he does not connect off that whisk. Now, he's going to have to retreat now that that ultimate is gone. XY, though, still has a lot left in that ult. I believe it did cancel now, I think. I just cursed him as well. But first, AS now in the Roma Yang. It's going to be Lonnie versus Sha Yo. AS does lose pretty much all that blue armor. Verse is going to go ahead and pop off that purple armor as well. He is going to be able to get falling damage. F called in for AS in the back end behind the pillar now. Shotgun blast, big damage off the pistol as well, back to back. I think he clips him there through the wall as well. Pistol shots there for the extra damage. AS still trying to play around these pillars, but no ults have been invested thus far.
Not yet. Blocking string comes out. Ooh, nice delay. F1 investment coming from Verse. AS still has a chance here to back off for a heal. One LMB to the next causes Verse to go for this ult proc for a knockback. Now it's a case scenario between both of these ultimates. One LMB to be thrown doesn't get negated. That's the power where Shayo beats out Lonnie in most cases, but the blue focus has come out here. It doesn't get staggered due to him being in that kick ready stance. Striker position, kicks out himself. He still has goalie available to go through. He cancels it. Oh my goodness, throw it out again, because now it's gonna be the case for the last block and having to time this dodge. There's a goalie stance. There's the throw in for AS. Takes the time to reset, and he still had that shield ready. They are on equal terms for the next 30 seconds. Combo breaker is out, but Verse is still on the oppression.
Verse applying a lot of pressure. AS as well now. Connects off the LB focus. ×2. F called in for the Lonnie. And now cooldown here for the Lonnie. AS has the opportunity that he needs. Trying to play around the players to not get hit off that shotgun blast. Proc comes in once again. Catches LB Pro here for Verse. Was going to be the mix up. The 1-2 on the ground. 1-2-3. Jump LB if needed. Wasn't even needed there for Verse. And Verse now winning the first Roman Yang of game number 3. As well as YZG's T225. What's going to be in the loop path here for this box. Gold Halberds and the Vermilion's Birds Might. That's a nice weapon upgrade there for Birds. We're gonna have to wait and see. Go poster there for T225. Already has ult invested against Fong. And we do have a third party here in the situation. Fong has Yang depletion timer, so this could go towards Fong's way if he could potentially get the damage onto T225.
I want to see if T225 goes to the ball. He has it still available to go to gold stance, and he decides not to do so. T225 with no armor to his name, only 1 bar, so that's around 300. That gives Star the necessary chase value. Now, there is still a chance here right now, right? T225 has that Vermilion. He could just burn it out right now, but it's not going to be the case. Meanwhile, over by Jade Pond, we see Spider up against AS. Ult proc coming from Shayo. Double block coming out here, looking for a whisk throw. Oh, he goes for the ultimate. What a stance. And he gets it just like that. Inside the building. Impeccable. 2-kill eliminations for Spider. He gets the loot alongside that. We're switching back over to T225 by the Sigma Mine. He's up against Star in the middle of the woodworks. As you can know that T225 has no ultimate, but neither does Fong. He still has higher rage than him. He goes for the rampage, learns the combo breaker, 1 LMB in a dream, no stone forming for Fong. He still has a lot of time to catch up to this target.
Yeah, now Frostivus not showing up to the party, and Frostivus with perfect third party there is going to snag up the elimination plus the bloom, and he's off the scene. And Fong with 2 minutes and counting does not able to cleanse his Yang depletion timer. Frostivus with perfect spacing to be able to get that elimination plus the bloom. He backs on up, gets his first elimination of game number 3. Spider still in the mix this time around against Verse. This is a big scrap off here. Purple fan in hand for Spider. Edwards well with gold flying knives in the back end, so big third-party action between all of these players here. Spider being the one hunted between both of these players, using the terrain at his favor. First shot's very low inside the zone. We see him now with no armor left, trying to snag up a little bit more health back. He does manage to find a purple armor swap there. There goes the Lonnie ultimate, gets the stab back, but no, the F caught in there for the Syra. Looks like might be coming right back in. The next player inside this 4-party is gonna be Spider in the back end. Edward now investing the Syra ultimate at Verse. He's gonna use the goalie stance like Superior calls it there to try to knock him back, but he does manage to line of sight there against the Syra. Doesn't get clipped off of the dazzle there. Does manage to get back into that gold frame there off the Lonnie ultimate. Edwards ultimate is about to run out pretty soon here, and there it is. Verse manages to stay up around in the mix as well. Spider waiting for that perfect opportunity, but the fight's still going on against Verse against Edward.
Goes over 1-2, gets paired.
Ooh, no.
That's tough. That's tough. Even Edward's like, I'm gonna die now. Take it or leave it. And now it's gonna be a case. Spider ultimate procs again. We've seen this story happen again and again, and Spider gets a Rano into that R&B doink, and there's the elimination. 3 eliminations for Spider. This is impeccable season right now for him. He's going for the 3-kill lead. He is one of the MVPs alongside with Verse, who is in soul form, getting back into the position towards the Romy Yang, but there's going to be a chance in seeing Wufong, Romy Yang depletionist right now. 50 seconds on the clock to get rid of that Yang depletion, and it's going to be tough. Frostivus, his sparring partner of dreams and hopes, seeing that parry come out here and looking at Frostivus right now with the flying knives. I can't, bro. The shotgun blast is too strong. I can't, bro.
Bro, shotgun blast is crazy. You saw the depth. This is blue rarity flying knives. I'm assuming he's running full attack as well. But in the kill feed, Fong manages to cleanse it. He manages to stay inside game number 3. I believe he eliminated Star there for that for the Soul Bloom. But we have T225 and Verse going at it for this Roma Yang. Lonnie v Lonnie between both of these players here. We do have gold pole sword and I believe gold halberds on the opposition here onto this Roma Yang. Verse can go ahead and play the fan this time around. Oh my god, he has Soul Shatter. He's able to get a little bit of damage. Sends it ×2. Doesn't get the second one though. T225 is playing full pole sword here in this situation. Swaps right back to the gold halberds. Lonnie ultimate invested for T225. Now trying to find a pole sword connection. Now there goes the old call in here for Verse. It connects here for T225. Overholds 3 charge. Gets the stab back as well. Big TOD here for T225 over and over again off the gold pole sword. And T225 there picking up elimination off the Verse.
I think like 17,000 damage off of that. Fong getting carried out there, looking for the R&B, looking for the Rampage reveal, coming out again, but Edward is ready for it, and there's the elimination. Quick, thunderous applause, please. And now as Edward kicks himself up some gold armor, he is just throwing these flying knives left and right. We're seeing him pick up a Cloud Weaver, gold greatsword, purple longsword, and aerial rend. If he decides to use the aerial rend with the greatsword, sus G, I'll be honest, that thing is not going to be the best option, but he drops his purple full sword for it, so he could look to go ahead and have it. He still has that soothing boon available for him. He has a Tai Chi fan, so if he goes for the fan crouch LMB, he can go for a true uppercut. Things are on the table. And I wanted to mention as well from Verse how he had a common fan that had that Soul Shatter on standby. I didn't mention this, but he did pick up that Soul Shatter from the first Roma Yang victory that he accrued. And then getting a chance of finding the fan, he just wants to optimally have that blue focus off of the mind read, right? Breaking the mindset of what the next move is. It's a whole new animation for the fan where it's a blue focus off of that clink, and then going off of the dash, he can go for a neutral uppercut. Spider though, you know, he's chilling out. Mike though, one elimination, Syra gameplay, 30 grapples in his name, has a burst arrow, has a assault smolder, has a Benedict Descent, Overlord, and a scatter shot. He could just wait this out. Common both for the scatter shot burst arrow is a nasty combination normally in trios, but in solos, he has a goal in mind, 100%.
Well, first 3 minutes and 58 seconds. That's good loot, but back towards the wall. Needs to see he can try to find a cleanse here between one of these players. Spider might get aggressed on, being a Temi in his lobby. I believe he is going to be full focus here by T225 and Verse. Both of the Lonnies looking for somebody to pick on. We do have Spider though playing the side of the terrain very, very well. Gets clipped off a little bit hit there. Not a lot of damage. Both of these players full focus on. And Edward in the back end as well. Mike being able to potentially get a 4th, 5th party action. Spider though moving right now. Nobody can catch up to him right now. Being able to cut that line of sight. Doing a really good job. Place that low ground to be able to kite out all this pressure. We do have T225 as well, trying to catch up to the back end. Spider gonna cut line of sight. He's gonna cut off noises as well. He's gonna wait this out in the bottom side, and they do lose sight of the Temi. Verse now trying to find another opposition to get aggressive on. Looks like they are not going to find Spider, and Spider was just moving right there, not being able to get caught by both of these Lonnies. And I mean, that is not easy, and we see Spider do it with ease.
You know, it's crazy. Like Spider, anything like, you know, someone who makes YouTube guides or someone who coaches other players is like, they see Spider sneeze and like, okay, let me write that down. Let me write that down. So you're telling me that's optimal. So you're telling me this is the way that we got to do it. And that kiting path is the reason why. How he was able to kind of work himself with the dagger and going off and no one wanted to chase him down, not taking any situation doing so is going to be the case. Mike, though, I can't believe we pulled the player point of view cam because we just saw what just happened. My man just got fully lobbied out as a Syra. No threat until the end game. They knew that, so they wanted to take care of her right now. And the problem is, he's not the only Syra in the game, right? He's not the only one. Always Edward is alongside that. And Mike finds that the purple armor swap to be available for him. No combo breakers to be made. He is getting every single one of these, you know, scare rushes to make it happen, to make it work. The problem is, this tower is finite by distance. He's only got a matter of time before someone staggers him.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be very hard to catch somebody just full momentum up this tower. I mean, we see it time and time again from these players using the same tower every single time to ice off pressure, and Mike on the blue fan being able to do so very easily. Verse with 1:44, not being able to find any success. T225 now might have to turn his attention onto Verse pretty soon because Edward's applying a lot of damage onto Verse. T225 tries to peel there for him. We do have Fong in the back end, I believe, showing up as well. Lonnie ultimate called in here for Verse. Gonna use the TP off of that, using it for movement. Go ahead and get frozen there by Fong. Doesn't get the R&B focus damage though, and now the Sara ultimate being called in there from I believe Mike in the backside. Verse manages to stay up for now. Is gonna go ahead and drop down on the terrain. Spider, T225, Verse. All these players trying to catch up onto Verse. I believe we do have Fong with one dash left off that ultimate. Spider in the mix, trying to see if he can potentially catch a wisp here for the Temi F. We do have him drop it down. Two players connect. Cannon shots flying on in. R&B focusing from T225. Big damage. Fong now in the back end is gonna be snagging up the elimination there onto Verse. R&B focusing in the back end. He's gonna be eliminated there from T225. And all these eliminations are happening here with only 5 players still alive here from game number 3.
You know, it's crazy. Spider getting caught by the Rupture Gale is not what he's looking for, and T225 is making sure that that healing isn't at its full efficiency. Spider needs first place 4 eliminations to make it through for finals, or rather to get to match point, and if not, 6 kills, 4th place. He's got 2 options right now. Obviously, the former is going to have to be, you know, very, very difficult to kind of work through. We're going to see him having an engraving, though. No long sword, has alchemy, has a Tai Chi fan, has an attuned to be proccing here, so that's a great amount of sustain. He's got a little bit more supplies to work through with, though. We see towards Mike, though, he's got some upgrades here, having to be picked up, I believe, a twin shot. So if he looks for, you know, cannon, he look for it. You see him getting these hits off of the burst arrow with the scatter shot, with the blue rarity bow now. He upgraded. And now comes out for this T225's build, looking at the stanchion sky pillar, looking at the ruptured gale orb, the engraving, the assassin's lunge, the rampage. He'd be looking for a weapon here, but he's looking for jades. He's got 2 purple gold jades. I'm trying to look at that martial art will form hook to be picked up. He finds, you know, he finds halberds. It's anyone's kill to be making sure that that person gets to lead him. And then switching on to Edward, Storm Strike, Cloud Weaver. We saw that soothing boon into the Cyan Fang uppercut 1, 2, 3 true, by the way, into the Cracked LMB, which is really strong for Edward to get some sustain if he confirms it. Otherwise, he can get to terrain manipulation and look at that slope, and he can go for jump LMBs. The only problem is if there's players around, they're going to be looking to try to disrupt that as often as possible.
Yep, and here it is. Edward right dead center. Mike dropping right back down. Frostivus trying to contest as well. All these players trying to lay down the pressure. We do have Spider moving on in the backside as well. Mike is going to get a massive parry there onto Frostivus. No damage though. Due to the F, Spider now in the backside is to be able to use his Temi Wisp to ice off some of the pressure there from T225. He's to be able to get aggressive onto Edward though. Edward is going to be able to scatter on out here in this situation. Now, the main player inside that Spirit Well is getting full focus here for Spider. Spider sees the vulnerability here from this player. With 3 on the board, Spider now trying to see if he can collect his 4th elimination of this game. Jump parry here for Spider, big damage. Jump LB for the extra damage. F caught in there for the Syra. Pistol shots does not connect thus far. There it is this time around. Jump pistol shot there from Spider onto Edward, and Edward did not think a player was going to full focus him, but we also have T225 with White Triangle powers now.
Now for Mike Caden caught out here and looking to kite around, he's got the rocks, he's got the pillars, and T225 is not stopping the aggression. Syra preemptive ultimate. No dazzle coming off of this for Mike. He's looking to try to go for a stagger if he can. There's one chance opportunity right now for T225, and he gets caught. There is going to be one spotlight for a 1.0 stagger from the light beam. Not optimal, but Mike had to make do with it, and he's looking to try to get some sustain here as well. For Mike, once the ult ends, he's going to get focused out here. T225 gets the confirmation of that Rupture Gale, rocking out the burn, and looking past that Scare Rush. I can't believe he got the Scare Rush for free. He's out of there. He gets the Forbidden Seal. He doesn't have to worry about ultimate. All he has to do is worry about time.
Yeah, 1 ban now here happening here in game number 3. Mike trying to stay alive here in the situation. Random Bane in the middle of this area. Mike does manage to pop the powder in just in time. Gets clipped once again off the Rupture Gale, and just the tick damage there, nearly taking off 1 block of that purple armor off of 1 hit. Pistol shots falling in here for Frostivus. In the back end, Spider getting hit and clipped there from the Moonbane. Much moving around it, avoiding all that pressure there from the Moonbane, and the players in his lobby manages to stay up, playing ring around the Rosie and the outskirts of this Moonbane. Players are still trying to full focus in. T225 with that White Tracker's powers, trying to cut line of sight. nearly gets connected off of that movement as well. He is still playing in the center of it. Mike playing the outskirts on the bottom right-hand side. Isn't able to go ahead and skill rush back up. Tries to cut the ankles there of all these players. Frosted might be the first one in. The Wisp nearly connects there onto Mike there from Spider. Does manages to avoid everything still. And I don't know what his rage is at, but it should potentially be around 45% as we see the bar. T2-5 down the back end. Oh my God, the grapples could potentially get a movement hit here. Spider still first one in, trying to get the damage off the flying eyes. What's gonna be the mix? So Mike does manage to get a little bit of love tap into the retreat there for the movement game. T2-5 trying to lay down the pistol shot, doesn't manage to do so. Spider still hasn't been able to catch that prow that he needs onto Mike, and Mike is just as well moving right now. Spider was doing earlier, but Mike is now doing it now.
1, 2, 3s, we released those maybe potentially from Mike. We might see it. T2-5 has his opportunity right now to look at this R&B. In this case scenario, there's going to be a shotgun blast from Frostbus. My man, looking at this Rupture Gale Orb, this is problematic. 75%. Looking for the R&B hold check here. Maybe Mike gets caught for the R&B. Ooh, might be going for the 100 heal. He will. This is looking towards a little bit of a dicey situation. He may not even survive here, folks. This is going to be a grab from T2-5 where he can fully consolidate the lobby to look into this direction. And then there's Spider, the throwing knives. 5 kills. He only needs one more, guys. He only needs one more in order to make it to match point, potentially to get himself out of this position where all he needs to do is MVP. I said it. I was like, yo, what if Mike gets himself match point for first round by round 4? Oh, it's process. What are you trying to do? Anyways, Spider, if he ends up getting match point by this round, listen, I already consecrated. I already said it out loud. It's over.
Yeah,
I didn't knock on the table. So I said, I'm all in. I'm putting my chips on the table. We're looking at this like a poker game because I'm blank faced right now. If Spider wins this, though, I'm putting a smirk on my face. Call me T2-5 because this is going to be coming through between the Lonnie, a Liam, and a Tumult. Now, the end game circle vibes are immaculate. For the next 3 minutes, though, we're chilling. We have that advanced heal, or not advanced. We have that tuna for Spider alongside a Cyan Fang. So if he really wants to, throw it out there, he can just throw out 1, 2, 3s. All the weapons in his kit can do that. T2-5. Martial art, we saw that from Wolfform Hook, has purple halberds now, has himself a Sky Force, if I'm not mistaken, as well. We have to see Frostbus, Immortal. I can't believe it. Assault Smolder, Phantom Step, Sunwing Shot, Slow Shot, as well as looking at that quick charge Thunder Call. He has a pistol. He has no repair chest. He's got 6 bullets in the chamber. So whether or not he's going to be, channeling his inner Wu-Tang, he's going to have to go, say, swoo, and then walk away.
Man, I'm looking at the characters right now. I think the Lonnie might be getting picked out of the bunch. I would not want to move it in. Yeah, I would not want to be moving into this last and final moments here with a Lonnie being able to catch both of us in that ball there. Not be a good sight for any of these players. So potentially a little bit of regression, a little bit. He does have that martial arts will hook form there off the halberd. So could potentially get 2 players off of that ball throw and the ultimate there for the Lonnie. Spider on the Temi has flat terrain, so could potentially have a really good ult pop there as well for this game. Frostivus on the Liam for this game can stop any of the pressure of any of these players get caught up, can potentially knock off a little bit of the pressure off the Lonnie if he's able to get a perfect timing. But we're gonna have to wait and see how that goes there. Spider, T2-5, Frostivus, top 3 here for game 3. Player's going to be waiting now the remainder of this timer. 40 seconds left here for the zone to start moving on in. Purple Cannon, that's what I was doing so much damage. There's a Purple Cannon there for T2-5 with the Rupture Gale. Just burn ticks. I believe every cannon that connected onto a player was just 1 purple armor block there off of that alone. Spider, Gulf of Flying Knives, Gold Pulsar for T2-5. Frostivus playing the blue flying knives, and we've seen very good value from Frostivus on those flying knives, especially day 1 as well. From what I saw, he's just very comfortable with that weapon alone. You saw him doing a crazy, I don't know if it's like a trap on the ground. I don't know what it was that he was doing, but that weapon is just so much pressure. And there it is. These players are going to be picking up the Lonnie here. It's like, yeah, we don't want to mess with you here. And these players are going to be full focus in T2-5, and the ultimate's going to be called in pretty early. Spider as well is going to be popping his Temi ultimate, and now it's just a matter of time with Frostivus having his still in his inventory.
R&B's to the next. Lonnie throws to the sidelines. Oh, the whisk throw. Oh, the pistol shots. Spider, you're going to have to really survive here, man. You're going to have the one opportunity to make this to match point, and he gets caught into the wall. That is unfortunate. I think Spider actually dies here. here completely. Look at this. Lonnie Ball, goalie stand, throws it out to Frostfist, and the martial art whip from Hook. Parry. Son, this is going to be it. Oh my goodness. The kick coming out into the zone, and the Soren tried to grief him out. Spider is dead, and that's going to give us a round 5 at least, minimum. And for Frostfist, looking at TTG5, looking at the whole check of destiny for the horizontals, he catches it. He gets Liam throw, and this is going to be a free heal for Frostfist. If he's able to throw this out into the zone, I think that's death to TTG5. Solo picked up for Frosty. He's going out here as potentially MVP. I wouldn't say so. I think TTG5 takes that with 5 eliminations. But we'll see, considering that Frostfist got himself 3 kill eliminations from the first place and takes that multiplier. With just the placements alone, I think TTG5 guarantees that for himself. And there it is.
Yep. Great game, Spider, though, still with a massive game 3. T225 now with a good game. Takes out the MVP. You see it. He's not too happy about it. He knows his job.
Hold on to it for the entire game. We'll see later on. But for right now, my name is Severio alongside creatives. We got SR Spider, WBG Verse, all in the same drop, and a purple spear. My man got the God tier loot spawn.
Yeah, good weapon there, off drop. Mike going at it against Fong. No armors for any of these players. Shift to parry there, behind the back there onto Fong. Forcing out the F. Shotgun blast nearly connects there on the backside of the tree. Trying to see if he can find more damage here off the blue flying knives. Fong looking to find a common armor. Does manage to do so. No hits yet. Mike's going to snag up this common armor this time around. Scare Rush is on out. And Fong, this is a constant pattern I see from Fong. Lots of time he gets aggressive on. He tries to kite out the pressure, not really stay in the pocket, and that is not going to work out for him this time around as well. And Mike is going to be our first blood here for game number 4.
Coming back out of that fight, though, we see Verse getting killed off against Spider, even with the purple spear goes down. And Verse also having a purple cannon on standby. Having this first elimination as a Liam is going to be forcing him to go ahead for that movement purchase off Revit, if he can go for that, if he decides to go for it, matter of the fact. TG5, though, chasing down Wu Fong inside of the heart of Ascension form. R&B Blast is denied from the fan due to the wall, due to the corner, baby. And keeping all the notions about that, TG5 will order himself a reset here, but Wu Fong is looking for a stagger, and look at the flying knives being thrown left and right. Parry like that, burns the F1, looking for the uppercut. Whoa! Into the LMB. We might be looking for the LMB R&B, but the armor swap is there. Oh, there's TG5, finds his ultimate usage. He does not get a confirmation. The ult proc comes out, and Verse from Imperial Cramp all the way to torn asunder for this elimination if he can catch it onto TG5.
Wow, LMB uppercut.
Yes,
nah, I didn't think that was going to lift. But first now, cannon shot finisher there onto Wu Fong. Being able to get that last hit there on the Wu Fong. Verse, blue armor, blue flying knives. Now, 2 eliminations here for Verse. Trying to get into that threshold. 19.4 points now for Verse. Having a hot start here for this game alone on the Liam. Very strong pick here for these games. Edward, though, 1.0. 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry. Those are flying knives. Big damage there onto Star. And Star is going to fall for that. He's going to snag up the blue armor as well on the Shayo. And that's going to be his first elimination of game number 4. We also have a Rano, Mike, and AS with 1 kill currently as well for this game. Star Spider, though, still trying to find that 1 point that he needs for the threshold. He doesn't really need to win it. I mean, all he really needs is 1 point in MVP next game. But here it goes. Uppercut off the spear here for Verse. Big damage onto T225. Click comes in there off the light for both players. Tries to catch the tap dodge back off the R&B. Doesn't manage to do so. Raw uppercuts. Gets hit off the R&B focus. ×2 as well. T225 letting them lose into the follow-up as well there off the LMB. Now Verse is going to invest the Liam ultimate. And that's all that is needed there for the elimination there for Verse to pick up his 3rd elimination of game number 4.
3rd elimination, 15,000 Dark Tech coins. Man is chilling out right now. 3RD chamber fight though. DRT falling an active Syra ultimate, having F1 still on standby. Mike gets his F2 out here. Might be a little bit preemptive, but there's an armor swap, and Mike finds it. He has ultimate ready to go. Once the Syra ult ends, he can go ahead, activates ult, gets a dodge. It might be Fong's lucky day here. He might be looking for another dazzle, but he's not going to have any value off of it because his ult was about to run out. And now the Shayo from Wu Fong, having full blue armor, he's ready to go for this fight. Plink off of Mike, gives Fong a nice reposition with the F1, goes for an armor potential swap, and he goes down for it. He makes it known. And there's another R&B there. Link from Wu Fong gets his combo breaker out. And now for DRT, Fong has all the armors on the sidelines, and there's a full reset for a blue. That's the 2nd dash from Mike. Actually, all 3 dashes are down. He gets a nice uppercut, but it's not going to confirm. And now it's just a chasing game against one of the best disengagers in the league.
Yeah, and we see him now on the flying knives. Doing a good job trying to ice out the pressure. Runs right back into Mike, though. Massive parry there from Mike behind the back. Fong now trying to get some damage in. Cavalry Bloom there for XY. And that's enough damage there for Fong to get eliminated, I believe, off of this game. Yes, he is done here for game 4. Now Mike's still in the mix. R&B to the grapple bump. Doesn't manage to get the follow-up. Ship parry once again here for Mike. Big damage. F-con in for the Lonnie there. Lonnie XY trying to see he can find a quick little reset, and Mike gets a common armor saw. He's right back in. R&B open now. Doesn't get the damage off the 1.0 in the back end. Wu Fong now showing up to the party down the shot. Yo, no ult online here for Mike. Gets caught up with the LMB prowl. No F online as well. Big damage in the corner. Doesn't send the follow-up. It's not trying to get parried there in the back end. Mike now gets another common armor swap in the backside. Wu Fong looking at Justina, knowing that this player is weak and vulnerable, but Mike now doing a really good job icing off the pressure.
Yeah, he has an opportunity right now to go somewhere north potentially. And I say that very potentially because there's a big ravine there for him to kind of use to his advantage. The only thing is that he has to break that line of sight, and he did it successfully. So now he can go north, maybe even going for that blue armor swap if he can potentially pick that up and go alongside a full armor reset. This gives a Volpine's Essence reveal towards Arano. He was able to clear it out. He's able to have it on standby. And since he has a Shio, using the Volpine's Essence there is kind of going to be a baller move, because if he pops that Volpine's, he can get a shield throw if he's on active ult usage. So right now, Purple Dual Blades is in the hands of Arano. He's still having that chance here. Actually, not being on Shio, being on Syra. And even then, that's even better, because then Syra can pop and then he can go for an ult if he needs to. Now for Arano, purchasing out that purple armor, as mentioned, he had a lot of Dark-Tide coins to work with, and he's going straight into the heart of the Hall of Eternity in Imperium, where SR Spider takes a star. They're on standby to Wu Fong as well. He's looking to try to kite this through. Here's going to be the realm pass. There's going to be given towards Star. Oh my goodness, the chip damage coming from the fan. One uppercut was all is needed, and now for Wu Fong to get targeted out as he has that Yang pass. This is going to be where Arano goes off in the sights and just seeing where the Shio might end up.
I thought the pressure was going to be going towards Star's way. I mean, nearly all that armor was gone there from Star, but they're just full focusing Wu Fong here. The 1-2 from Spider. No problems yet. Catches this time around 2-on-1 in the corner. Big damage. RB focus. F to avoid that elimination there. Wu Fong now is going to be forced to pop this ultimate. We do have the first shield proc. Does not be able to weave it though. Spider's going to eat up the damage off the first shield throw. Now 2 left here for Wu Fong. LB proc. Going to use the dazzle there. He's going to use the proc off of that as well. And Spider's going to iframe that shield throw with the ultimate of his own. And Wu Fong now is going to eat up a lot of damage here in the situation. And he is going to fall. And I believe he is eliminated off of game 4 as well. And that's all Spider needs. Our first player in the threshold to be able to take this bi-weekly home.
Exactly. First player to make it through the threshold, and that's what we're going to leave him with. Verse with himself with that Rogers gift. Has purple staff, has purple cannon, also has a barbed bolts if he decides to get a crossbow, if he decides to. But Star and Frostbus in the Rumyang, Akos versus Lonnie. This is probably the Akos' worst matchup, to be honest. Considering anytime he's in the midair, you can get caught by Lonnie, charge death. But Frost, he got this. He gets caught. He gets his combo breaker used. Star looking to catch the uppercut for free until grapple bump into R&Bs. Now Frostbus, he's only got one option here. He goes for the combo. He said, I'm committed. And now the Akos ultimate is there as well. Frostbus gets caught, leap into jump LMBs, confirmed for death right there for Star. That's it. Star goes down. Star with the elimination, +1 on the board, gold weapon. And now, snap of a finger, and we're already in the other Rumyang. It's a WBG's verse up against Arano. Before we knew it, and this is going to be where Arano has to make sure he does not burn that Volpine's Essence.
Yeah, let's see how he does. Has been having a hot start for this game alone. Arano playing the high ground, trying to lay down the pressure there with the bow. Nice damage there for Verse for the opener. Back-to-back as well. No, it's going to be going towards Arano's way. Going for that grapple extension off the area R&B. I don't think I've ever seen that extend, so I'm not sure if that's just for the tech chase or what it is off of that, because I have not seen that catching Prio alone. But first now, dropping all that armor. Arano aligned the pressure off the cannon shots. He's trying to cut right through them to be able to get the lunge there. F caught in there for the Syra in the backside. Burst still has ult online. F coming back up in 1 second. Being able to play the pillar side, trying to avoid the cannon shots. Now Syra ultimate is going to be called in here. Burst is going to have to try to kite out all this pressure here in the situation. Being able to use the pillars for his advantage. Needs to be careful not to get caught up there by a dazzle.
Now there's going to be a chance, and he gets caught by a dazzle. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. See it. Things come out here to be said, and it's going to be happening. Verse, though, has his ultimate still. Could mitigate this chance right now for the Arano cannon shot of Destiny. One R&B to the next. Looking for a scare rush off of this. Is going to be a chance for the scare rush into uppercut. Ooh, Verse looking for the LMB. Maybe he throws his orb right now. Cannon shot confirms. That's another orb. That's a tap dodge, and that's a clean R&B execution right here from another preemptive notion. My man's getting uppercutted. He getting 2-on-1. Wait a second. can jump out. Oh, he double tap dodge. I can't believe it.
No way.
Wasn't true. It was in the corner. My man fell down sooner than anything because you know why? Terrain. And now we're switching the fight all over. Edward with the engraving, trying to reveal it out to TT25's face. Goes for a clink, but I think that's good. He's giving it to him again. No way you're gonna give him to a third time. TT25. There's gonna be one chance here for a parry. Okay. There it is. F1 combo breaker comes out. 9 seconds at the clock. 1 HP in a dream. TT25 gets shunted right there for the R&B.
Hey, what's up with these triple? What's up with these triple blues, man? What's up with the triple blues happening today? They just don't care. I mean, Edward as well as Wu Fong just releasing back to back. But gold halberds here for Edward, being able to snag up that plus the White Tiger's powers here. We do have Mike on purple armor, on the Justina. Wait, why are we in White Tiger's powers here for Arano?
Ooh,
are we playing a different game now?
Yeah, he's playing ranked mode, bro. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, he really is. Frostivus in the mix though against Edward and XY. Lonnie Ultimate called in here for Frostivus. The shield throw connector for Edward. Frostivus has that Yang depletion timer here. This could be bad for him. Does manage to create a little bit of the distance. A little bit of Houdini action there. He's gonna be able to back on up here. Tries to play in the center of Perdoria to try to stay up here in the situation. Edward with no ult online as well. Not sure if any pressure is gonna be happening towards Edward's way. T225 though might have caught the Shaya ult still being online there onto Edwards, who's going to possibly just wait this out. T225 drops right down. Arano AS going at it. Gold flying now here for Arano on the Syra. On the side of this terrain could be very tricky against a Tomok. The first whistle not connect there for AS. Arano now overholding, doesn't catch the damage nor the pry off of that alone. Still not being able to catch up to that player. T225, Frostivus, and Verse all have that Yang depletion timer, and we see the aggression happening in the bottom side of this cave. Big damage. Ultimate is being invested. Frostivus with elimination onto Edward. Does not clinch though, I believe, so he's still not safe here in this fight thus far. Another player showing up, XY. Arano's going to be invested in Sire ultimate here. Big damage in the corner. Frostivus is going to fall off of that alone, and Arano now cancels the ultimate. V2 in the backside, slams down there onto Verse. T225 now on the Liam. He's going to go ahead and take a quick reset in, and it could just be straight chaos here with XY playing on the backside and AS as well.
I can't believe this is working in Arano's favor, considering how congested this area is and having the White Tiger's prowess active. 5 eliminations, by the way. 4 eliminations prior, but then picking up the kill against Frostivus, knocking him out for the lobby. This gives Arano one idea and one idea only. Let's go in. And he's got the chance. Gold flying knives is nothing to scoff around, especially considering that it's going to be doing a lot of damage. Sobloom gets picked up by Mike. Mike's able to get that done, but Verse was not. He's got 100 seconds on the clock right now to look for something next, but it's looking kind of grim right now. Looking for the army hold checks, looking to see about that musket shot. What's going to be the deal right for now from Mike getting right in there for an LMB. He catches a stagger, but no combo breaker from Verse. And there's a flying knives coming out. Blue rarity, by the way, from Jails and AS, knocking down Versus armor bar, going right into the chase, fighting for glory, but most importantly, just making sure he can force a wrong move. And AS is pocketing ultimate as a defensive measure against the Liam, and for Verse. One more orb is underway, but there's also the zone. Not too far, but definitely in this terrain manipulation, he's got to really just get away from here ASAP.
Yeah, this is bad here. Mike's still getting aggressed on by T225. Just ultimate called in here for Mike. He's going to use it to go right back inside the zone. He does not want to get ticked off of that zone. We do have Verse now with that Liam ultimate, still trying to cleanse as well. Mike being able to create a little bit of distance there off the ultimate, but all these players are looking at the Justina. Verse still popped the ultimate and no pressure happening towards his way right now, just with the 2 Liams on his trail. We do have now Mike trying to kite out the pressure. T225 right behind these players. AS could potentially be the 4th party. Arano posted up for that next round of Yang. Mike's trying to see if he can get a player focus here for this round. Doesn't look like Verse is going to bite off of that alone because he has 20 seconds in counting. He needs to try to cleanse off of this. And now the damage is going to go towards Verse's way. Since the 1.0 RB, big damage. Mike right back in. Big whisk there in the back end. Mike with the musket shot finisher there onto Verse for the elimination. And I believe gets the bloom as well. T225 now might be getting a lot of the action being thrown his way, and now he catches the V2 there from Mike, but in a matter of time, this could be bad here for T225.
Yeah, he looked to try to throw him in midair to get that heal back from the orb, but TG5 still takes focus onto his hands. And I know Mike is looking to try to catch one R&B here, but it's only going to be a notion right now. IPX to Star, WZ is Arano, taken into Rumyang. Remember, Arano, I mean, he's got gold flying eyes, but Star's got gold staff. And this is going to be a Akos versus Cyro fight. Throwing the ice charge, R&B releases it. Goes for double LB, very ambitious. Looks for an LB though, and no dazzle confirmation. That would have been absolutely the end for Star there if it had connected. And for Arano, he's only got a matter of time right now for one heal. He gets a nice tap dodge, avoids jump staff, gets caught by the pounces, might be caught in through for the gold for purple focus. Not going to be the case. V2 avoided, and there's going to be a dazzle. No, it's not going to confirm. For Star right now, it's going to be a chance here for the level 2 beam. Not going to be the case. Level 2, the second V2 comes out for the pounce, and now for Arano, all of it is a matter of time to pressure out this Aqua's ultimate as well as resetting at the same time.
Wow, it's just a matter of time. Both ults are gone now. Arano with the health advantage, probably. I think he has a little bit more health there from Star. Yeah, he just had a little bit, but now applying lots of the pressure onto Star. Arano trying to find, I believe, his 6th elimination of this game. Has been having a great game thus far. Do have him still trying to find an opening. Pillar play here from Star, not being able to catch him off of any hits. F2 opener here, F to avoid that prio. He's been doing this all along to avoid any sorts of damage there from Star. Having that combo breaker to avoid the prio there after F2. But no pressure here from Star in this realm. Just being able to kite out the pressure. Tap toss just through that LMB. Now he tries to catch him off the line. Jump LMB 1.0 there from the staff LMB focus. Catches the prio this time around. Doesn't go for the 2-1-1, or doesn't go for the R&B focus. Gets a little bit of damage off the 2-1-1. Star now with an F2 opener doesn't connect this time around. Now 10 seconds and counting. These players duking it out. Buzzer beater. Not sure if anybody's gonna be able to connect off of this alone. Both players parry there. Nobody wants to release. 2-1. Not enough damage. Both players with Yang depletion timer now. Star and Arano are gonna be having to come out of this realm with a lot of pressure.
Man, you know what's crazy? There's only like 3 other players, and these 2 had that realm in depletion. Someone's gonna die.
Crazy. Yeah,
someone's gonna die. This is gonna be probably the fastest round to end out. Sanchez Skypillar for Mike, getting a purple armor purchase. Vaja's grip has an engraving as well, so he's really gonna be kiting this one throughout and just keeping minds to ears that he's safe to go throwing those blues. Gold armor also actually be purchased instead. But I think one thing is given to that shop is that's a reset armor right now for any player to make their way towards it. And for Star, since he's matching with purple on purple, he can go ahead and throw that armor somewhere and hide it, potentially. Ancient Stockade Spawn, ambitious for Arano because he didn't look around. He just went for the loot. And this is going to be where Arano is at 4 minutes and 40 seconds until Rumyang kicks in or further depletion, where he's going to get implode, and then there's nothing that he can do about it. But he has such a great lead that I think this puts notion that if Arano decides to go in just at the right time, just because of how spaced out he is, he could find a pickup. But for Star, my man is booking it. He doesn't even care, man. He's got 21 grapples. He can chase this out as long as he wants. The only problem is that it's a staff versus a dagger, and Mike's been carrying this blue dagger since the beginning of the game, it feels like. And for now, it is working out. Old trusty Steed, if it ain't broke, you finish that sentence, C8. If it ain't broke,
don't fix it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right now.
All right, Star though needs to try to cleanse Arano as well. Arano been having a great game. He needs to see if he can get the multiplier though into that to get closer to that threshold. Star with 1 on the board, a little bit of pressure there onto Mike, but I believe loses sight of line of him there. He looks like he is going to be rotating in the center of this terrain. Arano and T225 are on the top side, so he could potentially get some sorts of damage onto one of these players. Yeah, he's going to grapple on up, trying to find a better clearance here to find a player, and it's going to be both of the Yang depletion timer players going at it once again. Syra v Aquos, they just had to scrap off. Parry opener here for Arano, big damage, jump LMB for the extra damage. All that purple armor gone off of those gold flying knives. Parry there, we see that. And now Mike quickly seeing the damage done to Star, being able to force out that Aquos ultimate, and it's just a matter of time. Cannon shots flying on in, big damage happening towards Stars' way. And yes, there with the cannon shot for the elimination. Arano not being able to make it in time for that bloom. AS snags up the soul bloom. Arano still with that Yang depletion timer. He needs to try to get aggressive onto another player, and this lobby is going to drop down to 3 pretty fast.
Really, really fast. And now it comes down to Arano, right? Like, my man is on the cusp That's on making it to match point. 1.6 points though isn't it, it's not 1.5, it's 1.6, you know, maps. The thing that comes into play for Arano is that he really has to survive. He has to make it to second place. He needs 2 eliminations or second place. Either or, he's going to make both of them to make the amends. And he still has 2.5 minutes for his Romaine depletion to get rid of. So he definitely needs to find some way to start a fight for the lobby against the Tumulch. Knowing how much strong Tumulch is in the endgame circle, I'm not sure if they want to take that risk. I mean, Edward's a Shy Hill, Mike's a Justina. They could still counter out to Mulch to a certain extent, but he's trying to say, hey, this guy's got to go. Let's focus him out. And for that, it's a slim chance. And considering that they know there's this, like I said, mentioned, like rounds back to round 2. Remember what I mentioned? The players know who lost Roman Yang. They know it's one of these 2 players. They know it's not going to be anyone that's going to be, you know, the player that isn't the one that hasn't lost Roman Yang, whether it's a Shy Hill or Justina. It's either going to be the, you know, it was either the Liam or the Syra. Now Liam is down, Syra's the only one left, and they know it's just going to be this one.
Yep, and that's why they're just poking right now. Spirit will admit Mike this buff is up though. Not sure if any players are posted up for that. I don't think so. I think they want to get this elimination here onto the Syra. They know that someone is going to get full aggressed on by the Syra. So once that happens, you got to hope it's not you. But look at this big damage happening towards Edward. Arano being able to get Edward with nearly no armor left. The Syra ultimate is going to be invested there. Catches the dazzle into the beam there. Big damage. Now Edward's going to be forced to pop the Shaya ultimate. Doesn't catch the second beam. I believe the dazzle is going to be coming in pretty soon as well here for Arano. The second one. Common armor swap there for Edward. Being able to kite out the pressure. Gets caught off the second dazzle. There goes the big damage. No, the ult ran out there. Doesn't get the beam damage off of that as well. And now Arano with 58 seconds needs to see he could try to continue applying the pressure onto Edward. But AS is looking at the Syra, not even phasing that the Shaya ultimate is still there. We do have Mike now with the Mystic Might buff, but he's going to be running back in as we see here in the mini map. Already on the scene. Edward in the backside, blue armor. Arano jump LB, a little bit of damage there from Mike. Mike knows exactly who has the Zane depletion timer in just a matter of seconds. All we're going to need is that last Sagger hit there for the elimination. Catches a follow-up there is from the Sky Pillar. Gets a lot of damage, but this can be good for somebody else because of the air time. Does not manage to get the last and final hit. He is still alive, barely. Edward now getting full aggressed on. I don't think anybody got the kill there. Looks like Arano is going to be staying up. He trying to stay alive right now, but Mike just full focus into Syra. 7 seconds and counting. I believe the elimination might be going towards Mike's way if nobody else gets a tap in.
It might be Mike coming out here for the plus. There it is. Gets elimination. Yep. That's 5 on the board. That means Mike, even with 7 eliminations, oh no, with 7 eliminations, all he needs is 6 in first place. I was about to do the math. I already did it.
There
and
it
they
is.
showcased it. They
That's
came in
fire.
with it. So 6 eliminations, first place. That's all he needs to make it to placement. Otherwise, he gets 2 eliminations. I mean, it's going to happen either way if he comes out on top. But obviously, all he needs to do is work for 1. Stanchion Sky Pillar doesn't go ahead and follows through with it. He goes for the normal R&B animation for the staff. You know, I ordered the 2-piece, you know, with the strawberry lemonade. That's Mike right now. He's got himself to be ordered up here for victory. But as long as he's looking at it, he's got to make sure that they are separated so they don't gang up on him. F2 combo breaker, Moonbane. Oh, I'm getting flashbacks. Give me with the Kill Bill moment.
Oh.
Everything is down towards
Edward
the wire for Edward. Yeah, I was going to say Edward is like, hey, yes, my man, yoink, doink. Let me get that yoink real quick. And that's 4 eliminations. This is make or break for Mike. He needs 1 kill. And his opponent is actually the one opponent that he could fight if there was a multi-way fight. But there ain't. It's just him and him.
It's a 1-on-1. Mike against AS. Now, who has the best neutral out of these two? We're going to have to wait and see. He's be able to weave that. Oh my God, gets slipped off the move, Bane. But AS manages to weave out. AS was in the center of it. Mike tap dodges inside the Bane. Both ultimates are up for both of these players. All he needs is potentially the 1 prio. Catches the Sky Pillar. What's going to be the mix-up here for Mike? Big damage here in the corner. No follow-up there off the bow shot there. Goes for the follow-up R&B. Now, F called in here for Mike. Just trying to find a second opener. Has jabbing as well here for the gold staff. Temi ultimate call it in. Might be able to weave out the pressure here. Does manage to stay safe. I think he might be. No, he is not slowed. So AS is going to go ahead and play the full reset in. The whisks are not connecting here for Mike. He could use the Sky Pillar to get the first hit here on the side of the wall. But now, right back in. Mike has the advantage this time around with the ult online for himself. Wingguts does not connect since the R&B focus cancels it now. Now, Crutch and Labise here for AS on the fan. Spacing here for AS. Beautifully done. done. The jabby connects this time around for Mike. Now he's going to go ahead and invest in Justina ultimate. The freeze does not connect there for Mike. Now AS trying to play the terrain in his favor. Catches a second R&B there for the extra damage. Both shot now. All he needs is one hit. And the F called in once again for the Tem. He's still alive. Oh my God. The Whisk connects here for AS. And now F called in here from Mike. Playing very scary here. Does manage to get the last hit off the R&B. Oh my God. That was part of the shakiest I've ever seen Mike.
My man.
Hey.
Yo. I'm gonna pull up that pink shirt, bro.
Yo. That is
go. Raiders, will Spider or Mike come through here with an MVP to end this day out? Champions to be made.
Here it is. Game number 5. Spider in a mix against Frostovitz, potentially AS. I think Frostovitz is going to drop down the prize of this game, 27 honey. Hold on, let me go ahead and let me get $1. Get $1. So whoever wins this game wins 2,700. So I'm guessing there's a prize pool whenever there's players at the threshold. If you're able to steal the MVP for them, you get awarded for them. That is fire. I'm not gonna lie, that is tough. But make sure you guys don't take the MVP, and I'm gonna snag up this cash outside the game as well. But Mike now, I'm gonna wait this out on the Akos. Triple Akos is for this game. Frostovitz, AS, Spider. Potential good third party here for Spider. Frostovitz drops very low here in the situation. AS catches the raw uppercut off the fan in the backside. It looks like he's trying to go for Frostovitz this time around. Has to avoid the thorny roller. Does manage to do so in the backside now. Overholds. Big damage there from Spider. The slide LMB does not connect there. 1-2 now in the backside. Frostovitz with the elimination onto Spider. AS now with the health advantage. No, both players are on the same even health because blue armor on Spider is going to try to retreat off the situation. 60% on this rage here for Spider, but the chase is not gone here for AS.
Yeah, and AS has ult ready to go here. If he really gets off of with the combo breaker for Spider, he can try to go for a succession for a TOD. And this is going to be TOD. A lot of players actually don't know this, which I forget. It's not a normal common term. TOD stands for Touch of Death combo, TOD combo, where if you are able to catch somebody off of a single neutral, or rather you can go off and then do a series of skills and moves afterwards, that's just pretty much what it stands for, Touch of Death. It means it will punish them to the point where they might be dead by the end of that combination. For the majority of turns, that's why combo breakers are such a prevalent option when the character that they have to be chosen uses a combo breaker and has one as available skill, because it breaks that chance for TOD. But for Arano, up against Mike, F2 comes out to the investment. The Liam ultimate's gone through. Mike looks to get a parry, and we look to chase out because we ain't letting this Liam live, especially when Mike was able to control the battlefield in his face.
Yeah, and now that common armor swap is completely gone once again. Mike now is going to potentially take XY out here in the situation. Looks like XY is changing his attention onto the Akos. XY not caring about where the opposing player went to Liam. And now the final slash there for XY with elimination. You saw there, Mike not happy. I know what he said. I'm not going to say it because I'm not trying to get banned. But Arano in the backside is going to be able to come right back in. Looks like he is going to continue applying the pressure onto XY. That purple pole sword early game, you're able to get those chip damages. You see it here. It gets clipped off the following hit. Gets raw uppercutted though. Arano doesn't catch the R&B focus due to the terrain. Does have the ultimate online though. Arano just has to hold blue here to avoid all the wisp. But the chip damage still connecting here off the pole sword. Arano eating up a lot of damage here and just musket shot finisher there for XY.
My man is at PS Gaming. He's got all those hits, bro. He really landed those. Every single tap, touch, boom, the tap, boom. I'm like, okay. Man, call this man Nicolas Cage. What's next? We have a chance right now. Spider inside of the field of the end of the dunes hasn't died yet, so he wasn't able to confirm the kill against AS, but he is going to loot the heck out of this area. The huge cellar full of money, or potentially even to a loot spawn for that gold trove. Nothing purple though. Like I said, in Mortal War, different rule sets for the loot gain, and now it comes down over back towards the Plume Castle. First wins out the Salvation Podium, having gold honks to be picked up. Big scaling, doesn't have F2, F1. Right? The differential between him as well as towards Mike is that Mike is using F2 and T5 using F1 as well. Double R&B. Oh, I can't believe it. Edward gets mutilated by XY with that R&B, the jump R&B. Immediate kill out of the lobby. Sayonara Shy. And this is the problem, right? Because Spider, he's the only Shael. He's the only other Shael in the lobby right now. And that is a problem right now for him because Mike still has 2 other Auguses to back up in case to just being able to separate from. But he did go to Cinnabar Valley. This is his reset spawn. Will Mike ever get a chance of going into that Romy Yang? Probably. But WBG Verse gets a kill against ASC's XY in the background. And so for Mike, it's only a matter of time before his piece, pieces of the puzzle starts to either go up or go down.
And Verse, snagging up that weapon off the puzzle, I did see gold. I don't know what he has in hand, though. I think it's Hung Sword. Yeah, Hung Sword in hand for Verse. On the Akos, T225 very low on the backside as well on Akos. Does manage to get a little bit of line of sight. Arano's in the mix still with 22.4. Very close to try to take this threshold home as well. 1 point up there for Verse for 21.9 there to try to close out the threshold. But Mike playing the outskirts here, going towards puzzle, potentially taking this Roman Yang. Forming now. We do have Moonbane here for XY, and this is a problem, right? XY has been very quiet all night. Game number 5 comes in, players in the MVP. Already into this early game, 3 eliminations. He took out Mike in the beginning in Plume Castle. We see him now applying the pressure to the lobby, where this could potentially be his pop-off game, which would stop a lot of the success from either Mike or Spider to take the bi-weekly home. And we see Spider now getting aggressed on by Wufong this time around. Justina beats Yo for both of these players. Longsword battle, 2 picks are out for both of these players. Overholds, parry baits him now. F called in for Spider. Wufong has the opening here to recatch Fire now with that F on cooldown. Does manage to create a little bit of distance. Wants to try to fight for that Yang pass. We do have Fong snagging it up this time around. The Liam of this lobby. Mike, T225, Frostivus in the mix. Frostivus getting caught up on the 1.0 in the backside. Mike there with R&B focus. Not enough damage there for the elimination onto Frostivus. Now, the Healing Guard is pulled up here from Frostivus and trying to stay alive in this situation. The pistol shot there from Mike. And that's going to be Mike's first elimination of this game.
Yep, and he knows that this is going to be a case scenario for him where he gets elimination and he gets in Romy Yang. T225 though, a little SSG, explosive armor coming out here from Mike to be on standby for him. 24% mitigation all the way throughout. Knowing that he doesn't have an F1, right? It's going to be him just going straight for the mitigation and Jades. T225 though wants to make sure he can then get into the Romy Yang frame 1. Spider wasn't able to kind of contest that Romy Yang. DRG Fong being, in the vicinity with Wufong. Not too much time, he doesn't want to spend too much time over there because it could spell, iffy. He doesn't know that Liam has ultimate. So for the end of the day, if Spider doesn't have any sort of chance of getting out there, Wufong will chase him because he didn't have the Romy Yang cast pre-enter. Wolverano though, making his way towards the stats here. And this is where Spider actually wanted to make his approach here. This is that macro aspect I was talking about. And this is going to be a dangerous game right now, considering that Rano has his ultimate ready to go.
And there it is, Spider getting aggressive as well in this situation, applying lots of pressure there onto Arano. We do have him fighting back. R&B Prow here for Spider, catches the bounce back, 2-on-1, gets the damage there off the R&B focus as well. Now Arano's forced to pop his ultimate, recatches the Prow, gets cut off the V2. Now it's going to be forced to pop a Vitalia or Powder Rain. Does manage to pop a Vitalia, sends him inside the zone. Wufong is skirting on the outskirts here of this cave as well. Arano re-picks up his purple armors, trying to re-top it back up. Spider's going to go ahead and try to open up this box. Wufong's gonna join in a little bit of chill moment there for both of these players. But Mike and Verse are gonna be going at it, and this is 2 Aquases, but Verse is gonna have the weapon advantage here with that Gold Hong Sword.
Oh, big time. Gold Hong Sword, Pearl Armor, check. And we have this chance right now for Mike. Look for the stagger. He confirms it with the pillar. 1 LMB to the next. Nice chance here to look for an R&B. Obviously, this is going to be a spotlight right now for him to look for the drop downs, but then again, Scare Rush countering is going to be his option. The blue focus was acquired by Verse, so for him not to get staggered there, kind of coming out. There's the LMB, there's the Force Aqua's ultimate to come out, and that LMB tap dodge, okay, do it again. He activates ult, and you'll see 8. This is kind of close.
Hold on, he's going at it. V2 connects there for Verse. Now Mike does not manage to connect off his V2. Both Tigers are out right now. Leap. Does manage to weave the second V2. F1 called in for the knockback. Now he recatches off the V2. Mike now is going to get a little bit of siphon back. Aerial LMB, aerial R&B for the extra damage there onto Verse. Catches his leap as well to the raw uppercut. 1.0 off the grapple. Big damage. Jump LMB for extra damage. And there it is. Mike with big eliminations there onto Verse. And this is exactly what Mike needed. He's going to snag up the gold weapon, the purple armor as well. Gold halberds, Vermilion's Birds. Mike has full potential to snag up more eliminations with that buff in hand and be safe here for this game.
Oh man, like Shannon Sharp, they are trying to blackmail me. They say that I'm not. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yo. We're done. This is going to be the case right now for Mike, though. People talk, we were talking about how his performance was in the first 2 games.
My fault,
was
Mike.
The case. My fault as well. But the thing is now he's playing one of his best picks, and the thing is that he knows it best. Another thing about the F2, right? Not about the line, not about the skill. It's about the control that you can get off of it, and that's what he showcased against Verse. Throwing the F2 past the pillar. That's all it needed. That's all he needed, and he had a staff to kind of boot up here, and that was a really big option selection for a weapon in his hands. And now for Verse up against AS. AS a little bit of a scary spot too. He also lost his Roman Yang, so he has Roman Yang depletions between two players of the same nature. Ooh. Mike though is chasing down. This is a legendary fight. Both skills are down. Ultimates are still available for Mike, but not for Spider. Erudition, there it is again. And there's another staff coming out here for the spear to come through from Spider's hands.
Yep, and this could be bad here for either one of these players. Vermilion's burst by for Mike, so he's safe off of this alone. Spider, on the other hand, Spider has no buff, so this could be potentially very, very bad for Spider. Armor off here for Mike. I can't really tell for Spider. Same thing. Healths are even. Now third party starting to move on in, and it's Fong in the backside. Big parry here for Spider. Does manage to parry the Erudition in the back end. Fong now applying lots of damage there onto Mike in the backside. We have another player dropping right back in, and I believe is Arano showing up to the party there. WZ's Arano on the backside. Fong now being that one player that always stops Mike from success can potentially do it again here in this game. Massive jump parry there onto Fong. Since the jump LNB, Mike is out of, he is going to be eliminated here, but he does have the Vermilion's burst. Mike, T225 with elimination now. Everybody's going to scatter, but man, Fong always does it to Mike.
I think it worked better in Mike's favor. Oh, almost a TOD position. Oh no, XY still gets caught, and that's going to be elimination from Verse. That's going to be his Soul Bloom, and now he's freed by Romy and depletion. Star, though, gets caught by the knockback. This is going to be Star looking for the kick. If he can, R&B's comes out here, and there's a free flop. There's a free ultimate for Verse. He goes for the V2, not going to come through. Goalie stands from Star can come through if he still wants to use it. It hasn't done stuff. But I want to mention that DRT Fong gets eliminated. Spider gets the kills. That's a +1 on Spider. But Mike picks up the gold flying knives on Fong earlier. That's a really big benefit.
Yeah.
Gold flying knives, rarity, bro. Even Mike wasn't even like pissed when he died. He was like, okay.
Sure.
It was worth. I'm going into Rumble Yang with this weapon. You gave it to me. You practically next day delivery did this to me. You ordered from Temu, and we got it next day. Now Spider, having that one elimination, has the potential just to be the spectator with popcorn and looking to range shot it out, because no one's going to be looking at the Shio. They're looking at the low health and that Star. He is in the limelight. He has a chance of being caught out by one of these players, T225, especially looking to try to get out of that position of one elimination Akos, but he finds Star in the building, goes for the 1-2, burns out the combo breaker, F1 to knock back. He confirms that the spacing was just too great. P2 Liam from
what?
I can't. I can't.
How? He wasn't. He literally chucked. It had to be like a little crack on the roof right there that he connected off of it, because I don't know how he connected off to that. That was insane there. But Spider now playing the Roma Yang. It's going to potentially be able to go inside of it. And I think Mike went backed up and went to another Realm Yang gate to secure the realm as well. T225 though getting active here in the outskirts. Star eating up a lot of damage here from the Akos. I believe the O is going to come out pretty soon. Has the F to stop that Prowl from coming on in. He's going to get a little bit of movement arrow. Does manage to tap dodge roll. He is going to get that common armor swap off of that as well. The V2 does not connect off of that. The LMB focus connects there for Star onto T225. And it looks like he is going to be able to get out of this alive. But Star on the other hand, Arano with the last and final hits here onto Star. Star had to cleanse, was not able to do so. But Mike and Verse are going to be going at it. And Verse needs these eliminations here to make it to the threshold. And Mike needs it to take the bi-weekly home.
What's crazy about Verse is kill leader in the lobby right now. Mike goes ahead, gets the LMB uppercut, burns out the Akko from Verse. Verse looks for the pounces here for the purple focus, and he can honestly go ahead and burn ult right there. There's Mike for the V2, counters each other out. That's all we need to see. We're going back in though. Mike wants to see about the bait out for the F1. There it is. Mike looks past it for the leap, and he catches the V2 right behind him. He's got this for freelo, folks. This is it. One LMB, one RB. Where's V2? There it is. Jump LMB pounce right here. One, boom, bam, 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 boom, bam, pow. Making sure the uppercuts are true and the eliminations are had. 3 kills, and the other Romy Yang, the other match point gamer, SR Spider up against DRG Fong.
No way. Mike there with beautiful Romy Yang there against Verse. Spider against Fong this time around. Fong being that one that stops the pressure from a lot of these players. Spider forced to pop this Shy ultimate, loses half of that white health already. Shield throw does not connect. Nice iframe there from the Liam to avoid getting hit off of that. Since the 1.0, big damage. Has to go for the range shot does manage to do so. F called in. The V2 is weed there from the Liam. Spider now trying to back on up, using the pillars to his advantage. It looks like Fong is gonna be able to pop one powder in. Now the aggression starts here for Fong. Shield break does not throw. Spider waiting for the perfect opportunity through the pillar. Big damage here into the scale rush. Doesn't catch the wake up now. Trying to go for the second scale rush this time around. Both players on the opposite side. Plays a lot more patient. Gets the one in the air. Gets the damage. Fong now trying to back on up. Spider trying to pop one in as well. It's gonna swap on over to the long sword. No ult online for both of these players. F caught in here for Spider. Tries to catch the scare rush. Catches the R&B pry off of this. Now F caught in here for Fong. One hit there for Spider. Could be potentially bad in the fun of R&B, and Fong having the time of his life there, knowing that it had to be one of the top two, and he is just a menace and a gremlin for that one.
Absolutely. Sanchez Sky Pillar picked up, as well as looking for the Shaolin Staff if he decides to use it. We are going to take a look and see about Mike's win in that Romiang and where he's at right now. He is inside of the Igneous, actually the Pinnacle Town, and making work around chasing a single target, and that is going to be possibly to the depths of hell. Because if anything comes out, once an ability or an ultimate is casted out, the players will make sure of noticing that out and making that the prime target. 3 eliminations for Mike, 3 eliminations for Verse. Verse, on the other hand, like we saw, having to be the kill leader once before, now tied, but having Romiang depletion, not a good look. Spider losing out his Romiang. He's got to be mindful about his next approach, because he knows that the White Tiger's aura is around him. He knows he's got to space away from it, because whether or not the players are going to be catching themselves, they're going to be locking in. And there's a pistol shot. Armor tracks are left and right. T55 actually going to go into being alongside with Mike here, but they have to be mindful about where the other players could just go in and hit him for yoink. We still have a Liam in the game. We still have 2 Liams in the game that can come out. Mike, though, gets caught. Spider looking for the swaps here, confirms it. Be looking for this in the middle of a massive fight coming through there. I don't know why he went to it, but it looked clean. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a lot of damage, but this is bad here for Spider, because the best case scenario happened to Mike is that he fought an Akos in the realm. He had to win it, which he did, and he knows that the other Akos is going to get aggressive, so he can run with that Akos to potentially get another elimination on the board. And T225 is getting active as well, and it's a 3-pack of Tigers out in the field, so these players are full focusing Spider now. We see all the Akoses bunched up here against Spider. The V2 connects onto one of these players on the bottom side. I believe that was Verse with the O online. XY now might be trying to get some sorts of damage in, but looks like Mike's going to pick out Orano out of the bunch. XY trying to lay down some pressure there from the flying eyes. XY is to be able to get hit off the shotgun blast. Now Mike investing his ultimate. Fong trying to back on up here from the situation. Burst stacks up the elimination onto XY. Temi ultimate was called in, but a little bit too late. Now Spider has another Aqua's ultimate being thrown his way, this time around against T225.
And Versa gets himself A, out of the Romaine position, and B, back into kill leader position right now. As an MVP of the lobby right now, as 4 eliminations is given towards him. Mike having the pop ultimate, it was not a great position that he was looking at, but he has to keep his eyes and ears closed, because he's having the blindfolds on, just go for the target, and that's going to be another Liam. And the Forbidden Seal is active. Since he doesn't have ult, it works in his favor. Now he knows go for a parry. If I gets caught outside of that, Spider has under 3 minutes to make this match work in his favor for that Romaine depletion to get clear. T225 is going to be the prime target of this lobby, and as much as DRG Fong wants to try to grief him out, Spider was already in his face. There's a nice scare rush from the postal. Wait a second, we go for another one. We attempted it. He's going for it again, and he's keeping the chase on against his Akos.
Yeah, I mean, look how long Spider has survived from the pressure from the 3 Akoses, and he knows the Akoses have to go. Another ult being thrown his way, this time around from Burst. Arano showing up in the back end. We have a player on the top side as well with the flying eyes, trying to knock out the pressure there, trying to get the shotgun blast. Doesn't manage to do so. Spider lives to see another day. Back online. He's about to get that ult off pretty soon. Arano now getting thrown the pressure there from one of the Akoses. Mike now trying to snag up the elimination. The V2 out here for the Liam in the backside. Shotgun blast is not connected from Mike. Arano very low in the backside. Does manage to get the scare rush off. He's still trying to look for the last and final hit. And with his gold rarity weapon, all he needs is one to connect. The grapple does not connect there from Mike. Spider's still up once again with 1 minute and 52 seconds. He needs to try to cleanse this out. He has to get active. The Akoses are out in the field, but they're not finding any value thus far.
Exactly. There's nothing that's going to come out between all of these that they're going to chip one another. It's all about the supplies aspect. Cabloom comes out. Bane's going to be in effect right now. And whether or not someone's going to get grief because of this, Old Spider is ready to go here for the Shail. And there's going to be a chance right now to avoid this Bane, go straight east and now into the southeastern region. This is going to be the Akos versus the Liam play. TT25 looking to try to close gap on towards it. This is going to be a miracle play right now for Spider, because he has 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. Has his ult still ready to go. Drops the blue focuses, goes ahead, burns out the F1 from the Akos. We take those. But for Spider, he goes straight into the heart of the Moonbane and sees the dive right in the middle of all of it. One gentleman leads to the staggers and looking for the Liam ultimate to get this kill confirmation. We know there's going to be a play right now for the eliminations. DRG finds the elimination, and Spider gets caught. And this is a free Moonbane blast that gives him his death sentence.
Oh my God, that's just unfortunate. Fong, man, Fong. Oh. Okay, Fong. Oh, look at it. Oh, Fong. Fong, why are you doing Fong? What the fuck? Yo, Bird picking up an easy lip there onto Fong. Fong was just not. He was not. Oh my God. Fong had a little bit of a brain fart there, was forced to try to get it out. Doesn't manage to do so. Verse with the easiest kill of his life. Now, Mike getting caught up with the power here against Orano. Akko's ultimate investor here from Mike. Now in the backside, Mike needs to try to snag up the spirit. Well, Verse is going to be playing around it as well. Has the ult online, but if he captures this, he's going to get that ult right back. Orano trying to contest this as much as possible. Bounty onto Orano. Verse now with a massive parry there onto Orano in the backside. He's trying to back him up from his spirit, was what he's saying here onto him. Gold dual blades in his hand onto Mike. He is gonna be able to catch that V2 onto Orano. Jump LB for the extra damage in the backside. F2 does not connect. Applying the full pressure. Calvary Bloom here from Mike. Now playing the neutral game, trying to recatch here for the Liam. The Liam ultimate now is gonna be called in here for Orano in the backside. Orano with 2 eliminations on the board, 22.4 overall. But it's gonna be Verse here with that. What is the Mystic Might, I believe, buff in hand here for Verse. The V2 connects there onto Verse. He send him inside the zone. Orano now with the musket shot is gonna be eating up that damage there. Verse now trying to go right back inside the zone, but the pressure is on, and the backside Mike now is gonna eat up this damage.
Now Mike has gotten himself in a really bad spot. The fan R&B, the double. Ooh, doesn't get the confirmation because Terrain was going to grief him. Morano knew that. Nice. But from Mike, man, he can get caught to this corner right there. F2,
oh, no.
Reposition, scare rush out, pistol shots left and right. No armor swap available in the vicinity from Mike. He's going to the shop to see if there's one right there. There's a purple one. Nice reset. 1-2s, no 3-piece. Looking for the F2 usage here from Mike would be just making sure he can confirm Morano when he decides to go in the chase. And now, since we know that Morano does not have ultimate for Liam, this Moonbane is just a selective option for the players to walk into. 1, 2, 3, almost confirmed from Mike as he catches the LB. He throws him into the Moonbane. Mike's at 3 eliminations. And now Versus his only contesting target here. And as it comes out, the Akko's ult is ready to go. F1 burned out here from Mike. And he's looking to try to work out against his Akko's inside the zone.
Oh my God, Mike might potentially do it here, but he has to goes against Verse, and Verse has the Akko's ultimate online. 89% here on that rage. Double tap dodge away from that Moonbane. Does manage to weave out of it. Doesn't have the ult thus far. Tap dodges again, once again. Has the ult online once again. Is gonna be able to weave the V2, but he V2's inside the Bane. And Verse with elimination there. And oh my God, that was insane. What a time Bane there from the map. And Verse entering the what? Yo, that was insane.
I can't believe how electric that round was, right? So hard. That round went so hard, Verse had to blow his nose. My man was like, yo, my sinuses have to be clear because I'm a little congested right now. with how 6 begins, potentially last round, put an asterisk at the end of that. Mike and Spider, Verse and Orano, all match point gamers, all here for the marbles. And this is where we're starting off, at the Horseshoe, where Mike has himself with the blue fan, 3,701 on the sideline for the MVP, but this is going to be Star versus Mike. Oh, uppercuts confirmed. There's a jump R&B. C8. This could be the first elimination, folks.
Yeah, Mike needs to win this here. Does have a little bit of health advantage since the LMB focus. He cancels it, and now Star trying to respond off of this. Gets the LMB damage, and now into the F. Shoves him in the corner. Click comes in ×2. Wing ups ×3. 4 clashes, and the 5th one, or I believe the 4th one there for Mike to pick an elimination there against Star, and that's a beautiful Star, and that's what he needed.
That's exactly what he needed. We're going to see these jump LMBs coming out from Wufang against Orano. 1 LMB to the scare rush, 1 jump LMB to the scare rush again. No, he goes for the confirmation. The slap potential from Orano there, I sensed it, but there's nothing that's going to stop these fist blades more than a blue focus. And for Wufang, he looks for it again. He looks for these confirmations for the jump LMB staggers. He gets a double blue vertical.
Wow.
LMB. Confirms it. First elimination on the board. Now we're switching on the Golden Tortoise, Spider versus AS.
Yeah, and AS with a health advantage here. Spider does manage to find a blue armor swap, a little bit of resources as well. We go ahead and charge up the Scare Rush on Blue Katana in hand for this fight. Scare Rush is not connected for AS, but Flying Knives here for AS can be a lot of damage here. Catches the LB prior, does manage to force out that F, and look at the damage off the Flying Knives. Just one shotgun blast, and all that blue armor is gone. He's gonna be forcing out a Carmen armor stop here for Spider. AS though, full chasing in, trying to find some sorts of value still here against Spider, but AS needs to find this elimination on this Spider to potentially continue these games on here with just this player alone, but we still have 3 more players in Threshold. Spider doesn't want to fool on in, trying to build up a little bit of rage if he can. Does manage to get it. Oh my God, I'm behind the back parry there onto AS, forcing out the F, potentially catch the prior off the Scare Rush. Does manage to do so. There it is, 2-on-1, big damage to Blue Katana there. Does manage to get all that white health off, sends the back-to-back foot elimination there onto AS, and Spider comes out on top here in that fight.
There's a huge mitigation factor from having F1 available, and that gave Spider all the necessary insurance in case he did get parried from that blue focus. For Mike, though, up against Edward right now, Mike is also getting hunted by FPX Star, who could have a sightline onto this. T225 in the vicinity, looking to try to see what's going to be up between these Liams. Nice ultimate pass to deny that shotgun. Nice parry to make sure he can go for it, but Edward is not getting caught by the first ball. That means there's only one left, and he looks to try to extend those blue focuses as much as possible. There's a Liam ultimate in response. Mike goes ahead, has it available for him. T225 looking to try to see about whether or not he can go ahead and deny the throw, and that's going to be the case. And for Mike, he is going to go for the last Liam orb to throw it in Edward's face.
Oh, doesn't get enough damage off of that. Big shift parry there from T225. Tries to stop it there. Doesn't manage to get the elimination. Snags up the Soul Bloom. And now T225 here with the ult into the freeze. Now check me to burn off of this. Big damage elimination there towards T225. And Mike's going to have to take a trip there to the Soul Ultra.
Now, there's going to be a chance for the 16,000 Dark Tide coins that T225 has. You can look to save it, or you can purchase it for purple armor. Otherwise, switching on over to north to the Ventide Temple, WBG's verse up against ASTXY, looking to monitor a format between the Throwing Knives versus Tumult, where Tumult throws out the F ability. Verse could look for a preemptive F charge up for the Throwing Knives, and he throws 2 back-to-back blues. That's 1 elimination on the board for him as one of the match point gamers, knocking out XYs for his first life.
Wow. Good start there. T225 though, just full tempo and in 3 eliminations already in the Justina, and Versus as well is on that Justina, and with Verse now trying to snag up his second one, this time around against Fong. It's just a pattern. I see this every time. He gets 1-2 and then just disengages every single time for Fong. Not really ever staying in the pocket. He is, I don't know if it's just not confident in these fights or what it is, but he does this a lot, especially in Justina as well. If he gets hit with one prio, he will pop that ultimate and full dash on out to just live, right? And he's doing it once again here on the Keelan. Try to disengage, and now he's trying to get the momentum here in this middle temple to try to see he can stay alive, but Verse does manage to catch on up, and we do have a potential third party here for Mike, but our first Romo Yang is starting to form on in.
And Edward's in the vicinity inside of the Eventide Temple itself, hopefully to see if he can just go to that Romy Yang, to try to secure it. Obviously, Mike with common armor with the Liam, not ultimate ready. He does have the tenacity to make it through in there. Now, obviously, T225 makes his way towards Spider over by this area in the Moonlit Courtyard, where Spider has blue halberds and has himself to look for the R&B release. Oof, gets caught by a blue vertical. T225 looks to try to go for the arm. Ooh, wait a second. We're getting 1 blue focus to the next, and now he burns the combo breaker. We still have Spider to look up and see if he has ultimate. Otherwise, armor swap is happening for Spider, and for T225, it's only a matter of time before he confirms something against him with an LB uppercut. Spider has ultimate ready. T225 is going to have to play defensively.
There it is. Both ults are out. He's going to use a dash to retreat. Spider trying to find an opening off that V2. T225, I believe he did get a little bit of grapple stunt, but has the distance that he needs. Spider is going to use this time to potentially go back into the Romo Yang gates. We do have T225 playing the Firefly maps there. The Firefly is beautifully there to get 50% of that rage back, right back into that ultimate. Gotta know those positionings as these pro players do, and you see him now being safe if any engagements happen towards his way once again. Spider gonna start rotating on in here. We do have a quick little replay with Spider against Wufong. This was the second fight Spider had in this area since the follow-up there off the blue. Catches the prowl here onto Wufong. F called in there for the Lonnie. Uses the ultimate as well. Cat dodges on out. No prowl is there. Gets cut off the second one. Sends it. No. Has the F to stay alive. Now the Liam ultimate is being invested here from Spider. Tries to use the TP on out. does have his ult still online. Catches the first one. It's going to be the mix up here for Spider. Go ahead and get the 1.0 to the follow-up R&B. Does not connect off of that, though. Recatches the prio, and this was enough damage here for the elimination here for Spider to snag up his second kill of this game, and now getting active against First. And this is a big fight with both of these players in the threshold.
Yeah, 1-2's coming out from First, or maybe 3 pieces. 1 to the case scenario for the dagger for Spider. Having F1 still available. Ooh, nice. Oh, okay, we avoid the musket shot, almost clean shaven. But for Verse, purple dagger comes out, and he actually procs ult, goes for imprint in case anyone decides to contest him. So if he gets this enhanced dash, actually no, you know what? He just burned that dash. We don't want to talk about it. But obviously for Mike, this is going to be his spotlight right now, and this makes it into Notion. If Mike goes into Rumble, that gives us a majority of the gamers. That's why though finds a chance here for infiniting Spider, and oh my goodness. Oh, we saved him. Thank you. And now is in our insurance policy. We had that in the plan. We are the claimants, and this is going to be where Spider gets subrogation from that throwing knives. Applying knives came out clutch, pushing him away from XY, and TD5 punishing XY as his ultimate goes down. That is crazy work, but it is playing smart, like Frostbite once said.
True. And there it is. First Roman Yang, Star against First. This is big here for First. Needs to see he can get this buff here onto Star. But Star on the Kylan being able to apply lots of pressure onto these players. Running B1 in this situation. Now the iframe here for First to avoid that slice there from the Kylan. Dash is not connect this time around. Just double dashes on the ground. Triple dashes as well. Big damage. But now the ultimate is gone. First still has 2 dashes. Trying to take a quick little reset and be able to weave this. Catches the prio off of this. Tries to read the F. Doesn't manage to throw it down. Catches the freeze into the shotgun blast. Musket shot does not connect there for Verse. Playing it very conservative here. Has 1 more dash left. Has to use it pretty soon. Doesn't manage to do so. Gets caught up the prio there. Now Star is going to be forcing out the F there from the Justina. F called in for the Kylan as well. Star trying to recast the prio. Verse connects off that musket shot. Star very one shot off of this situation. Oh my god. Catches the scare rush. The 1-2. Now the health is even between both of these players. Nearly. Star still with a little bit of less HP. Verse trying to find a perfect opportunity. Tries to catch the scare rush off the LMB. Doesn't manage to do so again. Eats up the damage off the R&B focus. Scare rush does not connect for any of these players. And the health is the same between both of these players. We have the F called in there for Star. Doesn't get the damage on the ground. Verse claim comes in once again. 25 seconds. Quick little reset for Verse. And this might be the engagement that Verse needed.
Oh my goodness, not having combo breaker there is upsetting. Spaghetti slams the desk moment. I witnessed that from Verse, because here's the thing. Verse had Tuna proccing passively the whole time. If he got hit with the F1 without Tuna, he would have died there. 100% guaranteed. But then having to get caught right there, unfortunate circumstance. No combo breaker, no nothing. Spider, outside of his Rumyang, finding Mike, might even look for him after this Bell Strike and just getting a hard confirm on his locale, really. And blue armor swap for him in case he needs to back up a player. Spider, Liam, Ventai Temple, if those flaming cages are still available, you know what I'm about to say. It's going to be an over experience. And then everything comes into play right now for Arano, who also lost his Rumyang, which is going to be witnessed right now. F1 from the Lonnie in immediate early anticipation, and Edward had common armor, so this is a crazy setup right now. Oh my goodness, I don't want to talk. See, I take this one away.
Oh my god, catching into the V2. Mix up what's going to be Carousel in the corner there off the V2. Doesn't catch the follow-up though. Ronald recatches the prio into the ball throw, but the V2 stops that pressure from coming on in. Edward now sizzles in the sky once again. R&B, LMB, jump LMB, extra damage. Weaves it. No, gets cut off the second one. F caught in to avoid the full damage. Weaves the third one. Gets caught up now. Gets a follow-up R&B. Edward still manages to win this. This is the 1.0 longsword. It was a chase down, overholding Ronald. Very close here in this fight. Tries to space it out. Edward not afraid though. In the pocket. Tap dodges through the R&B focus there for the elimination.
That's an insane moment to happen. Double shotgun blast coming out from Versto, and he finds Arano because this is going to be the case scenario for the location. And then for Arano, having ultimate still on standby. Shotgun blast avoided there. Horizontal throws, gets tap dodge, and into another Lonnie ultimate. No charge F just yet. Arano might have just cost his lifespan because that touch of death, it might be confirmed. Not the case. There's going to be the Lonnie immediate F, and there's going to be the spacing that's necessary. Arano gets his armor right back up, and then goes right back to the ball to avoid that Justina dash. Still has 2 charges up. He could look to hold F here to try to mitigate the first dash. Let's take a look at the scene. There it is. Mitigates it. Throws it. Doesn't get caught in the stagger. This gives Arano a little bit more time. There it is. A little bit of motion. See about the F2 and into the ocean. There's the throw in the goalie stance. But of course, for Arano, looking for a bow shot, looking for a parry attempt. I'm looking at this man's movement. I'm like, I don't know, man. He switched to dagger here. Here's the R&B clink. Looking for another one. One bow shot to the next. No targets in the vicinity. This is just between themselves. 2 minutes on the clock for Arano. Slap tech. And there's the R&B. And there's an uppercut. But it might be free damage right now for Burst to catch blue focus.
Oh my God. Easy, even out the health. Arano says the 1.0. Verse drops a lot of HP. Has to back on up, take a quick little reset. And Arano now is going to eat up the damage off the LMB focus there from Verse. Big parry there from Arano. He's going to have the F. Does not call it in. Eats up all the damage there off the R&B. Now calls it in. Repicks up the dagger in hand. Is very 1 HP here in the situation. Third party from Wufong could potentially get the elimination there onto Verse. But Arano needs to try to cleanse this Yang depletion timer. Common armor swap here for Verse. Does manage to get a parry bait there onto Arano. Caution will be canceled there into the 1-2 follow-up. Sends the 1.0 off the dagger. F calling here for the Lonnie in the back end. 71% here on this ultimate. But Wufong now snags up the elimination onto Verse. And now Kylan there for Stars trying to snag up the elimination. And both players there in that threshold are out. And it looks like the remainder of the lobby is going to be showing up here as well.
Literally 2 match point players still left alive. Both of them, Liam, Smike, and Spider, still available for the picks up. And this is going to be that Roman Yang that we have to keep in mind. About 9 players total left alive. Are we playing cautious? Or are we taking the Roman Yang? That's the question. And engraving coming out from Star into the flying eyes in the background. That's a heavy amount of damage. Look at that.
No.
Look at that. Once he's uppercut, it's free. And now Star with the gold staff here. That's all he's got to be looking to hold on to for dear life. He's got to be one. He procs it out. He throws it in. But the Frostus looks at that Forbidden Seal. Play smart. There it is. Outside of that area, and there's Frost's kill. Nicely done.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what Mike and Spider potentially prayed for, to make sure that T225 didn't get that elimination, right? Already with 4 on the board, snagging up that 5th one there would have been a big problem moving on over to this game. Just him closing out or taking the lead there with the kill department would have just not give the potential for one of these 2 players to snag up an MVP. But now Mike posted up for this round, winning this out. I believe Spider is going to go and contest the Spirit Well next to where the action was happening on the Liam as well. These players are waiting this out. A couple players fighting for that realm. TC25 Frostivus, Wufong in that realm of Yang. Looks like Frostivus is going to be rotating on over to where Spider is. Going to apply a little bit of the pressure onto Spider. We see Spider now respecting it, to, rolling out, just waiting out. Frostivus doesn't get full, doesn't give the full attention there onto Spider. A little bit of a resource pickup there from both of these players. They are going to be topping that off. Fong in the realm of Yang. Mike as well. Waiting to see who takes it. Do have explosive armor, gold flying eyes there for Fong. Not sure what Mike has. Purple fist blades in hand. Gonna wait this out. He's waiting out the timer. He's gonna be going against Fong, and I mean, with what we see with Fong, oh, this Wufong. So Wufong, who's gonna be going against Fong? We have Edward going against Fong. We have Wufong against Mike. Both players starting up high. Liam here for Mike. Lonnie there for Wufong. It's gonna be crazy.
I don't know if he's gonna Tempest kick him. I know he has Tempest Kick. I know Mike has Tempest Kick. I just wonder if he's going to throw the Tempest Kick. That's the question, because that could be a reveal that Wufong won't be prepared for. 1-2's coming out here for the R&Bs. There's going to be a Scare Rush coming out from Mike, and as he disengages this completely, this is going to give him 1 heal with the Rupture Gale. Not going to be coming out here. Mike throws it out. LMB burns the Combo Breaker. We're looking to see whether or not the Lonnie Ultimate's going to come out, and there it is, and then he avoids it. He might actually get caught out here. There it is. Ooh, can he throw this orb in time? Yes, he will. Remember Tempest Kick I was talking about? Oh, get ready for this one, right? Oh, wait, he doesn't throw him. Oh, this might be an upset spaghetti moment. But for Mike, he has to drop down blue focus here. He's going to look for the LMB. The goalie stance comes out. The cannon shot attempt is made from Wufong, and he still has 1 last ball to pick up before it's over.
Doesn't get the follow-up off of that. Goes for the raw uppercut. The V2's weave there from Wufong. Now parry baits him. LMB Pro. F caught in for the line. He has combo break for that alone. Catches the lunge. F caught in here for Mike. The 1-2 on the ground. Big damage. Now Clint comes in off the focus. Mike now trying to fight this out. Trying to stay alive. He needs to snag up this elimination. Scare Rush connector from Mike in the corner or in the ground. Crush LMB, I believe, off of this. Recatches a Pro off of this. This is what Mike needs. Uppercuts off of this. Jump LMB times 2. Big damage. And that's the Tempest he was talking about. You do get that follow-up off of that alone. Mike now trying to even out the health. He's nearly done so thus far. He's able to weave that R&B focus. Now 22 seconds and counting. What's going to be the mix up here from Mike and Wufong. Cannon shot does not connect. Recatch this ball. F caught in here for Lonnie. Now he is going to be able to apply the pressure once again. Mike tries to go for the jump parry. He loses a lot of HP. Jump LB does not connect. F caught in the corner. Jump LB, but a click enough there for Wufong to take out Mike. And now Mike's going to have that Yang depletion timer on his back.
Yeah, he had that. He had the Tempest Kick. He also had the Sky Punch. I didn't see that one.
But yeah,
that would have been that would have been crazy if he got the extensions off that. Unfortunately, Clint comes out. It beats everything for HP. DRT Fong lost his Realm Yang fight against Edward. As a matter of fact, Edward on the Mystic Might. off of a Romy, which is usually I like to see Mystic Might being picked up manually by players, especially coming off of the Romy number 2, just because then they can start hunting down and they can start seeking towards other players. But next thing you know is that you realize that Edward is one of the players at the bottom of the threshold at 17 points overall right now with 2 kill eliminations this game. So he has to make up 7 points somehow. And there's 6 players for him to kind of decide upon finding out, and as well as picking up placement points alongside potential first place multiplier. It's a hard ask, but it is still a possibility. He is a Liam in the game. Mike, though, losing his Rami Yang. Let's talk about him real fast. Purple dual blades, has the fist blades, has both Tempest and Sky Punch. Could he concern himself when catching somebody out when it's just him and themselves? Maybe. But the problem is there's so many players looking to be congested around here. They're going to make any opportunity to get this Liam out the game. Just like what we're seeing right now, Mike's getting completely lobbied out, and this might be the end for him as it comes out for the free dash, and we're going to round 7, folks.
Oh my God. Just off the gates, just full throttle in, and just so many players. Oh, there it is. That's what you was wanting. That's what you wanted.
I wanted to wait for Starfall this entire season, and we finally got a chance to see it used successfully. Specifically, in Trio, someone used it, but they didn't get it successfully. They just used it. But here we are. Fong, my goat.
Yeah, Fong, and he did a lot of damage there to T225. Look, last hit there going towards Edward. And oh my God, 5 players still remain here in this game. We do have 2 minutes and 50 seconds here for Fong to try to cleanse. We do have Wu Fong with that White Tiger's power. And we also have Edward with the Mystic Might. Wu Fong starting to move on in, trying to get aggressive, I believe, against Fong. He is going to be, no, they're going to be rotating on out, trying to find the remaining players of this lobby. Quick little replay here between Spider, and this is how Spider got eliminated. We did not watch this earlier. It was Justina Ultimate called in there for, I think that's T225. Both of players actually, Frostivus and T225 on the Justinas playing against Spider. Goes inside the zone. We have a third party action as well on the top side this time around. Frostivus trying to find the opening here as well as T225, and it looks like T225 comes right back in there, spots Spider. Spider trying to kite out the pressure, runs right into Frostivus. Flying dives there for Frostivus once again. Spider doing a good job kiting out the pressure for now, but he's taking stone damage, and we see zone damage as we see. Gets caught up in the corner. AES in there with the last hit. T225 nor Frostivus get the elimination there against Spider.
Yeah, it's going to be the case right now for Fong. He himself still has Romy in depletion for another 100 seconds. He's targeting Frostivus, the fan. Obviously, the Justina, who may not have ultimate ready to go. Frostivus is still going to look to use his ultimate here to back off. V2 variation for Kylan off of Fong, and he is double dashing mid-air so swiftly with finesse. And now it's up to him catching up to Frostivus in time, but the lobby is looking at both of these players right now. Edward especially. Remember what I mentioned, right? Edward needs at least as many points as he gets, but also to be in match point would be another goal. But for Frostivus, all he has to do is try to survive here. Fong having this purple rarity scaling ultimate goes straight into fist blade. Its ultimate ended. And now for Fong, no armor, no grapples, not enough time to supply himself the heals. He is still going to go ahead and kite throughout and trying to catch up to Frostivus to Justine.
Yep, and AS, the lone Syra, I believe. He is going to be the first aggressor onto Frostivus. Frostivus on the Justina. I was looking at the leaderboard. T225 was 0.7 of points to be able to make it to that threshold, but do have the damage going towards AES. AES just picking up more eliminations here. 3 on the board, 24.3. In that threshold already. AS being our 5th player making into that 24-point threshold. That's nice there from AS. Now potentially get more points on the board. Game 6. At this point, you've got to have an MVP game 7 or 8, or Versa Mike or Spider are going to be taking this one. Potentially around as well. Double pair there from Fong. Big damage there. Throws it towards AS's way. He is able to back on up here in this situation. Fong one shot. Musket shots do not connect here for AS. Jump LMB in the corner. Follow up as well. Be able to weave that as well. Snags up the Soul Bloom. Oh my God. Double top dash to weave the flying knives. And he's going to be able to top off that armor as well.
Yeah, we're going to see Wu Fong looking for this Mystic Might as he has it available. He also has Moon Shard Storm for the Throw and Flying Knives. So for him to have that on hand is going to be a diabolical play, but he goes ahead, picks up the buff, and goes straight towards Servant's Grounds. Potentially. Now it's a loot game. It's going to be the Explosive Armor. It's going to be a Quick Charge Undercall, a Soft Suck Gecko Foot, Assault Smolder, and a Engraving for AS. And then for the meanwhile, Tease Wufong coming out of that salvation or coming out of that spirit well, having a gold jade on standby. Let's take a look and see about what he's got on standby, because gold flying knives is one thing. We saw the Moonshot Storm. I'm curious about the fence jade, because it could be a Hepa detach, and it is a Hepa detach. Fire Arrow target lock coming into Assault Smolder in a tuna with the gold staff, gold longsword. Big ups on him for being able to lock down players. If he gets himself with using the Hepta, that's where he's going to come through. But there's going to be a hard stopper kick on Edward, having a Sanchez Sky Pillar, having a jabbing, Assassin's Lunge, and just picking the pieces between all the bodies and just making his way towards them, or just going for kiting for endgame circle, which we haven't seen in a blicky. I'll be honest. We haven't seen an endgame circle in a while tonight. But this is where we're going to end up going through for these three players.
I remember when Hepta did so much damage.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
now it's a sustain tool.
Yeah, I mean, like, you didn't know who had it, right? Like, it was a wild card being thrown at you. I mean, it still is, but you just got a lot more health back. But back in the day, I mean, it was just so much damage to be able to catch that 1.0 off of it, and just being able to just obliterate your opponent off of that alone was just too good. Every other J like that, ooh, Bane, come on now. Edward in the back end. Edward, don't do it. Yo, AS, don't do it. Wufong getting clipped off the Bane. AS and Wufong full chasing down AS in the back end. We do have Wufong gonna go ahead and retop that armor. Edward now. First one in, I believe. He's going to be able to a little bit of attention thrown his way by Wufong. He is going to eat up a little bit of damage. Big parry there from Wufong. F called in to avoid the damage. But, ooh, nice prowl there from Wufong. Catches the 1-2 on the ground. The follow-up as well in the back end. Big damage now. V2 called in there for Edward on the Liam. Doesn't manage to catch this first ball in. Does get the damage a little bit there off the LNB focus. Vein surfing. These players do not care. We just saw game number 4 or 5, sorry. And we're still doing it here in this 80% zone. We are going to be able to get the damage there in the Lonnie ball, but Edward's gonna go ahead and take a quick little reset in for himself. Gold dagger in hand for Edward. Wufong sends it and gets parried off of that alone.
Yeah, I got punished big time there. He's gonna throw the last ball there. There's gonna be the last Lonnie to deny the that was insatiable. I'll be honest. The amount of micromanagement right there for the skills comes out here completely in Wufong's favor until AS decides to want to take this down. Have the detach reveal doesn't come out just yet. Remember, he can use it for sustain here. He'll probably get at least 2 bars of armor because of the gold rarity. And as well, just keeping in mind about the HP, that it looks like AS is rocking 3 HP jades right now. I'm not sure how many mitigations, probably 2, maybe 1, but he is looking to be a little bit more of, in a bad spot if he gets caught, because the mitigation alone won't be enough to save him. But then again, could be a case flying knives being thrown between both of these players. F1 to push back. Wufong on top of the ridge still has this advantage. And having AS onto this throwing flying knife situation, he finds Wufong and burns his combo breaker, but all of a sudden, AS looks to kite down, and look at the movement coming out from this weapon, man. I love it. And this is where it makes the flying knife such a great utility type weapon, because you can literally start moving, and in the blink of an eye, you're close gapping on a position that the opponent didn't think you were going to make.
Yeah, that little slide in so good off the LNB. You can see it being used by all these players. And, every weapon has that little specialty, right, where you either do LNB or RNB. I always find it weird. Oh, my God. Assassin's Lunge, big player there for Wufong. I was yapping, but these players getting active. AS there with a last hit, and AS has been having a pop-off game 6. That's 5 on the board. And now, in a 1v1 against Edward, AS has O online. Edward does not overhold, doesn't get the damage off of that. Sends the follow-up, gets the damage off of that alone. Oh, my God, big player there from AS to avoid that Assassin's Lunge. Doesn't get the follow-up off of that alone, but still has the health advantage. Edward is able to close out that distance, though. LNB Prowl, F card in here for the Syra. AS now goes for the shotgun blast, gets a little bit of hits there, I believe, there onto Edward. Does manage to get a little bit of kiting as well, but Edward is trying to play the terrain at his favor, and there it is, the shotgun blast, omnidirectional, doing its duty there, as we see there against Edward, against AS. Edward now trying to weave out this dazzle. He's gonna be forced to pop his ultimate, uses the F into the O, and there it is, trying to cut out the pressure off the beam. Does manage to catch him off of this one inside the zone. Edward needs to be real careful now to take a lot of tick damage off of that alone. Now the dash is there from the Syra, just being so good there. He does, oh my God, the dazzle to the shotgun blast. There it is. That's 6 on the board there for AS, and I need to see how AS's previous games were, because he's in the threshold already.
Bro,
and
you want me to talk about it? You want me to talk about it?
Talk about it.
Yo, so like, get this, right? AS, my man. my man, alongside with creators, we got ourselves a highlight reel for every single one kill that comes through from any gamers from this spot, such as with Mike or Verse. Take it away, CA.
First, no armor. Wufong though gets caught up with the F there. Is gonna be forced to pop that F. Burst trying to stay alive here in this situation, still has not been able to find any sorts of armors, and we do have a potential third party there from Mike already quickly seeing who is in the wrong, and it's gonna be a massive parry there from Verse onto Wufong in the back end. Now Mike changing his attention here onto Wufong on the top side. Does manage to get a little bit of movement error there. Doesn't manage to go on top of this terrain, and he needs to see if he can try to get this elimination as fast as possible. Verse manages to back on up. Mike not caring who it is. He wants to scrap off with whoever it is. Does manage to get a little bit of proc there from the pole sword. Verse gets a little bit of a reset in, and now Mike is caught in between both of these players here.
Yeah, and one thing comes into certainty right now from Mike is that he's going to be looking for the fist blades, he's looking for the blue focuses, and he's looking to try to confirm that combo breaker to be used. Now for Mike, it's up to him. Whoa, Burrs, what we doing, bro? He really aggroed that, and that is going to cost him his life dearly. There's going to be a chance right now for Verse and making sure. I know, I don't want to look at his name. DRG Fong, he approached. I talked about it. I was like, what's up, gamers? Like, that's him. He's the guy. He's literally him.
The guy.
He's making sure that everyone notices where he's at, and he knows where they are as well. And now Verse on death's door, one arm being a dream, and he's up in the corner at the worst possible moment.
Oh, he managed to stay up though. Now on the backside, Mike getting aggressive about Wufong in the back end overholds, gets the 2.0 damage. Now to be able to weave that first shield throw, Wufong overholded the board sword. He's just waiting for the proc. We see it here, overholding. F caught in for the Lonnie. Lonnie ultimate now up here for Wufong. Mike needs to be real careful, and there it is. Ultimate invested, tries to go for the finisher, but does not manage to do so. Gets caught up in the corner in the back end. Now, that's all he needed. Gets double hit off of those balls as well. And to the final hit, and he did not get the elimination in time. Now, Wufong snags the elimination onto Mike. Fong just skirts on now. He's like, all right, there's nothing to see here. I'm going to go ahead and back on it up. I'm going to pop this no ult zone, and I might get aggressive once again.
I lose my mind. My man was like, okay, let me just hit this R&B with the pulse sword. Not gonna happen, bro. Not gonna happen. But he did get the elimination at the end of the day, so that works out. WZ Dorano over against OA's Edward. You don't look at the horizontal. Remember, that thing can go through the tummy wall. It does not care. Did that change? Yes. But regardless, WZ Dorano looking for the R&Bs, releasing it, not gonna get it. Shotgun Blast comes out, and another Kylan ultimate to worry about. This is ASE's XY. Remember, V1 variation. He's gonna go for it. He's locking in towards Edward's position.
Oh, nah.
5 dodges from Edward's gonna be had, but look, scare rushes. Wow, he hits the rooftop. I didn't know it was possible. He gets one tap. That's going to be all that's needed for the burn this Keelan guard. Here it comes out. Can he catch it in time? Right there, no Justin Timberlake. I'm talking all Olivia Wilde, and that's his elimination. He got it. So Bloom picked up. There's one thing to be made in this to movie references. Obviously, WZ Rhino has one spot right now for an R&B to get this elimination. XY is going to be the one deciding factor for him to get this huge kill lead. But more importantly, not kill lead, Dark Tide coin lead. Having the money to be picked up because XY's been killing it right now. But whether or not he gets that self smooth and the kill procs, that's going to be it for XY because that's just how the cookie crumbles, and XY goes down. Purple Nunnies award to Hirano with the gold.
There it is, Hirano with his first elimination of the game. And look at the leaderboard so far. 7 through 12, 1, right? Yeah. Top 5, or top 4, I should say, do not have that luxury, and now Hirano is going to be able to get one there for that top 5. But yeah, the lower side of the pyramid right now, turning up here for this game. Triple Lonnies, Frostivus, Edward, and Wufong with 3 Lonnies in the field right now. Wufong picking up another elimination, this time around against Fong. Fong is going to have to reset, as well as XY early in that fight that we watched against Hirano. But now, it's like the pressure is gonna stop for a little bit. These players are gonna go ahead and try to scale on up a little bit more for this first round, which is already starting to form up. And Verse, as you see it there, is gonna have a Roma Yang Gates next to him, so he is going to be able to take that one if he wishes to do so. Hirano, once again, 1 kill on the board on a Tomoch, running flying knives. I mean, it's just infested by flying knives right now. If these players, even common, right? We saw multiple times throughout the night. If it's common flying knives, these players do not care, and they want to play that weapon if possible. Just that shotgun blast, being able to be omnidirectional, stopping scare rushes, being able to get damage from mid to long range off of that alone. Like Frostivus mentioned, not being forced to play in the pocket. It's just way too good with that weapon. Even though in the pocket, that that weapon has mix-ups and has very strong TOD potential. So, I mean, overall, that weapon is just so good right now, as we see it here in the pros' hand. But Roman Yang starting to form on up. Mike posted up on the top side. Verse is well right next to him. We have the Starry Knights coming in. Do you think Starry Knights orbs will be MVP like the Moonbands? Because, I mean, they can do
don't cast it. Don't cast it, Chris. You're calling it out in existence. You know it's going to happen.
I wanted to.
I know. But one thing is for certain, if Alani decides to throw it in, then they can throw hands and they'll get a lot of value off of it because that's 10% rage. And then it's all going to be a recession of just DPS. And now for Spider, having his opportunity right now to get into the Romy Yang, not going to be possible. Golden Undies for Star from that from the Salvation podium. But one thing is, for Spider, it's just pressure out the Liam. If Liam gets pressured out, Meteor Storm. Listen, we're on the perimeter of this Meteor Storm, and somehow it's still hitting these players. And so for Spider, he goes inside of it. He looks to reset. He looks to try to look after this Liam ultimate, and then having a chance of actually looking about this Liam having no more chances of whether or not he has a combo breaker is one thing. Whether he decides to throw the orb in his direction is not going to happen. The lobby is not going to allow it, and Spider decides to take this aggression to his own hands. He has a spot right now to work out the Liam with another player, and that's going to be Edward. But Arano, my man, he locked in. He's got purple flying knives, purple armor. Remember those eliminations? Remember that Dark Tide coins? He was able to kind of build that up, especially after getting the elimination against XY and then going into the shop or just having loot spawns. Either way, Mike's inside of his mindset. Purple Nunnies is advanced heal. He's got 12%, 4 mitigation jades ready to go. And then with Verse going against Arano here, curious on what a Verse has. He has all the mitigation, has 3 HP jades and 1 attack jade. He's going in right now with Flying Eyes as a preemptive weapon spawn.
Yeah, he's juiced with the extra health. We see him here against Arano as well. These players, there it is. Enhanced shotgun blast, but a massive parry there from Arano into the follow-up jump LB. Now, first he's gonna respond with a parry of his own, and to snag out the purple flying knives. We see it now, sends it. Big parry off the after from Arano. Now it's just back-to-back picking up that weapon like it's you know what. Now the Wiz connects there onto Verse back to back, and this could be it here for Verse. Arano rethrowing Wiz can go ahead and throw it once again. Does manage to do so multiple times here with the pistol shot, and that's gonna do it here for Arano to pick up the elimination onto Verse. It's just a beautiful showcase there from Arano, snagging up that Temi ultimate there, catching him with the Wiz, restanding, and now AS against Wufong.
And it's going to be a chance here for the LMBs with the Halberds versus the Dual Blades. And there's going to be the RMB that coming through here. Might be looking for a 1-2-3 piece from AS to get himself to catch that blue focus and using ultimate to mitigate the stagger. Very nicely done. Shield block number 1, shield block number 2, and 3 all in succession. Wait a second. Wufong gets caught by shield throw after goalie stance. Bow shot was not confirmed. The dash was made. And there's going to be another chance here for AS to throw out his shield block if he can. Nope. He uses combo break way too early, and he is going to be caught out to execution build. Maybe. I don't know. Because make sure that you can catch your target before it's too late, and the shield throw is tapped on, and the mitigation was held, and AS F1 combo breaker coming out here from it, and if Wufong gets caught with the 1 RMBs, he catches himself and he eliminates his target.
Wow, close fight. Now Mike against Frostivus in the third Roman Yang. We're seeing them all right now. Jump LB, big damage here. Proc comes in there off the nunchucks. Frostivus now trying to cut out the pressure. Sends it, parry there from Mike, big damage. Frostivus knowing of the error there. Mike coming out victorious, purple armor. What's the weapon here for Mike? Let's see it. Gold nunchucks. He was already playing nunnies. Now he's gonna get that big upgrade onto the gold nunchucks and be able to come out more skilled off this Roman Yang. Plus every million birds. Mike, he's gonna go ahead and get active outside this realm. And oh my God, this is a crazy game 7 right now. These players are getting active. Arano now getting caught up by AS, and it's gonna be a Shayo. This is the run back here. This is the run back, I believe. He's gonna be able to pop the ultimate, and now he's going for the re-whisk there against the Shayo. Re-catches this time around against AS. The pistol shot connects there for Arano. Now Spider in the mix is caught up on the whisk as well. The re-whisk does not connect. We whisk, but Spider now is gonna go back up for the location. Wufong snagging up the resources. Now they are gonna be backing up and taking a full reset.
It's kind of crazy to me that we saw that coming a mile away and it still happened, unfortunately, for JLAS. And then for it to be eliminated from the lobby, no less, that's one of the match point gamers going down for it. And now we're left with 4, but 2 players are tied for 3 eliminations, Wufong as well as Arano. And then with Wufong and Arano literally next door to one another, they're looking to blow this house down from Spider, call him the big bad wolf because it's going to be going crazy. We need some bricks right now, lay down the foundation because Spider needs to find his armor swap and he finds it. Blue rarity. He kites throughout the entirety of these tents and trying to set up these traps alongside getting a heal, but he has only got a limited amount of time before it is made assured that it is going to be the destructo moment. And then for Arano, he pops F to make sure he's not trapped. And then for the last leap, Spider could use this just for scare rush, and he gets pairs to keep the mitigation alive. With the attack buff to boot. More importantly, just surviving at the end of the day.
Oh, they can't go through that doorway though. Do have the traps in play. They are going to be kind of on top side of that hut. Spider, though, doing a really good job trying to ice off the pressure there from Wufong and Arano. Still not being able to get caught up there by both of these players. He's going to go ahead and just run the same route over and over again as you see it here. He's going to go ahead and kite back in. Doesn't manage to get caught. That's good there for Spider. And Wufong still on his trail, though. Wants to see he can find elimination, knowing that the Uckles has no ult online. He's going to play on the edge of the zone. Mike snacks up an elimination onto XY. That's XY's game 7 versus Mike going at it. And this is a big scrap off here, Severio. This is top 4 going at it.
Oh man, Moon. Oh man. The ultimate to mitigate that shield throw was immaculate, but right now for Perverse, it's only a matter of time to throw that shield. Nice R&B grapple bump. I can't believe that was confirmed. 1-2. Whole check into the R&B. Might be looking for an uppercut here from Mike, because obviously right now, so 1 shield block is all that Mike needs to confirm this. But if once Verse gets the lead on escaping his target, he can just look for a heal. 35 seconds, finds a nice shield throw. That's the last one he's had in his pocket. For Verse, it's always to the clinks. And for Mike right now, it's all about getting that 3rd elimination right now on the kill leaderboard. And if Arano decides to come out of the woodworks for 4 eliminations, that's another story. But for Mike, Spider right next to the door to one another, not realizing one is the other. And there's going to be a chance here for Mike to lose out before that Vermilion's going to die towards it. It gives it to Spider. Spider's going to have himself down to 2 eliminations, but for Verse, having a chance to be giving the elimination to Spider means that Spider is now up to 3. That means we got 2 match point gamers here with 3 eliminations, and Mike goes ahead on Reset Valley to try to go right into this Rong Yang. Otherwise, he is making his motions known in this field. 7 players alive, second Rong Yang.
Mike stopped moving there. He had to die to get the Vermilion's birds, my buff, but if Spider would have waited a little bit, he would have eliminated 2 of the players in the threshold out of this game. That is versus his run for game 7. Mike now getting full chase here from Spider. Spider on the blue armor, not afraid to get active. Mike is trying to go inside the Starry Night to get some of that rage back. You see him cutting on the ballista, the ballista tower here to get the movement game. Sean Spider not letting this one go. And let me pry here for Spider. Grapple bump as well. Can overhold this. Big damage off the R&B. Oh my god, big juggles. Now Frostivus joining the mix as well. Lonnie F called in. Oh no, Lonnie ultimate called in there for Frostivus. Frostivus wants to see if he can try to fight elimination onto Mike, and Mike getting caught up here with a little bit of movement error, and that is very bad for him. Gets caught up, and Frostivus with the elimination there onto Mike, and now Spider against Frostivus are going to be going at it.
This would be a crazy situation if Frostivus gets double elimination here. He wasn't able to get that solo, and that's unfortunate because then he runs out of the position right now. Parry for Spider. That's 4 eliminations. 3, 2, 1, boom, and bam, a bot. There it is. 4 eliminations for Spider. This means we have 3 players, Wufong, Arano, and Spider, to contest for top player placement. Now, obviously, we still have TG5, we still have a test in the game, but we still have Rummy Yang to think about for Arano, and he's getting contested by Wufong. Now, this is crazy because, like I said, both of these guys are on 3 eliminations. One comes out on top, one has 4, and they're tied for Spider, who has that kill leader position. Rampage, Scatter Shot, as well as an Assault Smolder given to Arano with those gold nunnies. A highly sought out weapon combination, especially with the Assault Smolder, but he looks towards Wufong from the drop down for the blue focus. Pistol shot to the next C8. This is going to be a Halberds versus Nunny situation.
Yeah, the 1-2 spam there from the Halberds from Alani. Arano has the F to stay safe. He's going to play the top side of this pillar. He's clip off the Scare Rush there for a little bit of damage there. Now, do see him being able to tap dodge roll after this. There goes to Temi Ultimate, tries to catch the Wiz, doesn't manage to do so on the pillar. Alani staying up here in the situation, and now trying to see he can find or predict the movements here of the Lonnie. Gets clipped off of this one. Big damage here at 1.0. Can recall this as well. Big TODs here for the Lonnie. Big damage into the 3rd as well. And that's going to do it there for the Lonnies. And Arano being eliminated here in the Romanian against Wufong. And I saw you on the chat talking about, and Lonnie's a problem because the Temi caught the Wiz. Hey, I'm just trying to say, Temi took a little bit more skill to be able to catch on the wall, you know, opposed to that.
Talking about that, man. You know, gold nunchucks, bro. Gold nunchucks engraving and a universal slash. I'm not sure if that universal is going to be used. Well, we're definitely seeing this engraving get used. If Wufong finds himself that long sword, that's all he needs. And then he can just throw it three blue focuses in a row. We've seen it happen before, man. We're not going to see it not happen again. Geez, Wufong has ultimate ready to go here as Alani in gold armor. He is set to chase down any targets in his face. And that includes Edward. Edward winning his Romiang as well. So both of them being Lani's, both of them winning Romiang. It's a fun city. It's like the Truman Show. You know, we're going to have all the neighbors around, but it's a part of the facade. Hey, of course, Mortal Defiance here, Advanced Heal, Tuna, the Alchemy, Sunwing Shot, Slow Shot, and if I'm not mistaken, a Desperation for SR Spider, gold armor to boot. Man stacked out. I don't even know what else to say. He has everything to make its end game with that advance into that Tuna. 4-to-10 ratio for the healing berries towards the armor powder. Doesn't really want to start anything. Really doesn't want to start anything, especially with the Tessa. But with this Tessa inside this area, he doesn't know whether or not this Tessa was one of the players until the death feed, the kill feed came out to losing Romiang, but she hasn't even entered it. TTG5, actually no, TTG5 did enter it. He did lose Romiang. It's over for him. I want to see that replay though, because it's Edward versus TTG5. Edward's more on the line right now to try to make it to match point right now, and TTG5 he's already gotten the placement for it, so it's case scenario right now to see how Wufong would also come out on top of this, because he also reached match point. We're up to 8 match point gamers. We're up to nearly 9 match point gamers if we enter into the next round C8. And it's only a matter of time, to be honest. Only a matter of time before we actually set up shop whether or not Asterisk at the end of this is round 7 is the end of the game.
Yeah, and T225 could potentially get aggressive here onto Spider. Well, he has to pretty soon with that gain depletion timer. Arano as well on the Temi. 3 minutes and 20 for Arano. Wufong in the back end now. Getting counter grapple, and this is where the aggression starts for these players. They are going to be able to go towards the Temi. This is bad. I'm looking at Wufong, right? Wufong has 4 kills. Spider has 4 as well, but Wufong is the one they're going to have to try to eliminate. Tessa ultimate called in there for T225. Temi ultimate to respawn off of that, even into the enchantment. He is not going to get any damage thrown his way. Do you agree with the Tessa going in the realm, though? Against these Shayols?
Nah. Heck no, bro. Thinking of it like a trios matchup. Right? Like, with the Tessa, you decide to stay outside of the Romiangs usually. But then again, TG5 wants to earn these kills. I mean, he's going to have to earn it out, I guess, but I don't know. Taking into consideration that Arano had now just burned ultimate, this might have worked in TG5's favor. Specifically, now he gets the second enchant. Arano has not popped his F1 though, which means he can iframe through this. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. He gets scared rushed off of though. The lobby's locking him in there. One more elimination. Edward found it. Edward's at 3 eliminations. That means he's entering match point. That means we have 9 match point gamers, and we only have 1 left alive, and that is Spider.
Hey, he can potentially do it. He has to try to live this, but I believe the whole lobby's going to look at the Akos right here. T225 still needs to try to cleanse off in this situation. And let me proud there for T225, forcing out the Akos ultimate here in this situation. The V2 off the uppercuts off the nunchuck, big damage into the pistol shot. Doesn't get the full capitalization off of that. Wufong switching his attention onto the Tessa as well. V2 connects onto Wufong. The pounce pack might get a little bit of damage there on to T225. The damage still not happening towards his way. It's going to be Wufong with elimination. Now that's 5. And Spider with no ult. It's going to have Wufong and Edward full chasing him in. Pistol shots there towards Spider. He has to try to cut off this pressure. Nice F2 there from Spider to avoid the catch up there from Wufong. And he needs to seek and try to stay alive. And Wufong with that Lani ultimate can be a big problem here for Spider.
This is gonna be one of those Billy clips, huh? I already see it, but this is gonna be the case right now. 2 Lanis, 1 Akos. A bad dream to come out of, because if whether or not Spider can get himself out of the range of the hunt, then he's good for the remainder of that time frame. And Spirwell is something to think about, something to consider, and that's exactly where Wufong wants to place his chips into, because even though Edward is out here, he doesn't have ultimate. And both of these Lanis don't have ultimate in general, but since Wufong has not popped ult for a while now, it's only into consideration that with Soblin's picked up that he is nearing to that succession, and he can actually get that sooner than anything, and especially if he wants to contest for it. Now, Spider making his way to the shop, he had around, I think, he had around 13,000 Dark Tech coins at one point, so supplies, a shop, this is all he really needs to make it happen. But like I said, Advanced Heal Tuna, he's really good for sustain right now. It's just him slow rolling, please. can't contest this. Unless Wufong gets his elimination, then it comes, well, even if Wufong kills off Edward, one thing is for certain is that Spider definitely needs to get a kill off of Wufong then, and then make it to first place. We are seeing a Sapjade on Edward. We are seeing Wufong with, Ruptured Gill or the Assault Skull. They're engraving that, with the Assassin's Lunge, Soul Shatter. Juggernaut level 2 and a Sapjade, like Wufong also is stacked out. Like straight up. So if he finds a weapon that's going to be coming to the benefit with Jades, aligning it up, this is going to be the case. Oh my goodness. See, I can't look.
Yeah, this is rough, man. Going against these two Lonnies, 2-on-1 off of that uppercut, big damage onto Spider. It's not gonna do it here. We're definitely going to game 8. We see Wufong and Edward just playing passively against this Akos, and this ult connects here onto Spider into the restand, just TODs back to back to back, and now the Akos ultimate is gonna be invested here, trying to see if he can find some sorts of kiting, but oh my god, he had Mortal. He is gonna be staying up for now. Edward and Wufong are gonna full chase on in, but this time around, Edward is gonna have that White Tiger's prowess on his back to be able to get that for him. He is gonna be able to find a little bit of spot, but now the leap connects in the backside, the V2 connects as well, a little bit of siphon back off of this alone as well. Pistol shot connects there for Spider, overholds, gets the R&B damage in the backside. Now Wufong changing his attention onto the Oculus. F2 connects there. The Spider trying to stay alive in the situation, gets caught up there off the prio. Oh, he does manage to tap dodge that ultimate there, but gets caught up once again. And round 8 are going to be lit for Biweekly 3 finals. Edward against Wufong for our last fight here for game number 7.
I predicted it. This is going to be the case. Edward up against Wufong here for the tap dodge. It's clean. Double R&Bs is going to confirm. Oh, look at that.
Yo!
Into the F1. We almost got that. Goalie stance is going to confirm because that's a huge array. But then again, seeing about this case, I do know that there's going to be a chance right now for Edward to look for the R&Bs. Maybe looking for the Sagger off of that neutral off the grapple. But man, round 8 coming through here. 9 match point gamers. And now it's going to be Wufong looking for the LMBs, catches the R&B to the face. And that is going to be the end of that round. That means the lights are on. We are turning those through for the players. They have to wake up. There's no more rest period. We're locked in for 9 players.
9 match point gamers. Yo, this can go anybody's way. It can literally go anybody's way into this game 8. 9 players. Have we ever had 9 players in the threshold? I don't think so.
I think the most we had was this is final game, double up on a Tuesday. We're looking at this game, fist bump from the girlfriend. That's the buff he needed. Yep. Double clap from his coach. That's the buff he needed. We're into this game live. My name is Surveyor alongside Creatives, and we're looking at this first fight, Mike and Star.
Mike already with half of the white health gone. Still going against Star. He's going to be able to get parry baited there off the Pulsar Storm form. Now, does manage to get a common armor swap. Is going to be able to eat up a lot more damage. Mike, very low in the situation, trying to cut out the pressure here. But Star, not letting go of the gas pedal. He is in 11th place. So his job here is just to grief. As we see here, Mike already being able to pop one Battalion. He's still trying to cut out the pressure, but Star not letting go of the chase.
And there's still a firefight to be picked up here from Mike. He can pass by it, and if it's there and it ain't, it looks like it's griefed. It looks like it's cooked. As ASC's XY also getting cooked up by Wufong. Wufong on that V2 Valda, as we mentioned throughout. So this is going to be where he's getting his first elimination. WZ Toronto on the V1. And then Jails AS on that V1 as well for both the Shile to the Kylan. Verse finding a kill against Edward. Edward going down immediately. Flying knives, not a surprise. But then again, seeing Verse pick up this one elimination. It's all on the board for 9 players right now to get those +1s. And 3 of them so far are match point gamers to get the first 3 eliminations in this. So for AS, chasing down Arano with 4 gravels in his name, having to see about whether or not Arano will have an ultimate ready once he passes by Noble Cave. It's only to the determination once he closes his distance.
So what's the mix-up here? He has 2 grapples. If he catches Prio, he has to go for the 1-2-3s, I believe. Overholds for the 1.0. Is going to get the damage towards Arano. He is going to have the health advantage now. Common armor swap here for Arano. Eats up the damage off the R&B focus there from the nunchucks. F caught in for the Kylan. Now the mix up 1.5 there for AS. Is going to go ahead and invest the ultimate as well. And this is the beauty here of the Firefly map. Big damage here in the corner against him. And Arano's going to be forced to pop this ultimate. Gets it right on time. And now the shield blockage. Oh, he weaves it. Stares him in the face like, what's good? He is going to be able to do it again. He's going to be able to weave the second one. And AS now with the advantage, I believe, against Arano. Arano just very low, finds a blue armor swap somehow, somewhere, and now AS ultimate is gone.
This is going to be a spot right now for the shield throw into F1 potentially from AS. Grapple extensions for the LMB. Doesn't get it. Mayu looking for the hold check. Block extreme comes out. AS look to try to get the parry. He's successful with it. The combo breaker is available though the whole time. AS holding the blue focus horizontal. Might be looking for the vertical 1-2s into the 3-piece. Block extreme again. Dodges that meter jump and goes right back in for the 1-2s. F1 to use offensively. Doesn't get the usage of it. He was looking for a Ronald looking for the grapple stagger, and that's confirmed uppercut. True as a bumblebee because we're buzzing around with one elimination.
No way! That was a crazy bounce back there from Ronald. Now Spider, Dragon Slayer into the 1.0. Oh, Lani ultimate there onto Fall. Big damage, can restand it as well. Just ball bounces to the back-to-back arm. He focuses. And Spider now with his second elimination of this game. First as well. Ultimate gone here for Spider. Able to cancel it. Saves around 30%. Getting some of that ult rage back as well from picking up that Soul Bloom. Spider now and contesting to take this bi-weekly home. Wufong, on the other hand, has 1 eliminations on the board. He's playing Valda for this game. I need to see a player cam on Edward because I'm very curious to see if he's running that V1 in the lobby like this. It's going to be very, very crazy to watch and see how he can come out successful in these fights. Bursto now once again on the Kylan, being able to pick up some more resources here near Sunwing. He is going to start rotating on it. First Roma Yang is going to start happening pretty soon. Mike has not been able to scale it. As soon as I say that, he does manage to get a blue armor off of that alone. Still with Common Fan in hand. Gold Trope still available here in this area. Hoping for a better weapon of choice. Edward Common Armor as well. He is on that V1 Severio. Look at that.
I can't believe this, man. Listen.
What outfit is that? Hold on.
Oh, we don't want to talk about that, bro. Anyways,
what is that?
Don't worry about it. We got a little bit of skins all across the board. Don't worry. Remember that conversation we had about mobile, how they had awesome skins and everything? I'm waiting for that. See, it's on the same boat, but we don't talk about that. We might get that eventually. Maybe in the Paris Pavilion. Maybe. We'll have to see. Jails AS, Cosmetic Games. That's end game right now for Naraka. Jails AS still is on the reset value. As our Spider, Purple Armor, Blue Fan. Making sure he can have this movement to use. If X is right next door, man, he ain't gonna allow you to use that. We have 11,000 Dark Tech coins. Can we talk about that from Spider? Only 2 eliminations. 11,000 Dark Tech coins. It means he can buy a purple weapon right now.
He has Bane too.
Yeah, he has Bane too, but he's not gonna cast it just yet. XY is just kiting around, and he's wanting to buy a purple weapon for real, because he doesn't need the armor. There he goes for it. Weapon purchased might be something that we can see later on. He's still deciding upon it. I'm looking at the map right now, so we can see there's another movement to be dropped down into the south towards Celestra. Obviously, the west though, Verse has his Realm Yang by himself. Spider though contesting at Sunvale Dwelling. Arana could potentially get his over by Servant's Grounds and even by Lake Yellowleaf Frostfist, making sure he can try to muster that position. Spider gets a purple longsword. I can't believe it. Purple longsword in the shop. It's kind of one of the more premier picks that RNG has blessed him upon thee. And for Spider, all he needs to do is to burn out the combo breaker from Star, and then he can start to
Yep. Overhaul is a 2.0. Star kind of back on up. We have a third party there from Mike this time around. Ship parry here from Mike onto Star. Big damage off of his alone. F caught in there for the Syra now on the top side. They're trying to force out that Syra ultimate. Star trying to retreat from the situation. Does manage to do so. I believe Mike and Spider run towards the Realm Yang. Do have Star being able to get a full reset. Yep, and there it is. Scrap off. Mike against Spider. A big fight here between both of these players. We do have a quick little reset there for Spider. Since the LMB focus, big damage. F caught in for the Lonnie now. Mike as well is going to be able to get this Yang pass. Both players are on Lonnie, actually. He is going to be able to wait this out and potentially take the Realm Yang. Frostovitz, on the other hand, against Edward. And this was the Valda pick for Edward on V1. Goes for the double uppercuts. Doesn't get the second one. Every R&B there for Frostovitz against Edward. I'm just looking at the skin. I'm sorry. Like, this thing is kind of
Yeah, we might get that. But we do see Frostovitz pop out the Syra ultimate. And this forces Edward in a position where I'm going to look at this V1 very, respectfully. Because obviously Frostovitz has the armor advantage. Even if he burned him out, Edward wouldn't have much to do with it. If he had F1... I don't even know if F1 with the V1 was going to be something he would want to take because combo breakers. You get Contel, Lonnie, TOD is over. But for Frostfist right now, he is waiting for that last Realm Yang slot. That's most important right now, especially to see if it's for free. Because, players can play cautiously. Yeah. We're going to see a swift cut coming out from Arano. Doesn't have any sort of katana on standby, but he does have purple fist blades, purple armor. Cave from the Noble Cave being opened up here. 4 or 5 players actually in the vicinity right now. Spider on his longsword scare rush game. Looking to get AS here. Looking to see about the burnout here for the combo breaker or the ultimate. And that's going to be the case for AS, making sure he can try to lock into one target. He doesn't go against Spider. He's thinking about it. Now, Flaming Cage is still up for grabs.
Yeah.
It's been knocked down, so the players have to be mindful about that spacing. XY Cox ultimate to push out this Kylan out of the game. Healing guard burned, and there's going to be AS looking to try to get outside of if he can. Goalie stands not going to come through. Jump LMB to jump LMB. F1, V1 comes in clutch. AS. Yo. That pistol shot, and that's going to be given to Verse, and that's AS going down now.
Oh no. Verse now signing up, I believe, his third elimination of the game. Mike in disguise against Frostivus. Big scrap off. Any of these players can take this bi-weekly home. Let me proud there for Mike. Does manage to get dazzled, I believe. No, doesn't get fully dazzled, but we do have the Flying Knights once again for Frostivus. We do have him now applying the pressure off the pistols. Mike eating up a lot of damage. There goes the shotgun burst once again. Big damage onto Mike. He's gonna be able to catch the prowl. Messes up the uppercut though. That's a rare error there for Mike. Recatches the prowl this time around. The TOD cannot connect. The F was online there for Frostivus, and now it's gonna go ahead and iframe that scare rush with the Cyber ultimate. Now the pressure's on here for Mike.
Yeah, Mike has a goalie stance ready to go here. You can see Frostivus looking to try to earn himself out. Nice knockback, but Frostivus has to look as close, got the distance against Mike. Doesn't get any sort of dazzle light beam. Look at the heals that came out. 800 in a blink of an eye. And then for Mike, he still has 2 dashes left for the Lani ultimate, bro. Parry like that is an easy TOD. We're looking for the 1.0 because we don't know that Combo Breaker is going to be coming out in just a second. He's going to burn off one Lani ability. He's looking at the scene whether Frostivus is going to burn his Combo Breaker. He did not. He took all that chip damage. And then for Frostivus right now, throws the triple R&B release, making sure that Mike has the greater position. He gets the scare rush position ready to go, and there's going to be the one catch R&B. That's all Mike needs right now. One shotgun blast comes out, one R&B is released, one engraving. Oh, Frostivus, big upset, man. I felt that because that engraving was revealed in the beginning, and then it revealed itself at the end.
Yeah, that's crazy. Very passive, very beautiful plays there from Mike. It's a very close fight there between Frostivus and Mike, though. Now, XY eating up a lot of damage here against Spider. All he needs is one hit. Being able to stay up there. R&B focuses out. Spider loses a lot of HP. Health is very even. XY, though, currently in last place. It just can be a big upset for the top 9 right now. We do have now a little bit of love tap here from Spider. Full reset between both of these players. Spider can go ahead and retop that white health. XY has not been able to do so thus far. He is going to go ahead and do it on the bottom side of the terrain. Bell hit here for Spider to get the information of that player. Verse is still in the mix. He is dead actually. He's gone. Verse is gone. He got limited with 3 when he get eliminated. Did I miss something?
I missed something. I need a replay. I need a replay stat. Team, where you at? Production team, I need you. Because now it's coming down towards whether or not Spider can come out with 3 eliminations in the lead. Because, look, V2, Wufong catches it. Not going to be the case.
That's crazy.
Spider dies too? Bro. I need to look at these replays now because these are 2 players with 3 eliminations and they both went down. Now we're looking towards continuing this fight over by the Artisan's Grove. Arano up to the point of being able to survive. Wufong down. There's Edward though. Wait, Edward picks the Soulbloom. Incredible. Incredulous. Might be a 1 LMB situation here. There's a lot of terrain in position for an LMB to uppercut the jump LMB 4, 5, 6 times maybe. But no one's taking advantage of that, especially between both Arano and Edward. V1 though, yo, you know what's crazy? Hey, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Not the skin. What's crazy is that the V1, if he ends up MVP with the V1, optimal? I can't. V1 Tessa though, that's optimal. But this is where Fong can get TOD here from Mike. If Mike desires to go through with the connecting, he does not connect it. He does have this chance right now for the engraving reveal against Fong, which Fong would not be prepared for, especially if he hasn't shown using it right beforehand.
And Fong does this every time, bro. He just kites and jump LMBs off of this. Now turning the fight around. Mike now catches the pry off of this alone. Double uppercut. Goes for the postal sword. This is a lot of damage off the gold postal sword. Nearly gets the elimination there. The old misses there for Fong. Doesn't manage to get the last hit there for the elimination. Has the F to stay alive. Now has to kite very low. Mike trying to catch up here on the troll against Fong. It does manage to get a little bit of distance now. T2 Survive in the back end. Final hit there for Mike. Is able to snag up the elimination there onto Fong. And that is Fong's game. And this is what we were waiting for. Spider against Verse it was in Sunwing. Scare Rush into the final LMB. And this is where XY starts moving on in as well. And XY against Spider this time around. Spider gets caught up off the LMB prial to the uppercut. Jump LMBs, jump LMBs, jump LMBs, jump LMBs, jump LMBs, jump LMBs. XY going stupid out here. He was going insane against Spider into the final R&B. Terrain in his favor. Eliminates just one because Spider got the elimination onto Verse. Eliminates the other player in the threshold, and now in the corner, that's big damage. Big carousel in the corner. R&B follow up as well. Could go. Oh my god, he could extend in that. He had Hepta, did not connect there, and now Starks force to pop this ultimate.
At the moment that I saw that stagger in that tree line, I knew it was over because XY is one of those. he literally is the montage. He's the Twixter edit.
Yeah,
he's able to catch everything that you would not normally take for granted. Like you say, it happens 1 in a million, and then he does it. Just like right now, sap hit off the star, having the imprint, going for the arm beat, doesn't catch it. Oh, he gets it again. I can't believe he caught it again. But this is it. Star goes down. XY pick it, bro. Listen, bruh. 2 eliminations coming out here. He just eliminated Star. He's not even on match point. And Star, and XY has Justina game to the bars to nothing. Replayed though from the other Rum Yang of Rana versus Wufang. Wufang won this Rum Yang, if I'm not mistaken. So this is going to be a case for the Valda versus Shail pick. Looking to the R&Bs, we're catching those ones. 1-2s, backs up, maybe catching another LMB. Of course, why not? Because 2-1's possible. I can't believe it. Double cash LMBs. This is V1, V2 Valda, by the way. Wait, this is the lineup, CA. You take this one, dog, because I can't.
Double Valda's out. V2 versus V1. Potentially going to see the first V1 in this game. Edward being able to get a little bit of damage onto Wufang, but Wufang has the advantage so far. Overholds a 1.0. Big damage comes in off of both players. Proc comes in for Wufang now. Doesn't let loose. Catches the prior off of this alone. 2-on-1 for the extra damage as well. Big damage. The 1-2 follow. V1. He's like, hold on, V1. Said V1? What is that? It doesn't even matter. The follow-up R&B. He had the O if he needed it. Now we have T225 against Mike.
Now it's going to be a chance right now for Mike with V1. Oh, wow. V1 coming up from the Liam did not take that one into consideration. Mike goes go ahead, though.
Wait.
Gives himself a little bit of heals. Goalie stance comes out. Nope, not going to be the case, but Mike gets it right there. He throws it, doesn't hit it, and Engraving Stagger. Seeing that stone form comes out from T225 is kind of a mustard moment. There's going to be one R&B, doesn't pick up the supposed one. Can we pick it up? We can't. We're going for slaps instead because we can. And he's looking at the double tap dodge roll. We're looking for the weapons, looking for the pistol. We're looking for something here. Sierra Rush jump onto R&B, might be looking for it. Salsa Gecko Foot to be revealed as well for T225 because he just climbed that pillar real quick. And then he looks towards the corner. Sierra confirms LMB. I can't believe it.
Wow.
My man just said he blew out into the mic. I can feel the tension in his shoulders right now because it's the second round. He finds himself to picking up a wind spout, gold nunnies into a switch dazzle. Better drop that real quick. But the gold armor especially is what's going to be making it for T225. 3 eliminations. And my boy will get a bi-weekly win. Who knows?
And potentially looking good right now. 3 on the board. That's the setup right now. Wufang contesting with 3 as well on the Valda. Edward playing the V1. He cleanses.
He did cleanse.
He cleansed.
Replay, please. I need to know what happened. Run that back, production. I can't believe he had it on standby the whole time.
Wow. He had one in the back pocket. Yup.
He did die pretty quick, though. Yo, he died pretty quick, though. I'll be honest. Hands up. I'm caught. Man died fast.
Only player in the lobby right now is going to be Mike with that Yang depletion timer. And this is going to be very hard for Mike to try to stay alive and cleanse his Yang depletion timer. You see him already trying to get aggressive in the situation. XY, new name from XY is Mr. Upset. I'm not going to lie. He came out here and he mink. He was just picking up eliminations into that top 9 to make sure they don't take the bi-weekly home. And you see him here still alive moving into this. What are we? We're still in mid game. It's zone 3. But XY 2 on the board. Only 5 players remaining here in this game. Currently, Mike does have the most amount of points, but 5th, 6th, and 8 are still alive, and there is going to be an MVP in between those lines, I believe. T225 now is going to be able to get the LMB focus clink there against XY. Cannon shots flying on in there from Wufang. Big damage. XY still applying the pressure onto the Liam. T225 Mike trying to find a perfect opportunity to try to cleanse his Zane depletion timer. It's still doable. XY tries very low in the back end. Pulsar hits there from Mike. That's a gold Pulsar. It's going to be doing a lot of damage that he snagged up in the realm of Yang. XY now needs to be real careful. He's going to use his Justina dashes to create the distance. Edward first one up. Mike grappling all in. Wufang as well. XY trying to use the terrain in his favor, but this could work out perfectly if Mike is able to cleanse here.
No way he kills noise right now.
Gotta
say. All right, F2 Rupture Gale. That's free kill for Wufang due to the burn. Okay, wait, never mind. We did not confirm the Rupture Gale to him, so that means it's Edward's kill. Edward, you better make it happen, bro. 3 kill eliminations for Edward. My man got to look for that Soul Bloom. He ain't gonna be. Oh, he got it. We're good. We're chilling now. We got 4 players. No roaming depletion. We're chilling. All of us waiting it out. 2 Valdas, 1 Liam, 1 Lonnie. The lobby has been wiped out. Only match point players are left alive. It's a dangerous game right now. We're playing for safety net, but the problem is there's a V1 Valda, bro. Oh my God, I can't. Engraving is built up. Benthic Descent, Fire Arrows target lock from Mike. He's got a lot of opportunities right now just to make his way slowly but surely and looking at bodies because his supplies, they're not looking too hot. And then looking at Wufong, hype the detach. He picked that up off of XY, Sapjay, the Vancio, Tuna, the most stacked player in the game probably. Ruptured Gale over as well, just to chip away at health bars little by little. Maybe not going for the max repair chest in his inventory, but he definitely is making survivability his name of the game. Edward with his wind spout, having a Cloud Weaver, having a Hepta detach as well, Fire Target Lock, Twin Shot, Sunwing Shot. Nothing really kind of going off on what he can use. None of the Jades that I said, except for the Cloud Weaver to be built up. Seen an Engraving, seen a Ruptured Gill Orb, seen a Assassin's Lunge, having an Overlord, Tai Chi Fan, and advancing on TT5. Though this is another thing to mention. The motive right now, don't start, don't say anything unless you want to get hit, Yeah, if you want to start it off, you got to expect to get hit back. And that's just going to be the case where the whole lobby looks at you at that time.
I'm thinking there's 2 Valdas in the field, right? I mean, game 8, all these players able to take the MVP to win the bi-weekly. We still have the handshake meta right there. You see, right? Edward and Wufong just running past each other. Mike and TT5 got to get one of these out. They're not going to get aggressive against each other. I know there are going to be contesting the Spirit Well, but how far is this going to go, right? Like, are you going to take a chance and play the handshake meta and just potentially just be like, they're not going to handshake, right? We're all top 9. We can't do it, but I mean, they're doing it. So this is rough right now for Mike and TT5. You do not want any of these Valdas to stay up. Edward has no armor, I believe. Stash one, or yep, he stashed one. He's gonna go ahead and snag up the purple armor now. Yeah, that's crazy, right? You having free will like that, top 8, all these players top 4 for this game, being able to take the bi-weekly home, running around with no armor. Hey, I don't know. My eyes, that should have been aggression right there.
That should have been like armor check, like auto aim,
lock key,
like lock key. Yeah, and to see. All right, wait, no armor, R&B, easy.
Yeah. I don't know. This is crazy. Like I said, right there, that's a perfect opportunity that the remainder of this lobby needed. You have to keep in mind, any of these players, I mean, it's 2-3-3-3. Like, everybody's so close to be the MVP right now. One of these 4 players in this game are going to be the winners of this bi-weekly. And now the aggression has started between the whole lobby. Spirit World contestant Edward drops very low here in the situation. Mike backs on up to get a full reset in. T225 in the center of the Spirit World to collect this. And whoever does is going to be able to come out victorious, I believe. Nutchuck Proc comes in there from Wufong. Big parry from T225 against Edward. And now Wufong trying to scatter on out. The Valdas are eating up a lot of damage in this situation. Mike the first one on the scene against Wufong. And now we're going to have to wait and see how this engagement goes.
This is going to be a Valda ultimate investment. It has to be from Wufong right now, because right now the lobby's going to be looking at him. There's a proc. There's the Liam V1 from T225. It is now revealed to Mike, who cancels his ultimate to conserve that rage. And then for Wufong to look for the RBs, he had to try to tag away from this. If he can get the RB, to the face of T225. T225, we know it's V1. Guaranteed. And he still has it available. And he just goes ahead and zones off. And then the Wufong last water spear gets double tap dodge into the vicinity. And there's going to be the crossbow shots. There's going to be the cannon shots. Everything is out for the lobby right now to kill him off here. And there's Mike with a scare rush with the pulse sword and the natural play of the motion. Something that's a classic, really. And then for Edward to use those common fist plays just for the Cloud Reaver alone, just to make sure they instill fear on the position. It's still to the case that Lonnie, as well as the other, with the Liam, with T225, is that he can just make this a problem for Wufong as he is in the corner, and he knows he needs to heal as much as he would like to. It's still going to be caught with a burn.
Yeah, and we see it now. He's trying to rotate on out. Edward in the back end has Cloud Weaver there with a fist place. It's just common, though. It's not going to be a lot of damage off of that alone. Wufong drops nearly all that gold armor. T225 full looking here onto Wufong, as well as Mike. Mike first one on the scene. Mike's about to get that ult back. Wufong not even close. 41% for the ultimate, but they're already enraged. You got to be careful on the bang. It does clip onto Wufong and Mike. You got to be real careful in this situation. Both players are going to be taking this quick little reset in. Now, the Bane is going to be still in their proximity. They are going to be dropping down of this terrain. Edward drops very low in the backside. T225 with the advantage against Edward. B1 called in here for Edward. Can hold him in the zone. No, it's not taking zone health there. He's still being fully healthy. Uses the F to avoid the pressure of that ultimate. And now the F1 or the B1 called in there for T225 in the back end. T225 picks up the elimination and his ult is pretty much gone now. He does not have any more charges left. Last Valda up is going to be Wufong. And I mean, hey, you said it. I'm not going to say it because we're going to have to wait and see. I don't want to cast a curse to anybody, but Wufong now getting aggressed by T225.
Now here's the problem though. Wufong getting cornered off by golden nunnies, and that's such a mind-game weapon. You can't do anything about that. He knocks him away. He buys him a couple in 2.7 seconds to be exact. But Mike wants to take his aggression. The stab hit comes off. The F combo breaker from Mike comes out. Double R&B. We're doing it. Double blue focus. There it is. Mike can catch him for the 1-2s. It's Wufong looking for the 3-piece with that R&B, maybe going right back into it, and he is aggressing. Oh, the mind game into the meter dump. Burns out a little bit of that meter for TT5, but he has that Dragon War. Nice sap coming out here. A little bit of that Southern accent coming out for a moment. R&B uppercut, sheet swap, perfect. R&B, jump R&B, there we go. We look for the second chance here for another LMB. The one to the LMB, crouch LMB. We see the V1, the escape pattern, right? Wufong throws it, he launches it. I'm not even sure if TT5 got caught, but then again, what is Mike doing? Mike, you know this target has no HP. Active ultimate. Wufong still has a spotlight, but this is definitely going to be a motion to get the kill leader at the lobby, whether you know it or not.
Yeah, right there, Mike had to pressure the Liam there in that situation, especially with 4 kills on the board. T225. Mike needs to try to get the elimination onto Wufong and also take out. No, I think he still wins if he does last one standing with potentially 3. He has 2. So I think he has to snag up 1 massive ship parry there from Wufong onto Mike. I mean, he's parrying everything and he has sap, so he's getting the health back off it out alone. T225 though, back in the mix here against Wufong. Wufong, quarter white hell left. Who's gonna be able to snag out this elimination between Mike and T225? Overholds, gets the damage. Mike now with a kill. Lonnie ultimate called in here from Mike. No ult there. LB Pro there from Mike. And now that last fight doesn't catch the first ball throw here from Mike. It's gonna be able to try to find a scare rusher onto T225. No damages yet. He's playing the terrain perfectly. T225 wants to win this one home. Needs to try to counter the situation. Recatches there inside the zone, and Mike can do it here. Swatches to the pole sword. Doesn't recatch the third ball though, and now the kite is on here for T225, and the ult is about to come online here for T225. Not your meter connects here onto Mike. He's still trying to catch the elimination here. The F is on cooldown. It can go anybody's way. LB focus connects there for T225. Mike now with the health is even between both players. Ultimate out here for the Liam. First one connects there. LB Paro weaves the second one around. The Cypher connects there for the Liam. One shot. Mike now in the dream. Trying to find a common armor swap. Does manage to do so. Since the LB focus doesn't connect. The LB focus connects. The F on cooldown. The final R&B and T225 is going to be our Biweekly 3 final winner.
Get it. We earned it. And we earned it big time.
Hey. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We'll let this ceremony.
让我们恭喜2025 NBPL 第3胜周单排周决冠军，他属于 YCG T225，有请
YCG T225，Welcome。